Really just got to try and play survival here. As I said, if you can get to top 3, it's going to be job done. You get to match point. You can do that as a rat. You just have to be quiet. 10k eliminated. That is an extra point for GG.
I've swapped stuff.
Get to top 3. It's not as easy as it looks sometimes, especially with how these teams are spread out.
Stuff
but
out.
maybe a
Put
rare
other
spot.
stuff in. I edited a lot of settings, but I don't think it's
Effect walking around the corner. And Funk is gonna get away with 1 HP. No bats. Well, he does have 1 bat, excuse me. But he chooses the shield cell instead. Hits the med kit next.
I doubt it.
And the dream stays alive. It's now just 4 points. Funk might be able to do this for GG here.
Have to go through.
I think he might need
never know what to do.
Anyway, it's still doable, even as a solo.
Like I said, I'm just testing this out.
Some of this conflict and then join things a little
I'll probably
bit later.
delete this whole
So Zero
live
Tenacity,
stream
Go Next, VCGO, Alliance, and then the remainder of GG.
just try and roll out NA.
That remainder is going to have to force its way in with the zone as it shifts
Hopefully, if I
back
can
north
just
now. And this is
keep
where some of
editing
the
stuff
ultimates
so
are
it
going to
doesn't
really
cut
play a
out
factor.
for
He kind
a
of
few
just
hours.
used
I can
his
delete it
mother
all.
load just to try and create
Start
a
it
little bit of
for
space
NA.
and maybe get some extra vision.
VCGO got a little bit of space on this side of the zone as well.
But I don't know. It's now cutting out like every minute.
Funk is up on height.
There's nothing I can do about it. Tried.
This really could work. You just had to use the Sparrow ult though. That's gonna hurt a little bit when it comes to holding off a team. Or maybe just influencing the end.
Punk's right now, yeah. You can tell I'm very frustrated. But
when he has time, he had time or had the Sparrow ulti available. Just that final fight goes down and releases the build, he fires that in, but now he's got to deal with Alliance who have been hunting him down for quite some time.
Done some research, and it's like, say my device can just turn itself off.
Still,
Power save mode or something.
Keeps the GG dream alive.
I mean, this is a rat masterclass.
Don't know.
If you ever needed one to watch to try and...
I'm not a computer expert. I've never used computers,
try and work
so...
out how you're going to get your extra points in ranked. Well,
if anyone asks me how to fix anything, I need to build a
as well with that double jump.
And
but unlucky,
I can get the job done.
letting him escape.
It's like, really?
PC, I'm the one who needs help, but it seems no one.
If you want it that bad, you can have it. GG will not hit match point, so Alliance will be the only team here. I believe who can hit match point in this game. Go next, 32 points on the board. But Alliance will have a free roll in this next game to become your regional champions.
Depending on how knowledgeable Alliance are, like if they recognize the patterns, they would have known that GG, that could have been them as a last remaining solo alive as well. So could have been a very tactical chase. And I wouldn't put it past them, because Alliance are very intelligent, do know compositions pretty well. The only other Sparrow that would have been alive would have been VCGO, so it's worth a pop of chasing down a Sparrow, has to be said.
530.
VCGO have most room in the zone at the moment. Alliance just a duo. Go next still trapped inside of this building. Zero Tenacity, the other team, who are a full 3. You can see on the right hand side of your screen right now. Go next is the interesting one for me. How do they leave this building? Do they take the low ground option? Do they wrap out late? So they want to try and hit the
Henchman, what a name.
The zip line up to height.
All reds.
Taking zone.
Go next. Certainly going to be powerful in this fight, but sadly the zone's going to take a lot
of
damage for them.
Oh.
A wall, then back up. I love it, but is it gonna
I had to do that at the start. I had to do that at the start.
Absolutely nuked. You could see the plan. They wanted to get the Newcastle wall down up on that high ground, but they get absolutely nuked. But Henchman stays alive and will be able to get his teammate back up, but it will only be a duo as one player got sent into the Nether Realm.
I remember with Alliance being on match point, they could finish this whole thing in match 6. So this is your chance to get points on the board, climb the leaderboard, and give yourself an opportunity of making mid-season playoffs if Alliance were to win in the next game as well. So this could be a huge game for the likes of Go Next, VCGO, C10 in their chances of making mid-season.
Kind of trying to swing onto effect. He's got the angle.
Go next gonna have to drop here.
Want to try and send it onto the duo of Alliance here, but no, it's gonna go down. It's not as easy as just.
Did he just get punched? No.
They're about to 2v3 them here, Alliance. They do.
Surely they die. Go next to the duo. Yeah, they go up a second. Go next will win. Oh no, they're a trio.
Quite possibly could. They do
oh, the triple take those guys. Oh!
Yes, it will.
That's well played by Go Next.
The triple take will do the job.
The duo get the job done.
And they had a plan. And they were able to just use those red armors very effectively, even after getting absolutely demolished by grenades initially.
They're almost through that game, but
Flex those biceps.
still got the job done.
Show them what you've got. Is go next. Who win game number 5. But the biggest story here is we have Alliance now on match point. The first
Here we go.
to cross that 50-point threshold will be Alliance, and in the next game they have to close out.
Just know
Yeah,
it's
who
going to
would have thought
disconnect
Alliance
any
first to
second
match
now.
point? I think that would have been on a lot of people's bingo's card with how Alliance have been performing so far this season. The
I'll
question
just
is, can they
do.
close it out in
If you're
6?
upset,
You know, I mean, they have
I'll
done it
just do
historically,
like
but at the same time, we look at their
part 1,
consistency
part 2,
across the
part
board.
3,
second
part
place
4,
is very
part
often, but
5 for
EMEA is
the
a little bit
EMEA
different
live
to
stream, and
international
just put it in the
yeah,
playlist, and then I'll do
is more of a home ground for them.
NA, and just hopefully everyone just realizes that I had internet
You'll
issues.
see it in just a few seconds time. Go next. We'll get the win.
Bangalore.
19 points. 12
That's
placement points from that first place finish with the 7 KP Alliance. By the way, just 19 points. They only needed 2 going into that.
It's praying that by the
previous
time.
game, 12 KP for them and a little 2v3
Oh, I don't
which
even want to think
particularly
about it.
enjoyed against VCGO,
Please,
who
when I do the
probably
NA live stream,
enjoy it
just
quite as much.
smooth
GG very, very
sailing,
close
just
though, Dan.
go
Very,
in
very close,
one,
and Funk
for
did
the love of
everything he
God.
could to
Alliance
get them
on
as
match
close as
point
possible
though.
to hitting match point.
Well, there's your confirmation. A nice little golden cover for Alliance. 67 points. GG, very close. You mentioned it. 46. Go next. Only 7 off as well. Navi 9 off. So there are
Swap
teams that are within
USBs,
touching
I'm
distance here
hoping that
in
just
match
helps
6
it a
if
little bit,
Alliance
because
don't
it's just
win
feels
the whole thing.
ridiculous right now.
But you've got to look at the whole
How much it
leaderboard
was fucking
as it stands
disconnecting
right
on
now,
me.
because thinking about getting to mid-season playoffs, thinking about the teams that need
Maybe I'll
points
turn
to try and get
next
there
second
as well.
try, if it does it
There's
again,
some
I
teams
can
that are
turn
struggling. Team
every
War, for
power
example,
save mode off, and maybe it
bottom
doesn't
of the
turn it off.
leaderboard.
But
They
I don't
were
know.
in one of those placements, but they are going to be overtaken as it stands, so they need to pick things up definitely in match 6 to give themselves a chance.
It'll be also because I'm
Yeah,
watching
scary,
something,
scary moments
not
for
touching
Team
my keyboard
War,
much, so
for
it's turning
sure.
itself off.
Alliance on to match point though, and one thing that always stands out to me when you look at those leaderboards, always kind of tally up
Ash,
kill points versus
Alta,
placement points.
Ballistic,
Alliance almost doubled
Wraith,
the rest of the lobby when it comes to
Bangalore,
those kill points, and
Bant.
that's what put them
Oof.
in the position they're
Damn.
finding themselves in right now. We'll have to find out if they can close out in match number 6 though. Alliance on match
Play
point.
Newcastle.
Will this be the final game? Find out in a few moments.
or a crypto. With a, did I say cat band? I think so. If there's no cat band, then a cat. No, because Bangalore just got banned and cat was in that game, so I'd play Newcastle cat.
Siphon perk here for Sparrow, and that also gives them complete knowledge. It's close enough that he scans all 3 of Remarkable Team. And I don't know, maybe I'd give him a slightly higher chance, but no. Genji will take him out. Final 3v3. Take it away, Dax.
Asian's gonna be playing up top. He got revenge on Alcatio Lago. Now he's just bringing the sights onto the head of young Lagariki. Genji and Supernova. They tried to play aggressive.
Yeah.
Down.
I'd play cat Newcastle.
Truly till the end. Kakoi
Fuse? Did I say Fuse was banned? No, I'd play cat Newcastle Fuse. That'd be my combo.
Fighting and Kakoi, they cannot handle.
Oh, he
now
messes
Pete goes
up the
down.
And I would be the one to play either cat or Fuse, I think. Depends who I'm with.
Now there we go, EDG down, and now we have the rival VKG set up we were waiting for.
Oh, but QQ, he's done it again. Knocks the first down, in and out, shield.
I just need, I'm hoping that if I go start NA, the NA live stream, just, I'm not going to touch anything, just hope that, hopefully I can get through it, which will still be like a 4-hour live stream, so I've got a long way to go if I do it. I wonder if Alliance ended this game though, ended this round, it'll be pretty interesting. Effects currently the leader. Are we surprised? Oh?
As you saw a little bit of action there, JD Gaming qualifying as well as SBI from our APAC South and APAC North teams and regions. We'll see them in the midseason playoffs. Right now, though, back with Dan Gaskin. Dan, it's time to talk a little bit about who's going to make it here, my man, because it is still wavering. And even this final circle, you know, you look at match point, Alliance stay on, but Gaming Gladiators, they were so close to making it as well.
Yeah, Gaming Gladiators put on a rat display, a survival display, but with how Alliance were hunting them, I have a feeling that maybe they knew who GG were, just through compositions and knowing that they had a Sparrow and there was only 2 Sparrows left, so it was worth taking a gamble. The Alliance, they made match point, but you want to be the only team on match point because it gives you a free hit, essentially, going into match 6. But tried as they might to GG, they were eliminated. In the end, it was Go Next who had a game plan from inside the building. They used the catwall to give coverage, went back inside to then zip up, took a lot of damage from the zone, then got naded on height, but still were able to survive as a 2 and win it in the end with the triple take. At least putting themselves up in like the top 4, top 5 to give themselves a chance of making match points soon as well if Alliance don't win it in 6.
Yeah, I mean, Go Next demonstrated a great position with Pathfinder, an advantage with a certain character pick. It also demonstrated how Alter being banned, normally that would be very accessible with a Void Passage, either to pull someone down from that height or to get up to that height and contest it. With less people running Pathfinders and that ultimate ability to climb and push up on height now, and with Horizon being essentially like forgotten about, there isn't a lot of team-wide mobility to get to those places in end zones, and it's actually was a great call from Go Next. They risked losing it all, but because they were able to get the stabilization up there without the added pressure, it was perfect. So I love the way that they're playing. That puts them down into a good spot heading into game 6. We've seen back-to-back wins for JD Gaming, I believe, and that ended in 7. Can we see it here in EMEA as well, where Alliance can somehow get on match point and then win again to shut down the tournament and end it all? We're about to find out.
I mean, it's something we haven't seen Alliance achieve on international LAN, except, of course, at Esports World Cup, which is where these teams are going to be heading for mid-season playoffs. This is what all these teams are going to be qualifying for, so Alliance know it very well, but can they lead themselves into mid-season playoffs as the regional final champions? I mean,
I haven't disconnected. That's crazy.
How consistent they've
It's
been
fucking
at
freezing.
getting to those final circles.
That's crazy. I'm still live. Let's go. Maybe the swap of USB saved me?
Try and actually secure a victory and secure this entire thing today.
Even better.
They are the best performing Stormpoint team throughout the season.
It won't
in
though,
EMEA.
because I had problems with this USB, so I swapped the other one.
Which, you know, they are still the most
It never
winningest
got
team
fixed. I've just
alongside
swapped
3
back,
others
and it could
with
just
2
be
victories on
coincidence that
Stormpoint
it
as well.
hasn't disconnected. Because I
definitely
remember the
got a
first
good
live stream went for an
opportunity.
hour before it disconnected, and it was
Just the fact that they can close the deal, that they have lifted trophies, should give you a lot of confidence if you're an Alliance fan in a position like this. There's no downside, which that is rarely the case in a BR, in a match point finals, on if you win or if you lose. But you do want to take advantage of it. Our first map of the day was Stormpoint, and now potentially our last map of the day as we head into game 6 and follow along with our winners of game 5. Go Next, Platinum, Henchman, Kinda.
Can Alliance end it in 6?
A great,
Can they end it in
I
6?
think,
That is the big question.
presence within our EMEA region, trying to get it done here.
Can they
But
end
what
it
I'm
in
loving
6?
also about it, Dan, is just, you know,
I don't think they
kind of
do,
the way
but
that
they
this
definitely
catalyst
can.
Newcastle meta, we said it
So
benefits
keen for
GG.
NA.
I think it benefits a lot of teams, especially going back just a year ago. I mean, it's something that's
67 points, and next
this
closest
isn't
is
getting prioritized the
46.
same
It's
way
just
as
like,
movement,
this
as
is
characters in the
ridiculous.
assault and skirmisher
How
class
easy
are. I
EMEA
think for a
is
lot of
for
teams who maybe are
Alliance.
struggling with at least finding some consistency, those 2 characters being pretty much relatively available for 4, 5, now 6 games is helping to do a lot as we take a look at the map and the picks for game 6.
That is Pathfinder in every composition but one, by the way. And I
Oh,
think that is
really?
really just demonstrating how the legend bans have gone through. We've lost a lot of the mobility legends like Alter, Wraith, Ash. So Pathfinder is kind of next up at being someone who can provide
That's
you
crazy.
point A to point B with a little bit of, you know, coverage. Sure, you're going to be in the air, but you do get the damage resistance as well from the zip line. So 19 teams agree that's going to be where you're heading for your composition.
It actually got rolled into Pathfinder's kit. One of the strongest ways to buff a legend, just take some of the perks, kind of roll them back into the kit, change some of those perks to add a little bit of spice, but really keep that power in just the base character. One of the things Pathfinder's benefiting from. Konex also showed how that was valuable in this last one. Won't be any
Sparrow
heights
Fuse
that teams
Path
can't
for
reach in
Alliance,
this
eh?
game, as it will be our
Don't even need
next game.
KP, they
Legend
just need a
as well
win.
as last time it's being able to be played here, as we follow along with Alliance. Already big shots there from
Okay.
well into his blue.
Why they are the
leveling
best
up his
from EMEA.
purple shield as Alliance
Vector's
show
bloody
force as
goated.
they move across this northwestern side.
And the height could be applicable as the zone is heading down towards Barometer. Certainly there is height there that you can play off in that tower. It probably won't end around it, but definitely will be important towards the end game. I think that actually Alliance have a good opportunity here to grab the Trident, rotate all the way through on the western side down to the south, and then enter Barometer from the southern side through the water, which we've seen time and time again from this roster. So a good opportunity for them to find a spot, but they will have to probably fight through a couple of teams just because they are being delayed on their rotation by Cybercats here.
Yeah, there's certainly a team that's going to come in looted. I mean, if they win this fight with Cybercats too, with some KP, some confidence, and a pretty clear path. But teams in their way still potentially not as Sincere. A team over towards that side as well, where they want to aim, is Team War, who are holding the height of Barometer.
I mean, a squad who came into this in 6th place, or yeah, 6th place, and now they're in dead last today. They are the 2nd best performing Stormpoint team in the season, so in EMEA. So maybe this is going to be their opportunity to put a big game on the board to give them that chance of staying within those 8 positions for mid-season playoffs. It has to be now, you feel, because otherwise you just hand that opportunity to Alliance to win the whole thing, and then suddenly teams are overtaking you.
Yeah, well, this is that moment I was kind of talking about when I made the analogy to playing a soccer match or a football match. You go to overtime and they score, and if it's a bad PK call, you feel okay. You still have your chances. You know, maybe that was just unlucky. Go back at it. You're winning maybe the flow of play. But if it's somebody who's a star, you know, if it's Messi, it's Ronaldo, they do something, they get their hat trick, you're like, maybe the gods are against us. This is kind of feels insurmountable that we're gonna not only tie and then come out and win. I feel like that's kind of where some of these teams on the bottom, VCGO, FaZe, UAIM, are starting to feel with Alliance already at match point. It seems very difficult for them to think we're going to not only get to the threshold, but then we're going to win before they have a chance to do it. So in many ways, Dan, I think team...
Oh, Jesus Christ, I thought it paused then. Internet cut out again. Oh. Scared to move my mouse.
Team that's fighting for the lobby to stay alive right now.
Alliance really gatekeeping
They are the
cats.
team that is putting pressure on Alliance, but really, when you look at this fight, Alliance seem to be the ones that are putting pressure on the Cybercats.
It's
Alliance are
just
like, yeah,
toxic.
we can do this all day. We can take this fight. We are comfortable because we have the Trident. We can escape faster than you can. You're the ones who are going to have to try and do something
They're
a little bit
evacing, I
different
think.
here.
Or no, they're
And it looks like
zip lining up to the
Cybercats are
top.
taking potentially
Oh no,
to
it
the
isn't an
skies.
evac.
So maybe they're just going to fly on over and leave, and it will allow Alliance to rotate.
Oh,
accordingly.
don't do it, Unlucky.
We'll probably hit a few shots, and Lucky saying maybe it's not worth it. Let's just make sure we're healing.
Oh, they're getting ratted on.
Aurora, VCGO, surprise party from Aurora.
Oh my
They
god, it's
walk in the
backfired.
door, all their friends saying hello. They're shocked. They punch somebody. Say, oh no, my bad. I didn't know what was going on here.
Ah, Roy's
That's
still
exactly
win this.
what Aurora hoped for.
What
Kazakh,
rats, bro.
excuse, still alive. VCGO Kiner left. Can he do something special? Not likely.
What a rat.
VCGO out, and Aurora surprise hello. Works out.
Could that be just terrible news for VCGO and their chances
That's
of getting
bad.
to the mid-season playoffs, because they needed this game as well? You know, down in 13th place in today's standings, down in 15th place in the overall standings. If it ends here, they ain't going to mid-season playoffs. So all it took was just a little bit of an ambush on the side of Aurora. As we check back in with Alliance here.
Unlucky sitting on that Sparrow. We've seen a lot of value brought from this character as he's been introduced in season 25. With the 30-30, you know, Unlucky's wishing he had a couple more sights to his name. Maybe he's saying Alonzi and Ozis are the ones who have those sights in their death boxes. Let's see how we can pressure that out. Either way, this is taking a while. And these teams fighting in zone, mind you. So ticking away, there's a little bit more of a threat there, but there's also a lot of movement on both these teams. Pathfinder being available. Zip lines as well. There's a Sparrow ultimate. It's setting up space. It's forcing them in one direction. You can feel it. Alliance now
Lucky
going for the
with the
fight.
knock.
Ozis will fall thanks to
Alliance
Lucky,
just
and it's
don't
looking like
stop,
it's gonna be a
do they?
cleanup, at least of
They
most
just
of these
don't
members
stop.
of Cybercats.
Literally on match point, they just have to win the game,
So
and they're
Alliance
still
do get
hunting
the
people in
initial
zone.
job done, but that has delayed their rotation incredibly. They're gonna have to move all the way. I mean, they would have wanted to go around the map, gone southwest, and go through the water to cut in on the southern side, but now with the zone, it's going to be more difficult to do that. If they're well equipped with meds, they could still
running away.
potentially get away with that rotation. But you can see, Unlucky's just gone down to the ring. They are going to be fighting tooth and nail to stay in this game now, and might just have to go for a more brutal approach to this zone from the northern side.
You know, and they have 30
Inside, but
seconds
the reset.
as well. I mean, looking
Can't
at
even
just
get banners.
the brutality of it, they just have to get things done very quickly. Unlucky's going to fall yet again. They have the trident, but it's going to really, really hurt in a bit. One boost, two
Imagine they
boosts,
died
they
his
should be able to make it. But you're right, Dan. What awaits them? Niflheim, not as Vincier on that same
Yeah, they got a
rotation. There is
long
little
way
bit
to
of a
go.
path through Cedo, but the remaining members of Cybercats will be looking to go that route as well. And go
Looking to
next.
get
If they're
crafting.
smart,
There's
try to
crafter
hold
right
that
there
choke
and a
maybe
respawn right
peek
there.
a little bit over those walls. But it seems like maybe that is what Alliance have set
Where's
themselves
GG?
up for as we get Ring 2 closing in,
I see them.
and only one team fully
There's
eliminated.
Navi coming in. Navi
Well,
dying.
meanwhile,
The
down at
phase.
Barometer, it's starting to get a little bit packed.
Crypto ult comes out.
Jam-packed full of teams as FaZe will see Navi arrive, and FaZe get
FaZe
the
are
initial one. Remember,
FaZe are
FaZe,
hunting.
so much still to do here today. They really need a win in this match 6 to give them any sort of hope of getting to the mid-season playoffs as well. Navi,
Oh,
they're only
Navi
gonna be
dropping.
there. But maybe they can play a part in denying some other squads, but it looks like it's not
It's
going
good
to
that
happen here
Navi
in this
died.
match.
As I just said, Navi's already
FaZe
qualified.
Clan
They don't even
on
need to win.
15 points, looking to make it past this 19th spot where they've just kind of
Yeah, they need a
settled
big
into
game
for
here
so
from
long.
FaZe.
The benefit
They need a
is that there are
huge
lot
game.
of movement opportunities with just 10 points to your name off of this.
GG. Funk's going down.
38 is
Gonna get that
fifth place, but
reset.
in between a lot of 20s, teams trying to find their narrative.
Nice
build their
nades.
story
Oh,
here
he got fully
with
finished.
EMEA. Blast, finding
They
Funk,
don't have a crypto
and just
either.
gonna
Is
deliver
crypto?
that to Beacon. Still has two
Crypto
alive.
down?
Again,
I don't know.
There's another team
Crypto's
trying to just
banned or
make it a
not.
match point
Like,
game,
no
but,
cryptos.
they're playing a
Must
little
have
bit
got banned.
underhanded as well.
I remember.
Yeah, I mean, losing Funk's going to be so detrimental.
Yeah, that's bad
He
losing
can still
Funk.
do it as a 2.
Every time I hear
Saw
Funk,
how
I still
hard he
feel
had
like
to
saying
work in the
sweet and
previous game as a
Sykes.
solo to try and
But
get those points.
those
It's
days are past.
never fun. They do, though, have at least
Oh,
this
Blast is
banner.
dropping.
Oh,
GG's got a
also get
drop.
taken down, and GG's chances of reaching match point
All
here
the
in match
good,
6
the
may
top
just be
teams are
slipping through their
falling, so
fingers here.
Alliance
I don't know. I mean, Light
playing
looking
with
to
the
see
puppies now.
what he
They can
can
get the
do
job
here.
done.
Does he feel confident enough?
Big
that this
dog's
team is
going
gonna
down.
push? Waiting just to get the banner. I think that's what the call was. Going to shield.
They've got a
squad
Moby,
potentially
though.
Here. Try to stay alive, and now he's got
He's got to solidate. He's got to find a spot.
Dodge. I don't know what else will.
What
Waiting
spot
to
is
get
that?
No.
Yeah, he's dead. GG down.
He's the one. And
That's a
it's Matt
dirty spot, though.
Strafey from
I've never
UA
even knew about
who
that.
spots out Light and sends GG back to lobby. They will not reach match point, ending on
Aurora.
46 here in match number 6.
They need a
Now,
huge game
realistically,
to
GG will
Aurora.
be hoping that Alliance do finish it here, because GG still in second place, still have good points, and as it stands, still would be going to mid-season playoffs, as Aurora have just lost one. Aurora go out here and now, their mid-season playoffs may be
Yeah, that's
crushed
finally
as well
working,
in
so
match
it
6
makes
as
sense
well.
for Alliance to end
A
it
lot
here.
of teams riding on whether Alliance win or lose here in match 6, which is kind of crazy.
I reckon Alliance win it.
A little bit of a
They got a massive rotation though. They got a lot of work to do, but a lot of the Giants have been dying.
Multiple of those. And you can see here on the top.
Go
just
Next is
a
still
lot
up.
of northern teams.
Go Next could definitely
zone, and
powerhouse them,
in
but
zone
Navi
right
and
now, not a lot
GG
of
being
playable
down. Like,
space
my top
in
3
that
is
one.
Alliance, Navi, and
Yeah, that's
GG.
actually where the
Alliance is
Newcastle
1,
would usually come into
GG's
play.
2,
who's got
Navi's
Zip,
4.
Z10 have both got Newcastles to work with. Nemesis
Who's
also
third?
Newcastle as well, as do Ronin and
Go Next is
Nep. So,
third.
you know, there are teams that have Newcastle available.
Go
and
Next would have been
maybe
my top
could
4 as
take
well.
advantage
They
of
were
that
my top
in
4.
that end game to just kind of
So my
build a
top 4
castle
is
wall
1, 2, and
and
3,
give
4
yourself
right now.
some coverage, but at the same time,
I said
the amount of divas that are
Alliance,
in this
Navi,
game and
GG, Go
available to
Next.
people
So
as well,
2,
it
3, and
just
4
gets
was not in the right
blasted
order, but
through.
1, 2,
So
3,
even if it's
4
not the same
is
coverage
correct. That's
you
how
had once
easy
upon a time.
EMEA is to predict. Good change right now. Alliance just walked up into that building. Kidding me. How have they just walked straight up?
So Alliance, their
Jesus
journey has taken them at least
Christ.
to the western side of this circle.
They still got a bit of work to do though. Yeah, there's crypto drones
But
everywhere.
There is more of a job to do.
I'm
because
looking
you
at the
saw
map
where
right
that zone
now.
was going to be pulling. It was going to be heading a little bit further south into the open water. There's going to be about 4 teams the Lions would have to get through, but at least they are.
The Lions
comfortable in
ended
it.
here.
They
Let's
were able
just
to avoid the zone
they
here.
the only teams that can beat Alliance is NA teams. 100 Thieves, Falcons, NIG. Many powerhouses and then oh, they're dying. It's a lot to affect. FaZe have just wiped another powerhouse. We're going to a game 7.
Has done many things in his career already. Winning this
Can
game,
affect get out.
even surviving, might
He's the
just
best
be
player in the
one
lobby.
Step too far. Now, sadly, I think we lost Rain Day's connection, but waiting in the wings, I think we've got Vicky Kitty. Vicky, I mean,
You have a Moby? No.
Get taken out here.
You can't ever get rid of me, and it looks like you can't get rid of Effect either. Look at the way he's surviving, but can he get this clutch moment is the question. There's so many other teams.
He's got to hit that
around him
craft
right
up
now.
so he can
It's
get back to
definitely
this
on the high
banners,
ground.
but I
Things
don't
can't
think he
right to his
can.
south.
FaZe will not allow that to happen. FaZe have just
There
wiped
is a
Navi and now they're
craft
wiping
right there. I mean,
Lions.
it's
That's
not
crazy.
impossible to get a craft.
It's
but with
crazy.
the amount of teams around, it's going to be certainly difficult. Can you double back and maybe get the banners if FaZe were to leave? Anyway, a lot of considerations. The most important thing is Alliance are still alive for now, but it may just open up the window here for someone else to get a victory on the board and get a little bit closer, if not cross match point threshold themselves.
I'm just more so scared that FaZe have a crypto, and with that drone, they could spot out that one straggler of Alliance, but with Hockeys being in their ear, you know that they're guiding them to play either for their lives here, or hopefully maybe for the rotate, because in that next zone, you're gonna have to cross open waters. Onyx already know that they're looking at 10K. Zipline Mafia, the rest of this lobby, honestly, are going to have to collapse on each other coming out of Barometer on that north side.
Good positioning from Onyx here, who are going to be taking the southeast, but again, lack of coverage once you get into that zone. And 10K maybe have taken the more advanced position in this final circle, or towards the final circle. I know we still have ring 5 to come as well. But I say final circle because I think this ring is going to be the killer. We're going to see probably 8, maybe 9 teams get eliminated just in this ring close alone, because all of them are outside of it and all of them have to transition from north to south. But I love the position that 10K find themselves in right now.
Literally, out of this entire lobby, only, 2 teams are in that next zone, and there's very limited information. Unless you're one of the teams that could get that ring console in the middle barometer before the zone starts closing in, this is where all the chaos is going to break down. Effect still alive for Alliance, still trying to hide away from the crypto drone. They spotted him out, but Effect is not going down without a fight.
I mean, I was going to say, imagine if Effect were able to win this game on his own. We'll put it certainly in the realms of possibility, albeit unlikely. We've seen him do a lot of things. Nephilim will be eliminated, by the way, in 16th.
Biggest clutch moment if they can do that. Go next.
If Effect can win it from here, that is crazy. I just went and made a hot chocolate. I'm back there. Subcast go down, Go Nest goes down, Moose goes down, FaZe Clan down. Oh my god. How is Alliance still alive? Or get knocked. How are you still alive, Effect?
Still alive with Effect, who's
Aurora.
just
That's a kill for Effect right there. Yep.
He's waiting for people to drop, and he gets another kill here, which gives him the loot. And you know what? It's all starting to fall into place for him, but I just think that this zone is so punishing. There's so much open space and lack of areas, but there
If
are
he
teams
wins
falling
this,
left, right, and center here, Vic.
Swear to God.
Onyx and 10K are engaging in each other. The only 2 teams
Be one of the
that are in
greatest
that
solo
zone,
wins I've
which
ever
means that
seen.
they're made. They are not
I've seen a
looking at
lot
Alliance.
of
They are not
Flans.
looking at a Lucky. The one solo make their way into that next zone. He's scared. He's looking at the edge.
There's
side,
Nasuke.
looking
Go
at
Nasuke.
Zipline Mafia, Ronin, Aurora,
10K.
UAIM, all
We're in 12th.
find
Come
this
on.
fight.
I don't know
In
if they've
that one
qualified or
zone,
not,
his
but I really want
teammate is
Nasuke to go.
eliminated.
I mean, Effect sometimes does have the power of 3 guns. He can still hold out these squads on the northern side who are all falling like
Aurora
flies
need
at
a
the moment.
huge game as
Aurora
well.
may be the most healthy. They're getting involved. They're doing the damage, but they need to start thinking about moving soon. 20 seconds until that zone goes, so they have
Well,
to
they've
finish this fight
rushed
quickly.
in.
You're running into a Devo, but they do have the R9s to work with as well.
FBI open up, they break down the door, they find the last member. Dragons get eliminated. Aurora still inside here.
How
Ronin
is
taking up
Effect
on the
still
high ground.
alive?
Alliance, that one solo still looking at them. It's Effect who finally gets spotted out by Onyx, who have to now hold a very...
Bruh, how are you gonna add me
Gives
right
you
now?
the freedom to tell your story with a professional website
the north, and all it takes is one of them looking at him. He might just find himself between
So he's
too
still
many
alive.
bullets here. But teams now starting to move from the north. The zip lines come
Aurora's
out as
going
well,
right to
as
Effect, so
everyone's
Effect's
trying to
dead
force
now.
their way to this zone now.
The last thing you want to see is Aurora taking that zipline overhead as that solo of Alliance here, but they managed to go by unscathed over to the right side.
How is
Effect
he
still
alive?
Onyx is looking at them. Effect now has information that Onyx also have full blue Evo shields.
How are you
Does manage to get
alive?
the fat off just about though. And there's still life left in this one yet.
What the
Effect
hell?
has a full R99 to work with, and he says, actually, I'm going to join this one, and I'm going to try and get a little bit more loot, but I think this is going to be too much for him. Does get the shield swap, maybe?
Okay,
No, can't get it.
Effect, that was
Alliance will be
amazing.
eliminated.
That
What
is
we
why
got
you are
in
the
match 7?
best in
That
EMEA.
took so
That is
long, and
crazy.
the slowdown from the Newcastle did not help that
That is
situation.
what a
Aurora
crazy
get
game from
eliminated.
Effect.
It's the face-off that we expected from the only two teams that were in this zone.
Yo,
Two zones
Onyx
ago.
into
It's 10K versus
second.
Onyx, and the EMP
Damn.
trying to ring out and holding a split angle is Bushi with
Surely
only
you're hemlocking
16
from here.
energy ammo in the reserve.
Worth mentioning, Onyx did also cross the match point threshold.
Yeah, they
all
have
while
crossed
that
it now.
action was unfolding, so they'll have a chance to win
Last game went
regional
down,
finals going
and he
into
got
match 7
finished.
as well. But 10K,
Damn, I won
can they
K10.
put themselves one step closer towards the match point threshold? They can't cross it just in this game. Sadly, they won't get enough points, but they can certainly get a little bit closer as Kashira's taking maybe too much damage.
No,
I mean,
they got
Onyx had
bodied
opened
by
up,
Onyx.
Getting that first pick onto Nasky. Onyx move up and not only find themselves at match point, they take that dub on top of it all. The question is, can they do it again? As we
There's
saw
two
already
team
early
match
on in
point
game
now.
one, they won on Storm Point. It seems to me here.
Yo, that game from
Gaskin,
Effect
that
was
they
crazy.
really
He
have
is
Storm
so
Point's
good.
number under their belt.
How is he alive in the
They
middle
do
of Storm
indeed. They
Point?
just seem
He
to
opened like
find the
2
perfect
rocks of
path
cover for
to
like at
what
least
seems
10
like the
minutes.
perfect position. I think as soon as they had that spot, I was mainly worried about 10K.
He's
But I
crazy.
think with all the
He's
teams coming
crazily
from the north,
good.
10K were a little bit more visible. So they then took a lot of damage, and they were kind of being pressured by a lot of the other squads as well. Attention was taken away by the likes of Effect, and in the end, Onyx were just able to spread themselves up a little bit more, take the eastern side, and they were able to kind of dominate that final circle.
It was good being patient too, but still putting in pressure onto 10K. It forced 10K as a squad to really feel comfortable sitting in the final zone as we constantly see them in. But because they're not taking more of these fights, they are approaching these final fights with a lot less health in comparison to a lot of these other teams. Onyx, they
And that
were
seems to be
poking
holding
from
out right
afar.
now,
They
so-
had no issue holding a split angle.
hopefully
as they
you guys
not only
don't
take the
get
win,
bothered
but they
by
take it with 8 KP.
Messy live streams
So
getting
20
started.
points
I
will
started
be
doing
enough to
live
take them
streams.
over the match point threshold. 10K and Aurora both putting points on the board as
It's
well.
either
to keep
YouTube has
their
done
hopes
better
alive of
or
those mid-season
the new
playoffs as we take
USB
a look
done
at those
better.
3 teams we just spoke about.
Ask
The
gay
kind of
1.6k
difference. I mean,
damage. They only got
you
one
look at
kill.
10K and the amount of kills they were able to put up there, it's just placement, placement, placement for these boys. They know what their job is today, and it is just consistent finishes to stay in and around the mix to get their way towards those mid-season playoffs. That was always the goal from when this team formed, and the plan has been going well so far, Vicky.
Yeah, and we take a look at the series results and what that means here for a team like 10K and Aurora. We got Alliance and Onyx. Welcome Onyx to the match point crew here.
Onyx the
Can
only
we take
shock
the
right
dub
now.
As Alliance, they were torn apart. I jumped in.
Top
There was a
7
solo
nailed,
left
except for
here, looking
Onyx.
at Go Next, so that are also inching their way tied together with Gaming Gladiators to hit that 50-point mark.
And Go Next and GG are close. You know, this could go quite a while. I'm just thinking about it. Things could go a while if Alliance aren't closing this out. I don't know how far we're going here. Onset, maybe you have a better idea of how far this is going to go today. But certainly, one thing that is for sure is we're getting a match 7.
Yeah, I don't. So I don't know what else to say, really. I've got no idea how it's going. Although I want to ask you two very quickly. At what point did you start to believe that maybe Effect could do it? Because there was a small moment where
Yeah.
he killed the team behind the Newcastle wall. Took
There was a
Roman
small
down,
moment
I
I
was
thought he could do it.
maybe, just maybe.
I mean, I said
Are
it
you a
I think
believer?
at 13 teams. I was like, you know, it's not impossible. I was at least trying to put it out into the universe to see if it could happen. But as soon as he struggled with a
It was
shield
looking
swap, or
good.
maybe there wasn't a shield swap in there, then I think that was GG.
It was never going to do it,
Certainly a
but
good effort, wasn't it, Vic?
definitely surprised me.
I was really hoping that there was at least like a Moby there if he managed to get a shield swap, if it was available for him. You know, the faith is always there because also, even though once you get past that open ground of water, those rocks that you play off of, you could get a little sneaky with it. And when you have another team trying to give you cover fire, not intentionally, but still putting in pressure on the only team that's looking at you, you could get away with a lot. But it was just way too much for Effect to pull off by himself.
Yeah, it was a valiant effort. We'll put it down to that from effect. But we now find ourselves in a situation where we have two teams, excuse me, hitting match point. You have Onyx joining Alliance now, and the chasing pack very, very close. Question to you is: do you think that Onyx can take this away from Alliance, knowing that Alliance have had 2 games now where they were on match point? Can Onyx repeat what we saw in APAC North a little bit earlier, where we saw first team that hits it next game?
I mean, it certainly has happened historically where the team that gets there first doesn't go on to win it. We've seen that time and time again, but this is Alliance in their story so far. They did hit match point first. They have been the team that's been the #1 in EMEA throughout the entire season for years now. Alliance have been on the tip of our tongues when you think about this region, and they've been dominant today. Sure, they haven't closed it out in 6, but I think it would be rude to expect that from them, even if they would set those kind of standards on themselves. It's not easy to do it in 6, the game after you get match point. Sure, if they had got match point in like 3 or 4, maybe you'd be expecting them to get it done by 6, but I still think they are the heavy favorites to win this entire thing, even if they didn't get it here in 6, Mark.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think Alliance have certainly been the standout team so far today, and the standout team in the region, without a doubt. But you never know. With Onyx now hitting match point as well, Vicky, maybe they could steal this one away from Alliance, and if neither team gets it done, then we could be in for a long one. And I want to talk a little bit about comps, because we're getting to that stage now of match point, which is very, very interesting, where the longer we go, the more unpredictable compositions start to get, and the more we start to see teams having to flex onto legends that even in scrim blocks, they may not have had that much practice in. So what do you think is going to be the first legend, if any, today that comes out as a little bit of a surprise to what we've seen so far this season?
Honestly, now that we said goodbye to Pathfinder, you have to consider those rotate legends now that are on the table still for some of these teams to utilize. Will we finally see the Valkyrie per se, or are we gonna get something different? It's really hard to tell. That's why it's so important to understand the flexibility that you have to work with introducing legend bans, and then having to adjust that for a match point format, something very different than the rest of the days when it comes to Pro League, or the previous days leading up to that finals days for LAN in general too. And currently seeing the way that Onyx has positioned themselves in the overall standings, they're now currently sitting in 4th place behind Team Nemesis. They want to secure their safety after taking now 2 wins for the day to put themselves up to qualify for EWC.
Well, if you missed the last circle from our match number 6, it's a little replay for you. Onyx Esports, so at this point, had hit match point. You can see 52 points on the board for them, and it was just a matter of closing out. I'm pretty sure that 10K went down to a 2 here as Naski was taken down and finished off by Yukui with that beautiful shots coming in with that scout. In this kind of position, especially with Kishira on blue shields as well, I think as soon as they got that information, Dan, a very, very simple job in this kind of situation at this standard to clean out this game.
Kishira getting walked up on by a controller player with a spray is always something that reminds me of history in ALGS, but Onyx do put the points on the board. They do cross the match point threshold, and they give themselves a chance here to make history of their own by being regional final champions here in EMEA, but still a long way to go. It's all about, yes, you can cross the match point threshold, but can you actually get the job done in the final moments?
Yeah, the fact that we've had no repeat winners, if I'm not mistaken, so far today as well, sort of feeds into that narrative that we might have a few more games to go today. Let's get predictions from how many games you guys think is going to be going today, because we have like team predictions and who you think is going to be qualifying. And I was involved in that as well, but I want to know match predictions. I think this is the best one. Like, how many matches do you think we're going today in EMEA?
18.
All right. Well, why? Because you and Onset will probably be casting game 18. Yeah, knowing the way that this goes, it's gonna go game 9. It's Onset and Gaskin, and that's it. It's what is it? The Grim Reaper of match point. But I'm gonna be hopeful. I say game 8.
Oh, it's actually Mr. Matchpoint, Vicky. If you could get my full name correct, that would be muchly appreciated. But let's take a look at what the chat thinks, what the viewers think at the moment. Let's see what's going down. The first one is going to be about 10K, the team who got 2nd place in that previous game. And wow, Lightning Rick, I'm stepping in and filling a hosting role, and you're making me read this. 10K really has 0 fighting ability. Thoughts?
I mean, they don't need to be fighting right now. Let's be honest. Like, I think I've said it a couple of times. They have a very clear game plan today, which has worked out across the last couple of weeks. And sure, today they may not have demonstrated their fighting ability, but take us back 2 match days ago when they won the whole thing. And as soon as they were in those final circles, they were destroying anyone that was in front of them. They might not have as good a fighting ability as some other teams in this lobby, like Alliance, but when they are in that moment, I still think that their smarts can get them in a position to win them the game as well.
Vicky, you look like you have something to add to that, but we'll very quickly, because we've got something about 9 Impulse next. What do you think about the 10K one?
I think that this is the way that Kashira plays into things, right? Because Kashira has always been that IGL to prioritize sitting in final circle positioning, and this is what's being displayed here as, all right, well...
Is that a self-burn? Is that a self-burn from Aurora Apex? 9 Impulse been shooting like a 2020-0 recently. Is that a good... that might be a very specific moment that I can't quite remember. It might be a good thing, could be a bad thing.
I feel like 2022-0, didn't he pop off?
With how chat's been going, I'm trying to work out if it's an insult or whether it's actually just like a nice thing. But yeah, 2022-0 was beaming, so I'd like to think that that was a compliment for once, because chat is always nice. I don't know why we were able to find one nasty comment from chat. It's quite surprising.
All right, well, let's take a look at the last one then. This one is going to be about Alliance. 2022-0, we're going to go with a positive spin. We've got one negative, one positive. Let's see what Apex Status has to say. I'm just saying, but Alliance has 32 kills in 3 games. That's twice the number of kills of the second team, Onyx with 16 kills. That's my kind of math, by the way. The best part, Effect has, by himself, 17 kills, more kills than any other full team in the lobby. Now, that's kind of contradicting what we had in the first tweet, would you not say? That's ridiculous statistics coming out from Effect.
I mean, I did say that Effect kind of has 3 guns in his hands at all times. It feels like when he is shooting, he does have the power of an entire team, and that's no discredit, of course, to Unlucky. And we know what they can do, right? We know that they are 2 of the most amazing players, but sometimes Effect, when he's in the moment, he is absolutely frying. What an amazing pickup, really, an amazing journey it's been for Effect ever since he was added to this Alliance roster.
That is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, the effect he has, and a lot of this, I will say, Vicky, as well, it's very easy to look at Effect as a player, like special player. We know that, right? And we know what fragging ability he has, but a lot of the time he's playing off of damage of Unlucky and Hackers. And I think that's something that doesn't get talked about enough. You can't run into 3v3 situations and just one clip every single player at this level. It doesn't work like that. You have to play off of damage. And the brilliance of Effect, I feel, is how he recognizes what kill has to be prioritized first and finishes that off. And I think you have to give credit to his teammates for allowing him to be put in this position.
Yeah, we're talking about a player who is nearly at 9,000 damage, by the way, over the course of those few games that we've seen thus far. Unlucky also literally in second place as kill leader with 15 kills. Yes, Effect is diffing him with 10 kills, but it goes towards your point with the hand-in-hand Unlucky Effect that Alliance have together. It's just these 2 insane fraggers that know how to follow up with one another, and then you have Hockeys in the back line, literally iPad Kid giving them all the information on that crypto drone and letting them know what to do, where to push, where he needs to be to also give them suppressed fire if he's afar from them, and give them the information if there's a third party in the distance.
While we're waiting for one more player to get into this lobby, let's take a little quick look back on what we saw from Storm Point and what we saw in some of the previous games, and certainly in the draft as well, because this is where the teams are going to be dropping. We saw Alliance and Cybercats having a little bit of a scuffle early on. No surprise to see that Alliance came out on top of that one, but is there anything that kind of surprises you from the picks here, Dan? Because you like going into your POI drafts, you like having a look at where's everybody dropping. Anything that stood out to you so far?
I think you mentioned Cybercats in Northpad is always brave, but then you look at 58 of their pick position. It's not like they really had much other options. They really prioritized E-District and Broken Moon ahead of that. I think FaZe Clan at Down Beast, if they do get a zone that does transition towards the western side a little bit more, then they could be picking up some big points. But again, you're just running the numbers there, and you're hoping that you do get a zone that shifts that way. I mean, the good news is, with it not ending in match 6, is we are going to see Storm Point for a 3rd time, where you may not have known that going into this. You may have just thought it could have just been 6 as well. So I think I'd like to look at, the teams that have been really struggling, like Team War, for example. I mean, over towards Barometer, that could have been their game. That could have been their game that kept them in the chances of getting mid-season playoffs as well. I think they're my biggest surprise so far with how they've really been failing today at finding any points.
Well, good news, everybody. The game is ready to go. It's time for me to say goodbye because you 2 wonderful people will be taking us through this next match. 2 teams on match point. Will we close out now? It's over to you guys.
Thank you. Brilliant.
Oh.
Hi, Vicky.
Always lovely. Always lovely to talk to Onsen. And we're back together. I mean, dude, Now looking at the impact that we've had, having a little party right now, because we talk about Onyx being at match point. I wanted to highlight something. The only times that we've seen Storm Point thus far today, it's been Onyx winning. And whether it be a lightning rod zone, like we saw in game number 1, or a barometer south zone, Onyx was able to win within their POI, which I believe is Coastal Camp, as we saw right there from the POI drafts in Storm Point. So we are still sticking onto Storm Point. It's a snake draft when it comes to the way that we rotate through these different maps. So we are right back over to Storm Point. And if things still continue on with that consistency that we see now from Onyx, they could possibly be in the best position right now to win on Storm Point. But that is to say, unless another team ends up griefing them, pinpointing maybe what they're going to be running here for game number 7, Dan.
Well, we can take a look at the overall standings as it stands right now. If it was to end here and now, this is how things would look in the overalls from regional finals and which teams would be heading towards mid-season playoffs, Vicky. I mean, we already knew the teams that were like currently there, but when we speak about Team War, for example, they were in those 8 teams that would have been qualifying, but now they're down in 11th place. They would not be going to mid-season playoffs. That is how much they have currently fallen off. So they really need to wake up if they're going to find
Imagine
themselves here.
GG don't qualify, I'll go next.
Too. Then you look at even those teams that are on that.
Also,
cuts out here.
Z10 and 10K.
Ronin and Mouse who are tied with 91 total points. Yes, with 8
Top
total
8 go.
slots for EWC from EMEA. This is a $2 million tournament that you do not want to miss. And also, let's not forget, there's a pretty big gap before the next event. And with 2 spots already secured, that only leaves 6 available slots within EMEA.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? That, I mean, we're going to see some huge teams eliminated here that should have probably made it if they had had a better day today. And I think that's
Aurora's
what's
not
kind
going
of
to make
scary.
it.
I mean, Mouse dropping out just about. They are in 9th position, so actually they'd be okay. Of course, it would be 3rd through 10th because Alliance and Navi are already taking the position.
Oh, so it's 3rd through 10th.
Anyone below that would be struggling. But
Okay,
I
so
think
top
Mark
10.
had mentioned
Okay,
the
3rd
first
through
time
10th
we've
make
seen
it.
back-to-back winners. It's Onyx. They get it in 1 and they get it in 6. But can
Last
they
ban,
do it
so
for
many are
match 7
banned,
on
bro.
Storm Point? Pathfinder's going to be banned, Vicky. We mentioned it before.
Who do they pick
These legend
now?
bans are pretty brutal when we start to get to this stage of the game. We should be seeing more Valkyrie. Let's be
Wraith,
honest, because
Altar,
you've now lost
Pathfinder,
almost
Ash,
every other
Ballistic,
rotational legend that's
Bangalore.
available. Wraith gone, Altar gone, Ash gone, now Pathfinder gone as well.
Fuse,
You're probably
Cat,
gonna have to look
Newcastle,
towards
surely.
Valkyrie.
Nah, you know what? Let's bring in the nice wig energy. Let's bring in some Octane. I want to see some Octane in this lab. No, we're probably going to see Valkyrie.
Wow, imagine. So that's a big call. I mean, depending how long this goes, it might get to that point because you need rotation. You need a legend that is going to allow you to get from point A to point B a little bit untouched, to try and get over a team, through a team, under a team, whatever it means. And Octane could be that guy, depending on how far we go.
That would be actually insane. That's what I love about Legends.
Then
Guys,
Onyx,
up here.
Onyx,
Let's
Onyx,
go
I
and
don't
we got
remember the
some
name,
Apex.
or
We got game
or
number 7,
Alliance
and I do also
ended
have
in
to
game
report
7.
For those of you guys watching at home,
So
one
keen for
team
NA, bro.
specifically that also needs to go to distance is Zero Tenacity, who are currently sitting in 6th place overall with 98 points, 1 point away from Gaming Gladiators and Go Next. And currently, I am getting word that Phoenix is having some issues, so Bambino will be subbing in for at least this game right
shit.
now, unless
Bino.
we see something to get fixed over
Bino in on the
Phoenix's
sub.
side. Prayers here for Zero Tenacity. Everything on the table for these teams that want to qualify, and not only qualify for that $2 million tournament, Gaskin, but first place, by the way, for this event gets to walk away with that 20K. You're also not only fighting for the opportunity to compete for that $2 million tournament, you're also fighting to get that higher prize pool. First place, and the difference between first and second place is literally
Alright, can
a
Onyx do it, or
$5,000
can Alliance
money
do
match.
it?
Well, all
End it in
eyes
game 7.
on Onyx and Alliance, both on match point.
I
both
reckon
with a chance to
this could
take
be a
us over
long
in
tourney, you
match
know.
7, but only 2 teams at match 7. I mean, we've been at a point historically where we've had 4
Thought
or
for
5
sure
teams on match
Alliance or
point at this
Navi or
position.
GG
That's
would
why
have
I'm
ended
kinda
it by
thinking,
now.
you know,
Ended in 7.
these teams aren't
This went longer
converting.
than
How far do
the
we
Open.
go,
They were just
say,
open
in
already.
the regional finals, but if Alliance continue to play the way they have been, they'll certainly be given themselves a
Watson,
really good opportunity
Crypto,
here. Zone
Baggy.
though, it's going to be pretty
Damn.
similar to the last game. It's not going to be as much in the water, but we are heading to a very similar area down towards Barometer, but I imagine this one's going to pull
Aurora
a little
Alliance
bit
next to each other
closer
up there.
towards
Alliance going to
Barometer
try
and
and
the
hold
northern side rather
Cybercat
than,
out
of course, the
again.
southeast side that we had
Navi just
previously.
under them.
Yeah, I definitely agree there. And
Base
it also
clan to the
depends on
left.
what information these teams have coming out of their POI. Obviously, Onyx
Ooh.
having that beacon right there in Coastal Camp.
Ooh.
Do they want to try to prevent other teams
Zone
from
dropping
being
down
able to get even more points here?
southwest.
It looks like they're already approaching that choke closer to Nephilim, where
Close to
they will have a
Synodic
survey
Cave.
beacon. Do they want to fight for that evil
it
harvest
Barometer?
survey beacon?
Can't remember
Those
the
are the two
name.
teams
I
that
see
need to
bar.
focus on here.
I
It's
know there's a
Onyx
barometer,
and
but I don't know. I
Alliance,
swear it wasn't
because
there
these
as
are the two
barometer,
teams,
but
the
it might be.
only two
I haven't played
teams
Apex in a
in this
bit.
lobby that are currently sitting at match point that could end it all here
So
for these
War
teams.
Havoc, Nemesis
Kind of
moving
look
in,
across at
UA moving
Alliance.
in,
Can
Ronan
they fight
chilling.
Cybercats for any chance of getting a ring console with the fuse? Unable to tell. because
Alliance are
currently their names
looking
are
at
covering everything up
Cybercats.
there, but we'll have to find out. Whereas for Onyx,
They need to just
they're gonna be able
rotate,
to maybe make their move a little
but they
bit
do want to get
quicker,
the ring console.
unless they get caught out by maybe Nephilim, who
Onyx,
are moving
are they trying to
fast from
rotate
Echo
already?
HQ after having a ring console themselves.
They also know that Onyx lands in Coastal Camp, and because they have a survey beacon and Onyx didn't have a ring console, and that's why they desperately wanted to see if they could try to approach
Alliance
the Echo
looking to
HQ
fight.
ring console, there would be no other
This
ring
poor team's
console
been
on their
ganked by
pathway
Alliance
if they
every
manage to
game on
make it to
spawn point.
Barometer. They
They
don't wanna
just
take the
won't
risk
leave
there
them
just in
alone.
case there's still another team holding that high ground building, and Alliance also
76
taking on a fight,
points,
though,
you
but there's
know.
a lot to break down just looking at the lack of information that one of our match point teams have versus
Averaging
Alliance
11
in
points
this
a game
case,
almost.
who land over by North Pad, who do have a ring console and a survey beacon.
In terms of compositions, we are seeing a lot more Newcastle, and actually
Yeah.
Newcastle is going to be banned if we get to match 8. 11 Newcastles in the
Nui
lobby.
gone.
9
That's fair.
Fuse,
I said Nui.
8 Sparrows.
Did I
as
say? I
well.
said
Sparrows
Fuse,
starting to pop through,
Newcastle,
7 Cryptos,
and
Maggie now starting to come into the equation.
who was
a bit
my
more.
partner
Plenty of
to
Catalyst,
that?
Watson, and we
Don't
are
know.
seeing
Can't remember.
4 Valkyries. So a few of those teams are
Valk.
starting to
I
head
think Valk
towards
would have been a
trying
good
to find
partner, yeah.
different rotational
Fuse Newcastle
legends.
Valk.
Now,
But
Onyx
we've
have
got
found a position
Crypto's
here
up
on
there,
the southern
Watson's
side,
up
but
there,
it's gonna
Mad
be Nephilim
Maggie's up there.
right
No, it's back
outside
to
of them
Onyx.
here, and looking to try and fight
GG
elsewhere.
getting a knock.
GG under a little bit of pressure.
GG need to have a good
GG
game
having
here.
a high
They're on
ground building
third,
with
but
Funk getting a huge nade.
they need to hit match point. They're 3 points hit match point. They
Hunter
can't
gets
die
that
here.
first knock here. Funk
They
rotating
cannot
through
die
more to
here.
the south side. Zero
Tenacity,
get
damn.
eliminated. Unfortunate here. While
They're
more
choking.
teams
Onyx
are taking
dying.
This fight over by Echo HQ, rather that south side of Coastal Camp. It's Echo HQ with Zipline being able to hear this fight.
EQ
Maybe
to
looking
run.
see if they could go for a 4P. And Onyx just trying to stay alive. Our other match point team now down to a solo.
Bit laggy.
Oh dear.
Alliance are killing
And it's
cats as
Watson
well.
as well. I thought the
Navi.
best legend
Navi
to
got
try
a
and
knock on
wrap
Alliance.
up
Navi
with
the third
movement
party.
to work
Cybercats
with.
die, but is Navi third party?
You saw there was a consideration there to re-engage, I feel, because of
If
the
Navi
fight
wiped
coming
this,
through
we
as
could
well.
have
Alliance
both match point
and
teams
Navi
dead.
are fighting. The two giants will
Oh,
go
what a
out,
snipe
but
from
Unlucky's
Unlucky,
gone
but
down.
Hackers to
And
run.
Alliance made 4 here, but at least Hackers is alive. I say about movement legends.
Surely they can't
you are
hack
the
us
Sparrow,
down.
You should be able to get away, and it will be the Trident as the choice of vehicle.
Okay, Hackers has got away.
Hackett,
Hackett, so Alliance and Onyx both down to 1 man. All looking for a reset.
That could stop them from getting the reset. Same thing for
Onyx dancing.
who are on their way to Pylon. Hopefully, you could get away. It was Huckies who had a way better health pool. Looking
How
at the
she says
beautiful
Hackers
upgrade that
annoys
he
me.
already got on the
Huckies.
Sparrow versus EQ, being on that Watson and also taking some time, like you mentioned too, Gaskin.
The
doesn't have that
Watson as well being the
mobility
one to
try
get away,
cross that
that's rough.
distance faster compared to what we saw from Hockeys, who had not only the Trident but
Me,
being on that Sparrow
Hockeys.
too.
It's Hackers.
So, both our match point teams under duress at the moment, but thankfully, with how the game works nowadays, the crafters can get you right back
hot
into
chocolate at
things
6
and
AM,
give
how
you a
good.
second bite of the cherry. And it looks like Onyx are going to be the first ones to actually
Get the
that crafter
Manos.
done.
They'll get the reset.
No support legend, though,
Unless-
so they aren't going to get the
Arcus
Respawn
also
beacon.
getting the reset. You're kidding
Have to go
me!
and find one
They didn't
themselves.
wipe out the match point
Alliance,
teams.
They'll just use the one that is
Both
right
had-
there,
both
so they'll
teams
be
had a
back in
chance
this
to
game.
wipe
But,
them.
Of course, all of this slows down rotations, Vicky, and
Does slow it
means
down.
It's going to be lack of loot, and really make it 10 times harder to try and win this game.
And he's got the blue Evo. I thought he got the
But
purple at first too. I do.
Alliance
I
can
definitely
do it from
agree.
anywhere.
Sometimes it rotates, but it's a little bit better of a respawn position for Onyx, even if they have that.
I did
health
say
just
Navi
because
were
they
close
get
for that
respawn
third
over
party
by
if they
Pylon.
wanted it.
I love how we
They
have
finally
these
took it.
side-by-sides too of both of our match point teams being able to reset. The respawn is being heard by Zipline Mafia, who are probably on a Trident trying to get away, maybe rotate on that north side of Devastated Coast, while Dragons, they plant their feet over by that survey beacon and Coastal Camp, and the rest of the other teams in this lobby have made their way over to that north side of Barometer.
It is Barometer.
Blimey, this is going to be so tough for both Alliance and Onyx, really. I mean, Onyx from Pylon, they can kind of enter whichever way they want, but even if you went around that northern side, you still got to think about where you're going after the fact. It's very different when you're on match point. Because you can play the game, when you're not on match point, you can play the game to say, all right, well, we can pick up points here in this position. We can pick up KP, but KP doesn't matter as much, if at all, when you're on match point. You're just looking for that victory as Mouse are able to stabilize, thankfully, to the Newcastle. And I think there's going to be a lot of teams feeling that today.
Especially within this lobby. The amount of catalysts there are as well. Mouse being able to get up on top of that high ground, though, on top of that zip line. Nephilim are looking at them from the high ground of Barometer, and 10K are right behind them. This is always such a tricky spot to hold with the different angles that you could get pinched from here. But looking at their composition with the catalyst, at least trying to hold steady here with the spikes on top of it all. No doors to really bunker down in. You can see 10K on the other side of that middle console of Barometer. Over on those side of the houses, you aim 2 on the north side of the compound, while Ronin hold that south side. But it's pulling directly on top of that Barometer northwestern side.
Well, match point threshold watch. GG are 1 point away from it, and Go Next are 4 points away from it. So
they should get it this game.
If we don't see it one here in match 7, we may be looking at another 2 teams getting added to that list of who could be taking the EMEA regional finals. But there are a couple of teams that could certainly shake things up themselves as well. I mean, 10K, dead center of Barometer. Regardless of whether chat think they have 0 fighting ability or not, they have consistently found their way into these end games for good reason. As Onyx now, a match point team, are flying in. Can they find anywhere to call home?
Oh, they're getting lit up.
Oh, he can't even jump into cover.
They don't have that Newcastle res.
They finally get the res, but they're also lacking.
They haven't got the res yet. Oh, they're getting rushed.
And they're already trying to take the fight. The Mad Maggie, though, from Bushi is
Onyx dying.
Down around this corner. It's only up to EQ, the only Watson player here just to stay.
Oh, they're all one shot. If he just threw that grenade.
Has done a lot of damage. Is going to do maybe enough
he's
to
gonna
get
run.
away. Get spotted out by a crypto drone, though, so for how long can you survive? If he had maybe an extra 2 seconds there, and maybe a Devo, I think Onyx could have just survived.
Nasky's going to get the kill here.
On the entire Mouse roster, as Nasky's now looking down towards...
Oh, what damage.
Oh my goodness, he goes out with a bang, but Onyx will be eliminated, which leaves us just...
Nasky drops. It was Mouse that rushed him.
Taken down, the only other team on match point. It's up to Alliance to end it here. But I definitely agree with you, Gaskin. Imagine the double Devo. I know Onset was talking about that. If you're running that in ranked, you're doing a good job because it makes sense, but also I'm mad at you. But it also highlights how strong the Devo is, and not having that proper weapon loadout means whether you win or break a fight here. As Effect also getting shot by a 30-30 in the distance.
Yeah, that 30-30 hits hard. And also... the mother load goes down. Effect. How many ults are being used here against Alliance? They are clearly being targeted by this roster, but now the anti-mother load comes in, and actually Hackett says, I've got a Sentinel to work with, as Alliance get the first knock.
Leave Unlucky alone, Hackett said, before he jumps in like the superhero on Sparrow, getting information, following up with some help here too. Gets rid of the Sparrow ult before managing to move right back in here. And these Sentinel shots, shoves Kivs here, as Hockey's gonna be able to get that extra loot. Remember, they had a very slow start to this game.
Like a father on Father's Day, just protecting his sons is Hackers, saying, you shall not take them down as Dragons, taking a fight with
GG's dying. They need 1 point. They need to just chill. Chill, GG. Chill.
And they are maybe going to have to reposition here to try and find that point. They only need one other team to get eliminated here.
No, this team in there. Funk, where are you going?
So I think this is smart.
What are you doing?
Evasion techniques, but sadly, there's someone
What are you doing, Funk?
No one was ready for that. Mouse was not ready for that.
Why did they just drop in there without even looking?
You know that he clenched when he jumped on top of those catalyst spikes. He finally finds safety, though, behind the Newcastle wall.
Jesus Christ,
Funk. They have
Funk.
noted that there is not only a team playing up that low ground, but there's 2 other teams playing up
Just
the
need
high
1
ground.
point.
One in the Barometer side and one in the houses up that zip line.
They're getting a reset.
So hectic in the moment. Oh, there's the big shift. This is where I was wondering. Obviously, the initial coverage of Barometer,
Oh,
but
it's
it was
going
which way it was
open.
going to pull, and it's going to be heading west, which, good news for Ronin, actually. They still have a building to work with, but everyone who's on that eastern side, I mean, it's going to be a struggle. There's going to be a lot of fighting going back and forth, and you're just going to pick up KP, but at least good news for people. They would have seen Onyx eliminated from the lobby, so now they know it is just Alliance left to try and win this entire thing. But Alliance is still some ways out as Blast back onto the map. And GG keep their hopes alive of getting on to match point. Remember, we just need to see one more team get eliminated, and GG would have done it.
Yeah, everyone was shooting at Blast out of that ship.
If they throw it
Even
from
to
here.
find a corner right here, but with just a little bit of HP, he stays alive. He's got a good amount of meds here, dropped by his teammates in the safety of the Newcastle wall. So he's got everything he needs at the moment to at least reset, try to take
They
the
don't
fight
like
here
their
once they're
position,
forced
though.
to
They
move out of
really
this
wanna
position,
move.
because this zone is pulling
Don't blame
to
them, but I'm saying just chill
southwestern
there
side,
until
more
you
so
get that
towards the
one
west
point.
side of Barometer, but they don't have that information. They don't have that circle beacon that they were able to scan when they were playing that out as a duo at first.
So just looking at the map overhead, I mean, Alliance have got to transition all the
Harvey
way
killing
from the
FaZe.
northeast. You can see it there on their screens how far out they are. They were actually looking at the remainder of Zipline Mafia, I think. And the main reason Alliance are doing this is they just don't want anyone to be behind them when they make their rotation. They don't want to be pinched because they know there's going to be commotion. They know there's going to be a war when they do arrive in the circle, excuse me, as Na'Vi will also find a knock onto FaZe.
2 knocks as well.
And FaZe Clan are going to have to just try and scarper away as
Alliance with a
make
huge
their
rotate.
journey into Barometer. And this is a big moment, not just for this game, but for this entire regional finals. here.
No one's hitting them. Oh, there we
Flying
go.
like an eagle. Oh my goodness, that big sentinel shot just broke through Unlucky Shield, and they dropped down to the
Oh,
bottom.
they dropped
Where
down
we
on
already
Mouse.
highlighted There was a team down there, and they just jumped one of the members of Mouse, completely landing on top of it. I would love to see that from Aku's point of view, by the way. Just seeing all of Alliance trying to play into their win condition, being the only team
But
that
not
we
in a
saw
great
get match
position
points,
here.
But they've lost out on Hockey's.
Aske gets one.
The Newcastle wall.
Does drag him through, though. There was an opening thanks to the
FaZe
spray.
down, that
They
means
actually
GG just got
believed the
50.
wall. Had that
They
not
got
been
match
there,
point.
may not have been able to get that player back up. FaZe Clan do get eliminated. That means 15 squads. That means GG have just crossed the match point threshold. And Alliance have somehow stabilized.
How
it.
are they
are not
still
in a
alive?
particularly good position, though. 10K watching over them. Once that
Navi's
wall
getting
gets
more
taken
knocks.
down,
Navi
they're
just
very
wiped
vulnerable. Team
Nemesis.
Nemesis also eliminated.
Welcome to the club, GG. Now they can sit pretty here. They will have
Navi's
to win
fighting
a
a
game
war.
right after this. Now, as Team of Nemesis, as you mentioned, they're out of this lobby.
Navi need
and
1
Navi
point
come
now.
out with some KP. Still, by the way, opting to run the Mirage, which I think has been very interesting to follow. Looking at the way that the Legend Band composition has forced a lot of these teams to play.
You
Outside
scratched
of
my
what
hair,
they've
man.
been
Hair's
sticking
getting
to,
itchy.
even seeing players just
Headset.
picking a new Legend for every single game. And Bocek in hand for Ochako.
So one more point for Na'Vi. And then they'll be on match point as well. So team's starting to catch up a little bit, Vicky. All they need to see is Alliance getting eliminated out of this lobby as another team is chasing match point. Go next. They're on 47. They will reset again. It's thanks to the Newcastle. Remember, it's going to be a very different match 8 if we get there because Newcastle is going to be banned. It really has been flopping back and forth between these legends to try and find some consistency. You have to change your playstyle every single match. That's why I love legend bans.
It's really hard if you're a one-trick pony, right? So that's what makes a lot of these players have to get out of their comfort zone. Another team that's on the cusp of hitting
Going
that point
next.
is Na'Vi, by
Rotating,
the way, with
but they're getting
49
chopped
points.
at by
Going
10K.
next with 47 points, as you already saw right there too. But also forced to play
Oscillating there, though.
Atnum being on that catalyst gives them the purple shield, but still having 2 blue
Roar is
shields between Kind
respawning.
and henchmen is
And
scary
Alliance
when
do
you have
it,
to
or we
think
go on
about
to
these
game
teams
8.
that are waiting for you up on height.
One
Next in a
more
really
game.
good position if they can go unnoticed here, but the thing is,
Sun's
you could be
coming up.
bang center zone, but when
I'd
the commotion
love for
starts
the
to
ending and I
happen,
get to relax until
you
8
can find
o'clock.
yourself
It's
caught between a rock and
6:30.
a hard place. They do have
I
the
would
Newcastle, though,
love
so they
to
could
just
make
relax
a
until
Newcastle wall as they just watched
8
Aurora
for a bit
landed.
after all the stress of the
UAE get
internet.
eliminated in full
The internet has
position
settled
as now
for a little
Na'Vi
fair
looking
bit
across
now.
towards the bridge as well. Team War
Which is annoying,
are still
but
alive. As I say that, Arctic's
I want
just gone
Nasuke to
down
make
as
it, though. I
Na'Vi,
want
that was the team they were looking
him
at
to
on
make
the
it.
bridge.
GG at match point now. They
He's
kinda let fucking hell, they kinda let Alliance to win. But Alliance, as I said, I wouldn't mind it ending now. All the teams that want to qual are in the top 8 the last time I checked, so top 10 it is now actually because the top 2 already made it. So it's 10-3.
But Alliance are just trying to squeak their way through, waiting for the perfect time to drop this wall as well as Hackett has
what the
gone down,
commentator
but
said.
again will be
Hackett
picked up thanks
drops.
to the Newcastle. If they're going to win this from here, this will be one of the hardest matches for them to ever win because they're going to have to fight tooth and nail just to stay alive, let alone to win this game.
Green
You see
zone.
Mouse just over to the other side, down below them as well.
Arcus is so
tough
low.
for Alliance to try and just
4
stay
drops,
alive right
Na'Vi gets the kill.
Effect is literally the raid boss, though. Not only sitting at 26
Mouse are in a
total
tight
kills
position
in
there.
this entire lobby over the course of our last few games here with 9.9 thousand damage.
Oh my
Still
god,
able to
Effect,
hold
you're
this
whiffing there,
tunnel
buddy.
side. Looking at
10k
Mouse,
drop.
looking at
Wow,
another
nice
team
K
right
just
across
dropped.
from them, 10k get eliminated. It's Alliance, I believe, looking at Dragons here over to that north side. Zipline Mafia also taking a look.
Yeah,
at
do not
Dragons,
drop
and
down
Mouse
there.
Are literally just fish in a barrel.
Oh, yeah, Alliance should just be able to pick up these pieces here onto Mouse. And actually, if they do, will control this eastern side for the most part. You can see on the northeast, there's going to be another team that potentially is going to cause them some problems, but they can think about that a little bit later. Maybe they are slightly concerned if they engage with this fight, they'll be pushed by the other team, so they have to be very methodical about this push. Maybe they want the zone to do most of the work for them here.
They'll have a crypto
Also,
ult
they
though.
need to be planning ahead of that. Where do they go after this?
This is such a tough call here. Hockey is just splitting his attention to what they want to prioritize. They know they're going to have to fight Mouse no matter what, and Mouse is going to have to eventually come up. Crazy how you can't shoot through that one gate when they were getting shot at from every direction on E-District inside that one stairwell. But
Being
another
looked at by
player-
another team.
Where did he go? He just started swiping over to the left side, just swung, looked at Alliance, but that one player hiding behind and hijacking the Alliance Newcastle wall. They finally cleaned up that last
That's
player.
very
It was
well
one
done by
player left from
Effect.
Ronin, and Effect now looking down below, just making sure that they do not get contested by these other teams looking at Alliance from down below.
Gets an extra knockdown shield and
Killed
by
the
way,
solo
Effect did
that was
so
pushing
well
him.
to hold out the entirety of
And then,
Mouse
yeah, he
whilst
did
that
very
one
well
rat
there.
was taking that fight. That was Mouse's opportunity to get out, but Effect just held an aggressive angle and said, actually, no, I'm going to make you think that we've all got eyes trained on you. As Mouse now still down below, 8 squads remain. Alliance are still one of them, with their chance to try and take the EMEA regional finals here. But first and foremost, they need
no way
to
Alliance
take
do it
Mouse
from
out,
here.
and they need to
There's
do it
no way
soon.
they do it from here.
I know they want the zone to do the job, but if they allow too much time here, maybe this could be the push.
Oh, they have to force it. They force it. They drop down below. Hopefully no one comes in to 3P them from behind here. Unlucky.
Yeah.
With the deployable barrier just setting that up, but they lost out on Effect. The Grand Slam to see if they get the reset. They have Evil Shield swaps, but they need help. It's only up to
man.
Unlucky. And
They're gonna
Mouse,
die
they're
here.
feeling
Yeah.
the pressure. They
Mouse
get
done very well
stalled
there.
out by the Newcastle
Alliance,
wall,
that was
but it isn't
tough,
enough
so we're going to
damage
game 8.
force them back. Alliance get eliminated, and we go next to more Apex.
Go game
We
8.
head over to match 8. And sadly, Alliance tried as they might, but it was just
Na'Vi,
too
I think,
annoying.
will be
But now
match
we look
point as well
elsewhere.
now.
Dragons have the high
Dragons are
ground.
close to match point as well.
Na'Vi is
Imagine
still
Dragons
just
make
about
it.
as well.
Jesus, from winning the
Definitely on
game.
the southern side, and then of course Mouse, who we just saw, and SJP2. They are our 5 teams. Dragons have been shredding this game. They're up to 46 points.
Oh
They're
my
only 4 off
god.
match point
He's got
threshold
7
themselves.
kills and 2k damage. Chaotic.
This is one of the teams I had to watch because Dragons also just need a huge miracle. Yeeting nades, by the way, from the low ground. Hail Mary nades, just trying to see if they can
Na'Vi
find the fit of
definitely got
Dragons
match
who've been
point 'cause they're
holding
still
onto this
alive.
high ground. 7 KP alone here for Calvin.
Dragons
Looked
are
like
close.
on the high ground. Case Swinny to provide some more of that information being on that crypto.
Oh,
Tyler looking to unleash
Gotta
a
get the kill.
mother
They could get it
on the
here.
team right
They
below
wipe this
them.
team, they get it.
Oh, and this should just be
He's got
easy pickings for
2.8k
Bubba, but they've been
damage,
very careful
Tyler.
and
Oh
considerate
my
of
god.
actually winning this game as Na'Vi are being sent off.
They're gonna get it.
Na'Vi
They're
have
killing each
already
other.
made match point though, but they are doing plenty of damage that Dragons can clean up. Na'Vi eliminated, but they've achieved match point. It's job done for them. Who's gonna be joining them? Can the Dragons do it?
Oh
The
my
3 squads
god,
left
Dragons
here.
have
They're
gone
looking
off.
fantastic. They got the momentum on their side, dropping down with a car and limited heavy ammo.
They've done it.
They
They've
may
got match
need to
point
get a
now.
swap here, at least
8
for heavy
kills,
ammo. There you go.
2k
He spammed
damage.
that so quick. Wow.
If Mouse
230
win this,
now
they get
extra
it
ammo.
too.
0-0, also on a very similar boat, but before getting
Mouse have to
any
win
sort of
this.
light ammo, gets knocked first. It's up to Aku with the
Can't do
double
it.
P20.
Dragons
And
just
up
went
to
off.
Dragons
That was a
with the
huge game.
necessary dub. Keep
Oh my
this
god.
regional match point finals going.
Dragons just
5
had
teams now on match point.
absolute bomb of a game to put them into 2nd place, to put them over the match point threshold. A team who needed a big day today if they were going to make it to the mid-season playoffs. Maybe, just maybe,
Hope that
have
doesn't
given
disconnect
themselves
from
one of the
internet
best
doing that.
opportunities of getting to them by putting that many
But
points on
5
the board.
teams
And,
are
you
on
know,
match
they can
point
still
now.
win the entire thing because we still have a match 8 coming shortly.
I cannot believe the impact. Did that just set up Dragons to be at match point? They had like 16 kills on top of
they
the
went
win.
off.
As we take a look
That is a
at the
huge
match
game.
results, 28 total points. What an end game. That honestly had to be probably the most entertaining end game of Barometer that I've seen in a
Huge
very long
end
time,
game.
honestly. And
Dragons
Dragons
nailed
held
that.
the
That is a
high ground
huge game.
From everyone. It was either a lot of teams
Navi
banking
did
on
well
that
as
zone
well.
pull to be closer to that northern side by the ocean, by that bridge side.
GG did
but
what they
it
had
was
to do.
Dragons who held that spot
So we got
for so long. Let's
5
not forget
teams,
that
I think,
10K
now on match
were
point.
holding that top of that zip line for a really long time.
And
Even
Newcastle's
Alliance looking
gone.
at them, but
Newcastle's
there were so many
banned.
teams collapsing on each other right there in that part of the zone that they couldn't do anything. It was only Dragons that was left on King of the Hill.
Well, that means that we have a few more
5
joining
teams:
us on
Alliance,
match
Dragons,
point.
Onyx,
take second
Navi,
place. Onyx
GG.
is the third. Navi join us on match point.
All on
GG
match
cross
point.
match
Go
as
next
well.
one away.
Go next.
Owls
Sound
3
just
away.
1 point short. Mouse only a few points.
It's going to be
short as
intense
well.
game
But
8.
we see the series results. Let's look at how
Altar,
this would be affecting
Ash,
the overall leaderboards
Ballistic,
for our qualification spots for mid-season
banned.
playoffs.
Wraith,
Remember, 2
banned.
teams already qualified.
Newcastle,
6 more
banned.
teams
Pathfinder,
can make it to the
banned.
mid-season playoffs. As it stands, it would be Nemesis, Mouse, Onyx, Dragons, 10K, and GG. The likes of Z10 would be falling out of those spots. War would be
Damn.
falling out of those spots. Ronin wouldn't make it. GN wouldn't make it. So with those, if it stayed like this, Dragons would be shifting their way from down where they wouldn't have been making a mid-season playoff suddenly to being a squad that would definitely be there.
GG
And 10K
might not make
still
it.
doing enough as well, Vicky.
It's just how close it is. How close
It's very
it is.
close. It's going to be tense game
Literally,
8.
We're talking about single-digit points right now that literally make a difference.
They should have
10K
more
are at
spots than
97.
8.
Dragons are that cutoff. They're at 99. I mean, Dragons still being there, being able to get that dub. This match point game is going to be insane, and I believe the Grim Reaper of match point may be up with you guys, and we're gonna have to see. We have more action. We got more match point finals on the other side of this break.
Game 8 to come. 5 teams a match point. Can Alliance do it? If Dragons do it though, that's Swinny. Case of Swinny. I'll be pretty big from them. If GG don't make it though, that's crazy. That would be crazy if GG don't make it. Right, minute break. I'll be back.
Welcome back, everybody. Match point finals is heating up here in EMEA. The regional finals never disappoints. And now we have the battle for who is going to get the match point call. Should it end now? It's Vicky Key. It's myself on set, and we all know that Vicky's going to get it. It's her time. Let's talk about what we've got ahead of us, though, Vicky, because I mean, we've just seen this final circle. Dragons with a huge, monumental game, an amazing amount of KP, and they close it out. They put themselves on match point, but now we have multiple teams on match point. We are getting to the point where you feel like this could be the last game.
Hey, when you have 5 teams currently at match point, Go Next could easily do this if we go next for real, because they're 1 point away from being at 50. this is gonna be insane. I had to kick out Gas King. You know what? I was like, you know, if Onset's coming in, man, the Grim Reaper himself, I have to do it. I have to come in again. They have to put us together here. 2 plays to take you through the action as Dragons with that huge dub, though, set them up for success. They're one of the teams I had on my radar to watch because they really needed to find that stride now, especially looking at how tight the overall standings is looking.
Just an incredible performance. And how many times have we seen teams historically that have been led by Case when he just put this game out of nowhere together, where they put this huge amount of KP on the board and a win that puts them in a position from what seems like just abject poverty when it comes to the final standings to potentially qualifying for the mid-season playoffs. It is just history repeating itself once again, and they pull it out of the bag when it really does matter. But like you say, 5 teams now on match point. You start to get that feeling that we could be ending it here. But we also kind of get the feeling where this could go on a little bit longer. I've got that kind of feeling in, you know, at the moment. I don't know why. I don't know if it's just me. What do you think?
What, you got the strip?
It is so freezing outside. Oh my
and the reason
god.
why I am is because, of course, we're going on to a different
Onyx,
map,
Alliance,
and that
GG,
map happens
Navi,
to be Broken
Gonex,
Moon.
Onyx
And thus
have been the
far, as we've
winners.
seen
Plus
through
Dragons with
throughout
that
the course of the
huge
game,
game which put them on match point. Ridiculous game.
Go in favor to Alliance,
But
both
E-District
on
now,
game
there's no
2
way
and
we
game
go to
5
Broken Moon.
on
It
Broken
must
Moon.
end
That was
match
game
9
5
and
where
match
we have
10.
to say
The
goodbye
best
to
teams are
Endless,
on
who's
match
most
point.
picked legend in
It
that
must
game
end.
specifically, and game 2 we said
No
goodbye
way.
to Ultra going on to that game 3.
I think Alliance
Ultra was the
ended
most
this
picked
game.
legend for that specific game. Ultra obviously up the table, and so is Bangalore. Alliance had won game number 2 with 13 KP, and then they won game number 5 on
Alliance
Broken
ended
Moon
game 9.
when they hit
Calling it
match
right
point
now.
specifically.
No
With
way
the
they don't.
tradition being kept alive here, Onyx
Oh,
is
so
starting
cold
to
outside.
Point, 'cause they
So
also have
cold.
1-2 on Stole Point themselves. Can this keep going for Alliance unless they take
Who would you
number
play
8?
here?
And now I'm looking at legend bans as well. because
Actually,
we are starting to get
Watson
deep
and Maggie
into the pool.
Crypto, a
Newcastle
few teams
gone,
were,
dealt
so
with,
they'll
will
probably
not be involved in this game.
be selected.
And you look at
If
some
you
of
have
those
a
controller legends, I
Raj
wonder
there.
if we might see a little bit of caustic being
few.
thrown about just to control some buildings, control that space,
And
as well
Cat.
as, of course, Watson. But we are starting to get to that point. You're looking, you know, 3 of the 5 assault characters are gone. You've got 3 of the 6 skirmisher legends gone as well. Well, it almost feels like we're getting down to the bare bones here.
Yeah, because then you have a lot of teams that just
Oh,
would
this is gonna be an
rather
intense game, mate.
have the Newcastle Fuse Sparrow out here instead of
My
you know,
top
having a
my top
rotating
4 was
character, but when you're
Alliance,
Broken Moon,
followed by
you know
Navi,
that
followed by
you have a really
GG,
difficult time getting through some of these choke points.
followed
Take a look at some of these
by-
playoffs.
Yeah, it might actually help.
We're missing.
Valkyrie is still available, right? This could be a real opportunity here on Broken Moon for Valkyrie.
Alliance, followed by Navi,
Conversations
followed by
will take
GG,
work.
followed by, was it
The,
Go
Blue White
Next?
Draft Alliance with the first pick here, by the
No.
way, on Broken
Who am I
Moon,
missing?
and they take Bionomics, so they obviously feel like this is a strong POI to be playing from. Huge amount of
Alliance,
loot for them, and if
GG,
the zone
Navi.
goes their way,
Go
it's a
next.
opportunity for them to
Why-
close out.
why did I
But
feel like
Onyx
there
not
was
too far away
4
from Alliance as well. Looking at our
powerhouses?
match point teams and kind of where they are dotted around the map. It's always interesting to see if there's a couple of teams near each other because they will be more than aware of each
Navi,
other's
Alliance, and
locations.
GG are 3 powerhouses, and I guess Go Next is also a powerhouse, but I thought there was a 4th one there. My top 2 is definitely Alliance, Navi, and GG.
Try to prioritize that and getting started already. Can this be it? Will this be the last one?
Dragon and
This
Onyx
is as
being
far
there
as
is
I break it down when
crazy.
it comes to game number 8 situation. I'm here with Onset. Let's take
This is
control here
huge.
because Alliance
Huge
Onyx
game,
aren't
mate.
alone anymore at match point. You have to welcome Dragons, Navi, and Gaming Gladiators, and perhaps
I
if
so
you
wanted to
do
end here so I
another
can go have a
game,
nice
next
warm
week,
shower
match
and
point
relax
club.
before NA.
We've officially got to the end of our scripts. Now we are just freestyling. Let's see what happens here.
Oh,
in our
this is
next
gonna be
match.
good.
Dragons who won the previous one. 50
Crypto, Maggie,
points on the
Cat.
board, but more importantly for them,
Okay,
or as
okay.
importantly, I should say, put themselves into a mid-season playoffs qualification spot if they close it out now. So, Dragons have done some hard work, but still a lot more work for them to do here.
Yeah, let's not forget that Dragons were at what, like 12th place in the overall standings right before
because
today,
Extra
so
Clan
they really needed to have a
stopped there.
pop-off opportunity. They were
Tyler
behind
went
Golden
off,
Knights,
though. He had, like,
Ronin,
3k
and
damage
Onyx.
almost.
So just to shoot themselves up,
Last game.
looking at their performance today for
The
the match
28-point
finals,
game.
specifically, this is really good news for Dragons. Even bigger if they end up winning match point. So, you know, also the team that ends up winning today will be auto-qualified if they are a team that has already qualified previously, like Alliance and Navi.
Well, looking at the teams who might have good.
I think my
prior
top
to
5
this
is
zone,
Alliance,
not
followed
a
by
huge amount of
Na'Vi,
them
then
are
GG,
match point
then Go
teams.
Next, then
Like over at
Aurora. I
Terraformer,
think that was my
mentioned
top
Dynamics
5.
For Alliance, GG, not really close either.
Dragons
This is
and Onyx. Crazy, but Case, I did see Case winning. I did know
this could
Case
be
winning.
everybody just getting comfortable. Maybe time to change.
Take Nasca's
change
not
into
gonna
some
make
joggers
one
and a nice hoodie,
unless they
get
pop
sat
off.
Down, get comfy because we might have a few more games ahead of us.
I mean, Dragons
No
are
way.
in such a bad position. They come out of solar pods. There's a ring.
GG's in a
console
bad
survey,
position
keeping
here.
an Eagle
Dragons
harvester
in a
to cut out
bad
the rotation
position.
Of VC Go, they're going to be able to get there first.
There's
But
Alliance.
if they even
Alliance
go
have
further than
a
that, and they
massive
wanna
rotation
sit
as well. They're in a
nicely
bad
over by
position.
experimental
Play Edge
labs,
though.
They could try to gatekeep VC Go from being able to get that ring console.
And
if they just
where's,
wanna wait out for it here too, just to farm some more
Go
Evo
Next,
shield
they're in the
charge.
middle.
And the rest of these teams like Zipline,
Where's
Team Nemesis,
Na'Vi?
Mouse have now made their way over to the production yard.
Oh,
Just
okay.
to highlight, by the way, Lifeline is in a composition.
getting
If
clapped.
if my eyes didn't deceive me, yeah, it's going to be SJP2.
Oh, check the hole. Oh, what a shot.
Lifeline, Na'Vi.
Oh, Navi's dead.
Xhaka with some great shots, but what about match point teams?
Navi's dead.
I've lost 2. Xhako's left on his own, and he's using a Maggie ball.
He's not gonna get
to
away.
to try and escape,
Gone.
but
He's
Xhako,
dead.
surely this is
Na'Vi
over.
down. One match point team down.
Team done. First team out of the
Oof.
way is Na'Vi.
They knew
It's
when
Na'Vi
Office
too.
Cybercats also need to start
I
putting
really
themselves
thought
on
Na'Vi or
the board
Alliance
as
were gonna
the
win.
drone flying overhead calls them out. Mirage also in full effect here. On the other side, though, Nephilim have now made it.
I'm gonna do my
appearance from the
predictions
northern
as
side
well.
of choke.
For NA, should I do 1 to 20 predictions or do 1 to 5
Of
predictions?
course.
I'm even right in chat
If you've watched
on
enough
prediction.
Apex Legends, you know by now that nothing should surprise you when it comes to match point.
Oh yeah, match points are the best
Chasing shadows at
finals.
the moment, or chasing Mirage
that.
clones, I should say.
Still can't believe Falcons won
Look on the shootout right there,
first
too.
game of match
Nephilim
point.
landing
The
Alpha
opens
base
just to end in
and
like 5
Na'Vi
games.
with their
Oh,
quick
so
rotate from
boring.
cliffside. And
Fair
they're
play to
pulling
them,
over
though. I'm
to
happy
forward
for
side.
Hal.
Cats were still taking their time, and I
the
mean, it
World
is a pretty
Team.
big POI to loot when
And
you split
Zero, I
with even
guess.
on top of that.
Well, Zero's
But
won enough.
Cybercats
So is Hal. They both won
noting
enough, but
how fast
it was
Nephilim
about time
learned
they
to
won one.
rotate, maybe even trying to expect them to rotate. Were
And I
able to
thought
take
even
that
out of
lead
a
on
like I
versus
expect
Na'Vi.
them to
Great
win
to
every
see
single
here
LAN. I know
as
it's
we
hard
get
to win
one
LAN,
more chance, one
but
more opportunity
every
to
LAN
maybe see another
like
game.
they are my
Onyx,
favorites to
our
win
other
it.
match point team looking behind them, still full blue
And they've
Evo
gone like
shields, and
5
also
lanes
that
without
ring
winning it, and I was
console
like,
downloaded.
this is a crazy
They do
dry
have the ring
spell.
console information, like you say,
Even
and
I was saying
also
that Hal and Zero just
have a
can't play
spot in zone,
together,
but
but
depending on where this zone does
they got the
shift,
job
it's
done,
gonna be a
so
really important hold for them
they can
over
go back
tunnel
to
to
back,
keep any
then
teams that are gonna come through a
they
little
really
bit
found the
later on.
groove.
So for Onyx to win this game, they're gonna have to
But I
win
really want
fights.
Hal
This
and
is a
Zero to
position
split
where
up
you know you're gonna have
purely
to take
because
fights and have teams
when
pressurizing
Zero was on Dark Zero with Jen
fan
and when
looking at
Hal
that
was on
Onyx, I think they'll
TSM
play
with
this.
Evan,
Looking behind
that
them, forward
rivalry
looking
of
to see
Zero
where they
versus
could bunker
Hal
down
was
with this
so
Watson
good.
composition.
Since they split
I
up,
see
like
another scan,
joined
too.
together,
Team waiting for them outside those
it
bunker
definitely
doors are gonna
brought
be able to
up
get
all
that
the
scan.
other
It's gonna be
teams
Dragons
that started
waiting,
performing
being on
well,
that
like
crypto without having
Alliance,
to overextend to get that service into the
SSG,
console.
they're gone now. 100 Thieves,
lifelines in the lower, yeah, actually, Dragons, they're gonna be
Fnatic,
on
they're
the Maggie
a bit
crypto
lower now,
cutter.
but they
This
still
Twitch
do
I find is a
well.
pretty good
NRG,
composition, not just for the way that they want to play,
who else? Twisted
way that they-
Minds,
the type of player on their team naturally want to play the game as
GG,
well.
like
You've got some
they've all
aggression.
started performing a
On
lot
the side
better
of Tyler,
now that
who's
you don't
gonna
have
be
Dark
hitting
Zero
the
and
front
TSM
out.
just cleaning out the
So
lobbies.
he's gonna have a lot of experience on the
I thought it'd
crypto
be
as well.
opposite. I thought
And
that
you've got
Falcons would
Chaos,
just
who's gonna
completely clean out the lobbies, but
bring
it's
that
been a lot more
rotation well,
closer,
with Catalyst and also
a lot more
able to
better
hold down
games
those
and
builds.
better
Onyx, they're moving
land
forward
finals
into one
since
of
they
these
joined
buildings
together,
and
but that's
just
because they
about
haven't been
make
as
it 'cause
dominant.
we'll hug that
Because when you
gem.
have Zero and Hal are two separate
They must be
parts of the
riding their
map
fathers to-
dominating
on
with their
Father's Day today.
trios,
He loves that thing.
there's two teams that are just
Say
wiping.
mommy, or
But now they're
maybe,
together,
you
it's
know,
just
just
one
have
team
the
that dominate. You
family
kind of
safe
focus them,
with the gen.
and you can
Oh,
you
he's
can
safe,
hold them
though.
down
And
a little
again,
bit better.
works into this composition. Still with these Watson fences, you know what the game plan
Say
is, whether
that,
it be the
and
Watson
Alliance
fences
all
or
of a
the
sudden are
Catalyst,
fucking
bunkering down
dominating.
on the top of those doors.
NRG,
Take a look at
Timmy,
Gladiators,
Tim
our other
Tam,
team on
my
match
boy.
points, rocking the
He's the
stare
reason I got
Catalyst and
into
Mad Maggie themselves.
ALGS in the first
Having that
place.
Mad Maggie and the accelerated zip
He's
lines too,
been
just really
so
help with
impressive in
rotating
NRG.
around
He's
closer to
really,
these chokes.
really good. I
SJP
really
team
love
do get
watching him
eliminated.
on
By the way,
NRG.
that Team Nemesis with those 30-30s.
Can't believe he almost stopped competing. I really hope he'll retire this year, guaranteed. I think after, maybe after the World Cup or maybe after the championship plan. I think he will retire, which is sad. That's why I'm now doing a watch party, and I want to remember watching it because I love watching Timmy.
Not just hit match point.
I've watched him
This is
for
a regional
ages.
finals where placements are going to add up to more money.
Watched him when he
whatever it
started
might be.
on Dojo,
But
then he went to
the one thing you are
DSG for a
thinking
few
is, if we
seasons,
have
then he
the
went to
chance to
Moist,
get onto
then he
match
went
point,
back
but then you're
to
like, well,
DSG,
if we
then he went to
don't get
100
match point
Thieves, and
we
then
lose
he
that
went
fight,
to
then someone might end it
NRG.
right
I've
here,
watched
right
him
now,
all
and
the
our
way.
placement might be not be
Supported
good
him
enough.
all the
So
way.
it's a very strange situation to be in. And again, it's another thing to test the IGLs, right? We talk about being tested as a player with maps, compositions, legends you have to be experienced in. But how you have to adjust
Will this end
to
in
this
8
format
though?
as well as an IGL to make the decision on, do we play for the match point? Do we get ourselves there?
Harvey's
Or do we think
already
longer
dead.
term? It's fascinating.
It's so hard.
GG got a solid
props to
spot,
the
but they
ideas
gotta
that have
move 'cause the
remained
zone's not
consistent, and
there.
the one that comes to mind is literally Hockey's in that equation.
Paid
And
actually says
that's why
Harkus.
when we highlight, oh my goodness, Light literally
It might
looked
actually
for
be
like
pronounced
2
Harkeys, but
seconds, and
just
he
know.
just got 3, 2, 1
It's
real quick
Harkus,
with that
not
30,
Harkeys,
30.
mate.
He said, all right, never
Even
mind.
if it
He's
is
got the
pronounced
blue widow
Harkeys, I
shields,
don't
but
care.
that's also the opposition noting that whoever's holding that middle console right there.
Dragons are a
Even
match
Gladiator
point.
specifically
Onyx
still
also a
walking
match
full
point.
blue,
They're
even
fighting
though
each other.
Dragons, and trying to find an engagement with the Mad
These two
Maggie
teams should
Wrecking
definitely
Ball.
be chilling.
On top of the high ground, on top of Onyx, it's 2 teams on top of this building specifically, and another squad across the line.
Onyx has been impressive all set.
Looking to fight each other.
Dragons had a very impressive game.
I mean, Dragons doing what they do, right? I think they might have seen an opportunity. Maybe a little bit of damage was done to Onyx as they were outside of that building, and Dragons thought they could move in and just pick up 1 or 2 KP to clear a little bit of space, but they
GG
retreat
still
back
out,
to their
Alliance
side of
still
the building.
out.
You can see them on the right-hand side of that inner circle.
Alright, they're in there.
Outside
Go
of that
next.
tunnel. Alliance at the
Need
moment, by
1
the way,
point
just
for match
taking
point.
a
Mouse need
gentle
3.
stroll across Broken Moon here. They had a long way to go. They're
So
about
even if
all the
this
way to
does
the
drop
north.
another game, 2 more
Collecting
teams
all
hit
of the
match
Evo
point.
on their way, making
That's
sure they're
crazy.
fully tooled up. There's a lot of assault bins on their way as well, so they're going to have a lot of attachments. And Alliance will be dangerous as they approach the end of this zone.
It works for them. It works into the way that their playstyle benefits them as a team. It's always a side quest, especially when they don't get very lucky with zones like this, having to come all the way from Bionomics across the entirety of Broken Moon, and waiting for them on the edge of that next zone is Gaming Gladiators. Alliance also pick up that Evil Harvester.
Isn't it funny how Dragons and Onyx are next to each other? 2 match point teams. GG and Alliance exchanging fire right now. 2 match point teams. Well, GG are on the receiving end of a lot of damage from Alliance, but so is Unlucky. Has to Scarper away, and Scarper he does. Effect with that bow in his hand. Breaks 1. Can he hit the big shot, though? This could be the one that could hurt GG.
Oh, someone else got it.
But Hackers has got a bow of his own, and he takes
Hackers
down
got it.
Funk.
Damn, I was
That
hoping we
was
could see an
crazy.
effect yet.
You know that Funk was clutching. Please don't hit me. The last bow, though. You could call Hockey's a Legolas. from
GG
the
gotta get that
distance.
reset.
Yes, they get that knock. They push in, close in that gap. 26 enemies scan, by the way, with the remote beacon scan on the Sparrows. Always nice to see the lineups.
They got the
being
reset.
utilized here, and Alliance know whether they can take this fight or not.
Alliance want to try and pressure. It's one thing they do.
Why
so
all the
well
match
when
point
they have
teams
an
fighting
advantage,
each
they are
other?
Immediate to seize upon it. GG, I think, have managed to reset though, and Funk is back on his feet. And
Wait, are
Funk is
GG
ready
match
to
point?
fight. This is a straight
Yeah, they are.
3v3, but here is the Catalyst slowing things down. But there is a way to break the doors down, and Blast is getting blasted at the moment.
I
Effect with
just
the debuff,
don't
does the
care.
Now, that's the last thing I want to
Oh,
see. On the
but
other side
Effect
of that door is
dies.
Effect. He gets taken down. Unlucky puts up the catwall just defensively, so that way they can try to get that res. Oh my goodness, bunkering them in. The Catalyst so strong now, wrapping
Yeah.
around to give him suppressed fire.
Cat has
It's
saved them
Hockey's
here.
Still looking behind though. It looks like another
They're
team has
dipping.
now made an appearance.
Third parties
Effect is gonna be
arrived.
left alone here. Effect is gonna
2
crawl
match point teams
towards
could die
his
here.
teammates, and Alliance might be lucky enough to get a res here as GG are under duress themselves. They will
GG got a
drop
res,
down to
but
the low ground,
Cat with a nade.
and they will be able
Ox
to
Blast,
drag
this could be a match
Effect
point
back
team
to
dropping.
his
We
feet.
genuinely might go 9.
Alliance survive for now.
Funk drops. Aurora now.
Dang, it wasn't
GG
even one
dead.
squad making their
GG
move.
gone.
Gaming Gladiators eliminated. It was like 2 teams that came up on this fight. It was Aurora.
The
and then
Alliance
Cybercats
start the
to
fight and
north.
then get out.
Hearing this fight also may have indicated to the other
Scumbags.
teams in the neighboring position. Are these all lineups here? Oh my, Hockey's. Hockey's is crazy. Looking on the other side to see if
I
he
really
gets
hate
there.
that
He
you say
takes
the
that
same.
one player over to the left side drone to tech
God.
by a crypto drone from afar.
What happens
but
when you get 4
Hockey's
hours
is
sleep?
truly just built differently.
I mean, there's certain weapons that I feel like are very unique to a player, and I feel like the bow check is
bit of
just
lag there
so
for
good in
Unlucky.
the hands of Hackis. He really does separate himself from the pack with that weapon in his hand.
Dragons
So
and
he clips
Onyx
throughout
fighting again.
the
Match
history
point
of
fighting
Apex
match point.
Legends, where the bow check has been in play. It's usually been Hackis who's had it in his hands. As Onyx now move on to the roof of Dragons. Just a reminder, 2 teams who are both on match point.
Yeah, these two need to chill.
Intense. Onic.
I don't want to go a game 9.
Made it there, but with full blue Evos,
NA starts in an hour. I want to shower, I want to chill.
Covers the swing. Nice
Arcus
crack
knocks
there,
Aurora.
and in the
Onic
feed,
gets a
Hockey
knock.
still holds it down for the rest of Alliance, also getting a knock of his own.
It's Aurora with a lifeline though. They get the halo down, but here comes Unlucky. 9 Impulse is dealt with. He's turned into meat. And Kazakh
Here's
might be
the
next.
Arcus gets dropped. Aurora down.
We're
at 87 points.
The damage output is intense, and the rest comes out on this.
I did say
isolated
Alliance
reset here
ended
for
in 8.
Alliance. It's insane to see how quick they reset as a team, even with Nephilim now starting to approach to get that ring console to their north.
Hey, look at that zone pull. It's pulled away from production yard. Out into the open. Dragons.
That's that load of
and
high ground
Onic-
too.
Yeah, Dragons and Onic are in a pretty good spot for a walk.
Yeah, they're
gonna have to deal with
decent.
each other at
Alliance
some point.
fighting again. They got no chill, eh? They're not trying to stop
Insane. You
every
have
team
to
from getting
clear
points.
That eastern side of that
You got
map.
drop there, Arcus.
Especially if you know where that zone pool is going to be. Hockey's takes a good amount of damage. Loses out on his shield, forced to pop the shield back instead. Unlucky with another catwall. Been getting these catwalls so quickly here. Looking to the side just to see.
I don't know if it's
They're gonna try to
Harkus or
pressure from the
Hackers.
building, but they
It's
wanna
definitely not
try to prioritize
Harkies.
the zone pool here, 'cause round 3 is closing in behind their backs.
They're
There's 13
rotating.
moves now.
Surely someone's holding them out here. Phase drop. Yeah, they are. Oh no, they're on the opposite side. Oh, Lucky's in trouble.
It's going to be a couple. They have run into all sorts of traffic here.
They should wipe him here though. Arcus is gonna go off. Arcus is so good, man. Yeah, but they're dead here.
And now they're forced to go out into the open with other teams taking.
All
a
they were
look at
doing
them.
was
Hockey's
fighting
taking
instead
a
of
lot damage, and
rotating.
Dragons waiting for them. Effect may need some help. He's been popping up all day, but needs some suppress fire.
All 3 match point teams are here.
Sparrow does go down as well. And Bolt is going to be very, very dangerous. Hackers and Effect though. Effect gets one. Swinny's weak. Hackers is going to have to clutch here for Alliance. Can't quite connect with the R9 spray. A little bit of pressure on his
I
shoulders.
can't believe
now.
they just
Really
2v3
down
Dragons.
Swinny. He keeps them alive. Dragons are out. That's a match point team. Alliance live.
Going to game 8.
They have a respawn beacon. They have the Moby.
Oh,
to
do they?
make it a full 3-man, but can they do it with McClutch now showing face?
Yeah, they're about to get
rolling on
third-partied.
the other side of the line.
They're looking to send this. Hackers is going to take the height, but he's going to have clutch in front
Oh
of him.
my god, that 120 is crazy.
Exchanges a huge amount of damage. Effect is still alive.
Arcus is
Big
crazy,
wave.
bro.
That's not something you want to walk into, though.
It was hoping if it was Effect. If it was Effect out here, he's got the Devo. If there's anybody that can do it, it's Effect, perhaps. A person. who
And they're
really
down.
worked
It's
with
just
15 teams
it's just
with
Onic
Rocket
left.
on his own. Ronin,
They
take
fought
down
way too much, Alliance.
Our other match point team falls.
Can't believe they
It's
2v3
really
Dragons though, that's
He's
crazy.
left with Onic. Onic's the only
It's just
team.
Onic.
I think the only team who can close it out in this game, and Yikui has just been
Oh, we're
brought back to
going to
under
game
pressure.
9. We're going to game 9.
Last hope, or we go again here.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
We're going to
I
game
can't
9.
believe this.
I think he knows.
I want to have a shower before NA. Please.
I'm in disbelief, right? Look at what Vushi's even got to work with. He's literally on the 6. My guy
We
has
are
a
going to
75
game 9.
Reserve energy ammo, like he has no shield.
And that's
He's
official.
res, everyone's looking
Game
at him, and
9.
10K From post kill picks that up.
Jesus. Go next, hit match point.
Sorry, Americas, you're gonna have to wait even longer because
Yep.
EMEA is putting on a display for us.
It certainly is indeed. We go again. Another game of Apex to come up. Match point finals does not end here in the regional finals. As Go Next.
This would have been an amazing live stream, but my internet didn't get cut now.
Go Next needed this. They get even more points. 51 now total. They join the match point crew.
Go Nasuke.
They have an opportunity.
They're 6 off.
Down Ronin right now. It's not this game they would have to win. For those of you guys new
Jeez, we could
watching,
have, like,
wondering how match point
8 to
format
9
works, they would
teams.
have to win.
Go
They
Next
were
have got it.
after hitting match point already. Go Next engage on this
Let
fight,
them
but they
die.
did
They've
the
already got
job
it.
that they needed to
Ronin's
do.
coming up on it. Oh my god. How many are we going to have? Can Ronin get it?
With Ronin
They're
also
2
having
off.
That lifeline composition that you highlighted earlier on set, they were able to get the reset.
So able to get the reset. By the way, keep your eyes on 10K here. 10K are closing in as well as Ronin on match point. 2 points here for Ronin.
Jesus, we're about to have so many teams on match point. Cat isn't far off as well.
Got a red armor, a gold armor, and
Same as
you're really
Nemesis.
starting to win some fights. Their confidence will certainly be up as well to be able to join the match point teams, but they're taking a little bit of damage themselves.
Big
and
10
gotta be
dropped.
careful here, but Nate with that
Or a
Kraber.
character dropped. A guy dropped, Jesus. A player dropped, oh my god.
Wesson
Oh, Fuse.
and these nades, and this one.
Oh,
And this one as well.
But Watson who? No jet. Oh, say no man.
Nice damage from Nate. 0 tenacity dead.
Knucklecracker
That's
right
C10.
through
Yeah, I keep getting them
everything.
confused.
Oh, yes, they get 50 points. Good pointing out right here on set. 0 tenacity also get eliminated. It is
Mouse have got it
50
too.
Points that they needed as Mouse joined them.
Oh my
alongside.
god, we're gonna have so
This
many
is
teams on
insane.
match
We got
point.
like half the lobby now
Next,
already
game
at
9's
match point
going
after
off.
this.
Game
Oh my,
9 is going to be crazy.
Why not? When you hit
EMEA is going off. I did not expect it to be this good. I genuinely thought Alliance, Na'Vi, or GG was going to end it in like 6. But we're going to a game 9 with half the lobby on match point.
In total, after this game,
You can
we are
die,
welcoming
Mouse. You've already got
8
match
total
point.
teams at
8.
match point. Mouse, they did what they needed to do, taking
There's
the
not
fights
half the
up to
lobby then.
0-0, missing some crucial
Good.
shots
They're
though.
dead.
With what looked to be the car, Mouse
Nemesis can get the-
eliminated.
come on,
Also
Nemesis.
just 2 points away.
Come on, I want all these teams to get match point. We could have some Titans not even make land here. Genuinely, some Titan teams might not even make land. Purely because of today. Did Nas 10k make it? Nemesis gonna die. Nemesis gonna die. No.
Going down to your team,
Cybercats
Nemesis
make it.
do not reach it. Cybercats do though instead.
Oh my
Turning things
god.
out, picking up that KP alongside Kashera from 10K.
10k made it. Oh my god.
This has been the best regional finals that we've ever seen.
Oh
The
my
EMEA
god.
region
Regional
has the
finals is
lobby,
usually not
and
this
our
good.
regional finals are now currently at match point.
Who's
Our
gonna win this
last 3
game?
spots left for game number 8.
Ronan.
At this point, it doesn't really matter who wins this
Cats.
game,
All
because
3 of them have made match
everybody
point.
in the lobby has done their job. Everyone is on match point, and now it's just about the bragging rights and the confidence to take into
Not
that next
everyone,
game,
but
loading up on this high
majority,
ground.
yeah. Oh, they mean these 3, yeah.
Dude,
Everyone
this
in
is
these 3
crazy.
teams has made match
Cybercats
point.
on the other side, looking to see if they can take this dub, add in some extra points. 10K, by the way, as a solo, still alive.
Bro,
Ronan
game
going
9
looking
is going to
behind
be
just to make sure they can
crazy.
find that
I don't know who
last
takes it now.
goal.
I've been saying
For
Alliance,
Cybercats, fully
Na'Vi,
engaged. The Cybercats
all
have
day,
control over this
or
entire
GG.
center side of the zone.
Alliance, Na'Vi, or GG all day, but I've stuck to my gun saying that Alliance was going to do it. It's Alliance game 5, Alliance game 6, Alliance going to do it in game 8, and they just haven't done it. They've been on match point for ages, and they always do this. They fight too much. They fight way too much, 10k down, but they got match point. Come on, Nate, hit that Kraber shot. Oh!
Huge stick on the arch, sir. He gets stick stuck between
got no
the
bats.
but still having the positional advantage.
Oh,
This was
but
the
Cats
green light for
taking
Cybercats
damage.
to close in the gap, but they do not get a crack from their side. They take too much pressure, force it back away, and hit that chill back.
Oh, that's good shots.
So it's a 3v2.
That's a nice swing. Got the double knock, got the lifeline too. Nice win by Cats. Cats win. Okay, so what, is it 9 teams or 10? It's 10. Oh my god, game 9. If Alliance take it, game 10. That's hilarious. Game 9, sorry.
Into match point, we're at 10 teams. have the
10
opportunity
teams.
to take the win in the EMEA regional. It's been forever for me personally. Like, I cannot recall how long it's been since we've seen a regional final like this.
Yeah, this is nuts. This is giving me EWC
Yep.
vibes from last year, and
Yeah.
you know, with
EWC
mid-season
last year.
playoffs taking place at EWC this year, maybe it's a little bit of a precursor for what we're about to see in the LAN environment.
Jesus
as well,
Christ,
but,
imagine.
I mean, it just felt like there was.
What a
gonna be
game by
another
Cats
game.
and
The amount
Ronan
of
and
teams we
the
saw
10K
fighting
and
early
Nemesis.
on in that game, Vicky, who were both on match point. It opened the door for everybody.
Alliance
to
8 kills,
join
dying
them.
at 13th.
Cybercats with 26 points.
This is going to be
Crossed the
crazy.
match point threshold. Ronin joined them. 10k joined them. Nemesis just came up.
Jesus
short,
Christ, I was
if I'm
hoping
not
to
mistaken.
go before 7 and have a shower and have an hour break
Mouse hit the
before
first
NA.
This is crazy. This is genuinely
I don't know how
crazy.
long we'll have until
Literally,
NA
yeah,
starts.
team
Like, I don't know if they'll delay it
and
or
also,
what.
this works into the win condition for 10K, and we have to further highlight this because Gaskin talked about it. You know, we had the comments coming in that
If I need to
10K is
leave my
elected
live
to
stream
fight.
on while I have
Well,
a
guess
shower,
what?
I will.
They're still at match point, and this is a team that always holds final zone positioning. Kashiro's very good at calling out where these zone pools are gonna look like, and Cybercats and Ronin joining
Still
them
only
up
got
there
3
too.
kills, but
This is
they love their
insane.
placements,
I
10K.
cannot believe this while we take a look at the series results.
Oh my god.
Half the lobby now on match point.
And Aurora still
let
can't
me
make
just
it. Lol.
Remind everybody. The teams who sat down in 10th place right now, 10K, have been through it all. Threats of retirement, teams blowing up, fan favorites who have come so close but not got over the line. They've only got 11 KP. They got a chance to
Oh
win
my
the whole
god,
thing.
look how close that top 8 is.
And the amount
GG's out of
money
the
on
top
line,
8.
Aside from just qualifying into the $2 million tournament, it's like this top 20th place determines whether you get 2K. I mean, all the way down to looking from 16th place to 20th place. That determines whether you get 2K, and then you look from 11th or rather 10th place all the way down to 15th place. That's 3K, and then it's up here in this top 5 that you want to be. 20K, 15K out here as we see where everyone
God, it's so
stands
close.
this time. Alliance and Navi being the only 2 teams to qualify at the moment, but this is literally what Onset, a point difference away for teams that want to make it there.
Jesus
That's not
Christ.
Onset. That's just,
I'm so excited I
That's not
turned into a
upset.
POI draft.
That's NA.
dude, I can't. Are we going on to Broken Moon next? I mean, no.
That's the
yeah,
NA
district, rather. That
draft.
would be
So NRG
insane
got
to look
top.
at the teams that have struggled to looking at the fact that, by the way, that's also just
Near
like
100
America's, but
Thieves
I know
and
we're all
Falcons,
excited.
MVP,
But
and
looking at the
Twisted
way that
Minds.
these zone pools have been
Oh, I'm so
over
keen for
by
NA.
these districts.
Knowing
But
every
alright,
team is going to be
guys,
so good.
Onset, he's taking a quick break, and
Yeah,
we're
I'm
gonna
down for a
take
quick
you
break.
guys through the next set
The
of
most
matches. We're
intense
heading
game
over to
9.
Game number 9 with half the teams in this lobby sitting at match point. You don't want to miss it.
We're back, everybody. Match number 9 is loading in the background, and we have 10 teams, half the lobby, now on match point. Dan, did you have a good break? Because if you missed that one, we're going to have a conversation. I know you were watching.
I had to come back and watch that one unfold. As soon as I heard screaming in my headset,
10
like, either
teams on
someone's
match
won or
point.
we're
This is
match
going to
9.
be
So, yeah, it was
insane.
pretty insane.
There's no way
Just
it
when you get
goes
to that point
10.
with so many
There's no
teams
way. It's
crossing
got to
over
end
to
in
match
9.
point as well. It created a very interesting end game
gotta
scenario,
end in 9.
but in the end, Monin for Ronin had the Kraber, but on the other side you had the
Devo
Cybercats, and
push
out
was
of
very
nowhere,
good here.
I think you said that. The Cybercats, they looked down, they looked
From
out.
the
They
Valk.
looked like their chances of mid-season playoffs would be 0 to none, and now
See
suddenly
shots
they are
right
putting
here, and then he
themselves
just
in
went,
with
alright,
an
I'm gone. Through
opportunity.
the
Because
Watson
that's what's
fence.
important here, right? First place
Got the
guarantees
lifeline, that was
themselves
key.
a spot, which can really just change the whole shape of this thing.
Yeah, it
It
can.
really can, and then if you're the
It
team
really
who's
can.
in the last qualification position, you probably get pushed out when it comes to point totals.
Oh,
So
10
much
teams a match point.
Still to play for, and so much drama still to unfold.
8 characters banned. Cat just got banned.
All of them actually kind of made sense. As we
E
head
District,
into
game
E
10.
District with, like you say, Catalyst, the next legend to be banned, and we not only having one E District, we got back-to-back E District now as we see the snake turn its head around again.
Where on earth do you go for composition now? All right, so our first controller is
Rev
banned.
Octane, bring it back.
I mean, so we're going to E-District, so I think ring consoles are going to be very important. So I think we'll see a lot of Fuse. I think that's inevitable here. When you look at the ring console characters that are available to you, Fuse, Watson probably going to play a big part. I don't think we're going to see any
Probably a bit of
Caustic
Maggie.
yet. Rampart, we've already seen a couple of. Maybe some Valkyries will
Maybe,
creep in
yeah.
again for a rotational legend, but you know, we're getting
Sparrow
closer to
as
that
well,
point
probably.
where we are going to see something a little bit more
Crypto,
absurd. I know we
maybe.
had the lifelines come in, but I don't think that's that
Couple
crazy.
lifelines.
Yeah, I'm excited for this one.
Of course, it's got 10 teams a match
What we
point.
play in IGL, and they're like, just whatever's left. Just click on a legend. and
Which
see
do you
what
have
happens.
the most kills in ranked with out of the last the last legends available?
I mean,
Will
that'd
we
be
ever see
Bangalore.
advantage in the ALGS this season.
I feel like we
Okay,
did.
10
Am I
teams
crazy?
match point. This is
Dolph
ridiculous.
probably played it. G-Dolphin probably
So
played it
match
or something.
point, you need to hit 50 points and then just win a game, and you win, and you go straight to land.
Dan Gaskin to cast it. E-District is going to be where
So
we find ourselves.
this is going to be intense.
I mean, E-District
Doesn't end
has
to a
been
team wins,
very
that's on
kind
match
to
point.
Alliance throughout this split.
Go
You
next.
can say the same for Na'Vi.
Can they do
Mouse,
it?
10K.
Don't know. Cybercats
They've
back
all
to
found
back.
2
Don't
victories
know.
on this map
Alliance.
throughout the
I'm
season,
sticking with my
which, you
guns.
know,
Alliance are
it
winning.
seems low. When you think about how many times E-District has been played, you think there might be more, but E-District
cold
across
right
the
now.
board has been
This is
pretty
going to be
difficult to take
one
a
of the
victory away. It's
greatest
been
regional
one
finals
of those
games,
scenarios where
I think,
actually it's
ever.
been spread out quite evenly between these teams. So it could be the
So many
perfect
teams on
map
match
to
point
find
now.
a victor, and maybe an unexpected one as well with 10 teams
Alright, where's zone going?
on match point. I mean, who knows? I mean,
Dan,
who
there's
knows?
no way it could go another game, is there?
No chance it goes
There's no
game
way
10.
it
If it
could
goes
go
game
another
10, I'll
game.
be fuming.
definitely not.
'Cause I
going
need a
to
break
11,
before
but, I
NA.
mean, you have to think about not just only winning regional finals here, right? Which is
Okay.
of course the big picture for some of these
Alliance
teams,
top
but there
right.
are so many
Oh,
for the overall
Alliance have a
standings
good
of which
pull
teams will
here.
be qualifying for mid-season playoffs as well. 10K at the moment.
GG,
are in
gotta
that last
rotate.
qualification spot,
There's so many
only
teams at
2
match
points
point
ahead of
now.
GG. But as you said, if a team outside of the top 2 were to win it, or outside the top 8 were to win it, they would push one team out. So you really just want to make sure you're in the top 3 in the
Top
overalls
8
to
go
make sure you
LAN.
win.
Oh, this is a zone that is very favourable to
The
the
top
two
8 you're
teams
seeing
who hit
now,
match
though,
point
is at the
first.
top 8
Alliance and Onyx,
in the overall standings. That's
Galleria
just
and
today's
Electro Down,
games.
Both of them dropping here. Alliance also have a ring console, and they, most importantly, by the way,
But most of the
just checking their,
teams in the top
composition, they
10
playing
are
Fuse,
actually
but
in
they
the
also
top
have
8.
Watson. They
Except
do
I think
have Evo to
Nemesis.
get ring console if they needed
Yeah,
to.
Nemesis
Just
are in
a little
11th, they're the
flashback
only
to what we
team
saw at the
that-
ALGS Open. Just want to
They're
make sure
currently in
you
11th.
tick
They're
that
actually like 3rd
Dragons
overall.
already rotating as
The
well,
only team.
very, very quickly into a position
It's like
that
Dragons
they are going to
and
play for quite some time, and they
Onyx.
are yet another match point team. Onyx, by the way, little bit
Go
of a scuffle
next.
with
They
Team
need
War,
big
and it's
games here.
over
GG
full
are
access
just outside. They're a Titan. They should be
to this
qualifying.
Evo Harvester, which is down. So that's both teams kind of
They've
butting
got to
heads
do
here.
well this game, GG. If
On
they
my
don't make
half,
land, that's
just because
crazy.
of the fact that that Evo Harvester is between the two teams as they rotate.
We are seeing 12 Watsons in the lobby as well. That's
12
the preferred
Watsons.
method for your ring console character here.
Watsons
in
get banned.
Match 9. We are seeing a Caustic, just the single Caustic, and also a single Revenant as well. So people
Oh,
are
if
starting
we go
to
a game
go pretty
10,
deep into the legend pool.
swear to God,
Maybe
it's
to try
cold,
and,
man.
get
I
some
want to have a
extra points here
shower.
and try and find some extra aggression as well. It's actually FaZe running Crypto, Revenant, Fuse. So
FaZe have been,
they
they've
are
killed some
throwing a
good
Hail Mary
teams
here to
today.
try
Won
and
some
catch
good
up.
3v3s, but yet again, they're just not putting it together.
Well, Nephilim feeling a little
Same
bit
as
of a foul,
Aurora.
they're one of the teams who aren't on
Aurora
match
have
point.
been disappointing.
37 points on the board for them. The team who is on match point is in front of them.
Nephilim,
That's
who are
gonna
they
be
fighting?
who won that
Mouse.
last game alongside most of the lobby. Aku jumps up. By the way, Aku
You just got
flying.
wiped.
His in the last few games, and he is continuing to do exactly
Nice.
that. Oh my
Aku's
God.
going off.
This guy is playing some Apex right now.
I mean, seeing the way that some
They're getting
people
resets
handle
though, no?
the car is incredible. I don't think I could do it. I don't
Crypto
get
ult
along
coming
with the
out.
car. The R9 different, but
That wasn't even there,
car,
crypto ult.
oh, some of these pros are shooting it. Very impressive.
Yeah, they
indeed.
got him. Nephilim
And
gone.
It's going to be Nephilim eliminated as Mouse.
They went on match
Are able
point,
to
so
solidify that victory in that fight, and I think they should be fine. Yeah, no one even near them. There's so
means
many
there's
early
9
movers
teams
here
left that can
to
make
the
it go a
northeast
game
side
10.
of this map that
I pray they
Mouse
all
are absolutely
die.
fine to make a rotation now.
Every single one of them.
Ooh, 10K.
Then go then ult to fight and go next. Both teams are match point.
Just pops a battery. Kishera evens it up though.
It's a
Plays
good knock.
sneaky little corner. And tries to get to the safety of his teammate here.
He does as well. They can't get that reset. Aurora pushing in as well. Third party.
Yeah, it's
Post
Aurora.
finished in that situation, or did
Aurora
Post
need a
just kind
huge
of
game here.
crawl away towards
Go next
his
can't
team-
die here.
10K teammates.
They need to win to make
May have
land.
been able to crawl, just trying to look at it, but either way,
Nate's
the
holding
important
them
thing
off
is
here,
taking
but
survive
they've
for now.
lost
Go next,
kind.
however, might not be able to
Yeah,
say
they're
the
dead
same
here.
thing as Aurora is starting to fully
Go
see
next out.
Henchman the last, he'll
That's
fall,
one
so
match
Go
point
next
team dead.
eliminated. And again,
10K's
this is very
coming back
important
in.
the overalls that
Third
10K
party, they
survived.
shouldn't
If
know.
10K had gone down there would have been a big chance if everything ended in this match that they may not have made mid-season playoffs. That's how tight it is in the overalls right now.
Yeah, they did well to stay alive.
Get away. He crawled away on the Watson. And they've got him back to his feet. Now, one thing to highlight here for 10K, they've always been playing the long game when it comes to match point. They've
Yeah.
never been in a position where
Placements.
they've been picking up big KP in any of the games that we've seen so
That's what
far. It's just been
Falcons,
purely
sorry. That's
through
what
placement,
Alliance need to
essentially.
do for a
But now
game.
that's all
Just
they
play
have to
placement,
worry
they'll
about.
probably just
Placement
win.
is all that matters for them. So their game plan
They've got like 90-something points. They're
starts
just
to feel a lot
wiping
more
every team,
comfortable,
but
a
they're
lot
just
more
not winning.
natural.
You got 93,
Whereas
yeah.
everyone else
The next
who might
team's
have accrued their
61.
points in a
It's
slightly
crazy.
different way has to think about that hard zone, hard win condition that they have to achieve here to be
30-30
champs.
shots coming out from GG. Light.
God,
Doesn't
I-
mean
you can
anything.
feel the tension as well in
Alagi.
the lobby, just with how everyone's
I'm
playing.
nervous, you know, like it's crazy.
And it's not even just because everyone's on match point and the unknown of who's going to win it. It's like the actual implications of if it ends here, where you currently reside in the table, your chances of mid-season playoffs could be just 1 or 2 points off. Like, sure, the plan has been excellent for 10K so far, but they do find themselves currently in 11th place, like overalls, right? So, in the series standings, excuse me, but 8th place in the overall standings.
Yeah.
If they were to die, suddenly all that hard work of getting onto match point just goes down the drain, and they could very much be overtaken by a team in this game who has a lot of kills. So that's the scary factor. The same can be said for GG. If they were to die now, their
GG,
chances of
I
mid-season
want to
playoffs
make
could
it.
suddenly go. Everything is riding on this match.
Aim is 10.
Very interesting
Want
to
Nasuke to make it.
take a screenshot of the standings at the start of this game to the final standings if it was to end now, because they are going to change significantly those qualification spots.
I have
for
no
the
idea
team
who's gonna make it.
10K. I'm gonna rip into zone right now. As Ronin, will they be moaning or groaning?
Like, I don't remember the standings. I don't know if Ronin have to win on match point, because I don't know if like they're too far out. Overall standings or what.
I mean, you speak about how it stands at the moment. The teams that would be qualifying, if it ended like this, exactly, would be Nemesis, Mouse, Onyx, Dragons, Ronin, and 10K.
Oh my
Meaning
god.
GG would miss out, Zero Tenacity would miss out, Go Next, of course, would
Oh
miss
my
out. And they've
god.
been eliminated. So, Go Next needed to go to a match 10, otherwise they will not be going to the mid-season playoffs.
Jesus
that's
Christ.
the harsh reality of it.
Wouldn't it be ironic as well if both Ronin and 10K make it after all the drama that went down between those two teams?
And then they fight and scrap at LAN.
1v1 to qualify?
Tell you what, let's make it
Never
happen.
know.
Actually, I don't
This
mind
is
that
a
as
Lions
so the
game to
story
win.
Can keep going, you know,
Yeah.
like it has been an interesting development because it would also show that both sides were kind of right as well. You know, they
Yeah.
both made the adjustments, and in the end, it worked out for both of them. And maybe that will end the rivalry because they're both like, well, it ended up good for both of us, so we don't need to worry about it anymore.
And Nasky the kind of guy to let a rivalry just go by the side after a while, so. But that's where the zone is going, right up to the north. We mentioned Alliance.
Another non-match
They
point
dropped
team
right
getting
over at the
clapped
north side
here.
of This map at Electrodam. Zero Tenacity, 12
Hitting the
points
bats
off
though,
of
they'll be
match point
right.
At the moment, they'll be desperate.
Yeah, Tenacity got to win
Absolutely
this game.
desperate for this to keep
Force
going to a
another
match
game
10.
and to make match point.
They pick up 1 KP, as you saw in the feed. Zero tenacity, which adds another point.
GG, they have to make it, bro. They have to. Swear down.
KP themselves. It's SJP2 who are under pressure here, and Denze might be last alive. And
GG don't make it. That's ridiculous.
Doesn't even get to leap into the action on Revenant. It's weird to see Revenant back in an ALGS lobby.
Be a serious L from Funk, leaving NA and then not even making land.
I try not to think about it. But yeah, I mean, it sums up FaZe's day. If you look at this composition and what they're trying to achieve here, I think it suggests what they need to do and how far
FaZe,
they are behind. And
I don't know.
That's their chances of mid-season playoffs is pretty much gone at this point unless they pull off a victory and can take us to match 10. And with SJP2 just falling there, if we ended here, they would also not be making mid-season playoffs. You're going to hear me say that a lot.
Yep.
For this game, because
they either will or not.
The expectation is that this game ends here with
yes, it is. There's no way it goes to game 10.
And we've lost 3 teams already.
Yeah.
Who weren't.
There's no way it goes to game 10. I still remember that World Cup game when who was it? A team had 1 solo left. They went, oh, that's it. There was like 5 squads left. There was a solo left. They went, that's it. We're not going another game. And then I think it was Twisted Minds, was it? No. When it got down to the final 3, which was Alliance, I think like T-Law or Furia, and then Twisted Minds got a respawn, and then won. Send it to like a game 9 or game 10, or yeah, something like that. It was crazy. I remember watching that shit live because Timmy was on DSG, I think. Not too sure. Not Moist or DSG.
Even if you arrive late, but they might just not be winning positions. And a lot of these teams need to find a win.
Maybe it was not Moist.
Kind of terrifying for them with their approach.
So it was the World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, throw on top of that. Sorry to jump in, but throw on top of that. No Newcastle.
Yep.
To play with, like your legends to create something from a space have been removed. So everyone is like, if you're there,
yeah,
great.
Rotating is very hard right now.
How do we get in?
Yeah, very hard. All these characters being banned.
Bully your way in, or even create any fake cover like you're speaking of. There are 8 Valkyries, so there are certainly going to be shots at people just trying to fully dive their way in and force their way in, brute force. Get what
FaZe dropped this game, we go a game 10, game 10, I'm gonna be fuming.
Never mind. No caustics left.
Generally, I might go for a shower, just leave my stream watching it, but I can't. I'll probably want to make a YouTube video.
Successful without the legends available when you get this deep into match point, and a lot of the core legends that you need.
It's pulled away from Alliance though.
Interesting to see here, by the way, that Alliance and Onyx, I think we're banking on the zone pulling a little bit more to the east than it has. However, Alliance do still have access to a ring console. You can see that, so they can hit that ring console. I think that's what they might be playing for in this situation.
What Alliance thought it would.
I'd be calling if I was, lo and behold, you know, God forbid, in charge of the lineup. But both of them will have to work their way in towards where that next zone is going. Nemesis, heartbreaking moment for them in the last game, but they didn't get those 2 points that they needed in that
They're in like 3rd place though. They're good.
Match point, but instead, they're still chasing that down.
Nemesis are good.
They are a team that could keep us going to match 10 though. You have to consider that with how Nemesis have been performing throughout.
I pray they don't.
The entire split. I mean, they are 3rd in the overall.
Yeah, they're good. They'll make land.
By Alliance and Na'Vi, which is not something to be ashamed of, and now they're looking to get aggressive on the VCGO.
We'll get the first knock as well.
There's another team down, not on match point.
Style as well. It's an easy team wipe for them. Just one P20 up at 1 point as you were sending
GG. This is a huge fight for GG.
Oh, it's so good. Gen does go down though. Kasha takes a huge amount of damage. Maggie Drew will go down.
That's huge from Light, not dying there.
Funk and Blast have got some.
They can't die here, GG. They cannot die.
They're going to clean up these final pieces.
Nice, they're running, so they won.
Get around this corner. Managed to avoid the LOS.
Bro, just heal up, because there's a 3rd party, you idiots! You idiots!
And remember, GG are outside of the mid-season playoff spots.
GG's not going to make it. Oh my god, as I just said, just heal up. They got 2 knocks, they didn't need that 3rd kill.
They're going to be good no matter what. However, GG, not the case.
Yeah.
By the way, the 8th place has been bouncing around with all these
Boris
kills.
killing them. FaZe is coming in as well.
Suddenly, GG staring down the barrel.
You gotta run, Funk. Funk's dead, GG. Oh my god, they're not gonna make it.
GG are gone. Another match point team.
Rodin's dead too. GG should not have been chasing that solo so hard. They should have healed up.
And it's Zipline Mafia who now try and force
Afi's
their
gonna
way in.
die
Miles
as
up on the
well.
high ground. But they've got such a way to go. Look at the
If NA games went like this, I would be having such panic
Game
attacks.
Gladiator is now,
Like, bro.
it has to go to match 10. If it doesn't go to, if it ends here, Game Gladiator is not at the mid-season playoffs.
GG are not making it. That is ridiculous. Funk went to EMEA and is not making land.
On match point. We only have now 4 teams still alive who are not
That's
on match point.
crazy,
Everything is
bro.
pointing towards this ending here and now.
Oh yeah, it's
Crushing
ending
the
now.
hopes and
GG haven't
dreams of
made
some
it.
of these teams that were just on that bubble of getting to mid-season playoffs. 10K and Zero Tenacity, by the way, 1 point between the two of them. And they are bouncing with just 1 kill, 1 placement point going either way.
Ooh, Aku gets a little bit
Oh,
of
this is going to be tight.
welcomed plastic surgery from that bullet. Has to rearrange some of those facial features and pop that battery to get himself back together. It's going to be so difficult to get into the skies for these Valkyries, though, with the amount of scouts and 30-30s and how hard they hit. And no helmets as well, remember, outside of
Roar
the
and
red
FaZe
helmet
fighting
is
each
available.
other. They're 2 teams
You can
outside the
get
top
ripped
10.
out of that ultimate so quickly. By the way, the teams
Outside
who
of match
are
point, I mean.
not on match point left in this lobby, Aurora, FaZe, War, and Z10. So
Yep.
if they win this game,
They won't though.
we will go again.
I mean, you have just mentioned 4 teams who are very capable of winning a game when they are
They're
playing
not
at their
winning
very
it, bro.
best. They've been quiet here today, though. But this
Navi
could be
taking
a
out
huge fight.
10K.
10K versus Navi. 10K pinned back.
10K
right
can't
in
die
this
here.
room, and Navi are looking to punish.
Navi don't give a fuck though. They've pushed them.
10K, the story has been superb.
10K down.
This might be the final chapter they are dealt with as Navi
Roar down.
will send them back to the lobby.
Mao's looking like they might fall as well. but
Mao's
FaZe
takes out FaZe
also
Clan.
go down. Maybe FaZe's chances are down. And
Mao's goes
look at the
down.
last remaining. Mao's eliminated. It is just now Z10 and Team War, the last 2 teams who are not on match point.
Zero
By the way,
Tenacity.
10K are currently in that last qualification spot.
Hit it, hit it, hit it. Oh,
They
come on,
just
ALGS.
about make it if it stayed like
How'd
this,
that
but
knock
there is
out?
still a chance that the likes
Oh,
of Team War or Cybercats could
ALGS.
still overtake them.
And you can see the
Give me a
pressure of
clip,
the
brother.
situation. Even Hackis is missing shots that you would expect him to hit.
Oh yeah. They about to hit 100 though. That's crazy.
And what's next for Alliance? Look at where that zone is going. Cybercats below
As soon as
them.
zone hit, I went, this is Alliance's game.
And
Look
Na'Vi
at, look
alongside
where they
them.
are, bro.
A reminder, only Team War and Zero Tenacity can keep this game going. Keep this series
War's not
going.
going to do it. They're in dead
If they were
last.
to win here.
They're just hiding. But Tenacity, Zero Tenacity is like the only
It is
chance.
also worth noting that if Team War or Cybercats, or both of them were to be eliminated here in this game, it would just do enough for 10K to
my God.
qualify,
Okay.
which is what's crazy.
You want to hear something even more crazy?
You give it to me.
Zero Tenacity are bang center of zone. No one else is in the zone. Team War.
If
to the
Tenacity
north,
do
in
this,
complete
I
control of the
swear to
north side.
God.
Everybody else is stacked up next to each other.
I swear to God. If this goes a game 11, I mean a game 10.
The informed team that should
no
be
way.
able to still keep us going here as Alliance now go up into the skies.
They
to
won't.
make their
Alliance will
way
make
into
it on
the zone
play,
here.
make a good play here.
Alliance,
Cats
remember,
are
they were
dying.
the first team to get onto match point here. It's now Dragons
Bites are
firing
pushing
onto Cats.
Zero Tenacity.
Oh,
Very good spot.
Zero Tenacity is building.
Nice PK shots. Zero Tenacity.
With the PK Alliance eliminated. Z10 hold.
Zero Tenacity with the PK take out Alliance.
Keep this going.
Phoenix was gone for a game, having internet issues, but now he's
Onyx
back,
dead.
and he's hitting harder than ever. Onyx
Navi.
eliminated.
It's all up to Navi.
Cybercats eliminated as well.
Navi to end it here.
Zero Tenacity and Team War are still alive
Oh my
here.
God, it's 50-50.
If we go to another game or not, Navi in a position to win.
Navi take it.
alongside Dragons, but the zone
Navi Dragons are fighting each other.
And they're fighting.
They're fighting each other. Dragon's dead. Dragon's Navi dead. Oh my God, Dragon's Navi dead. We go to another game.
Dragons are gone. We go again.
We go again.
Another match here.
Oh
Another
my
match
God.
as Z10 and Team War
Oh
continue
no.
the EMEA regional finals.
And there are so many teams who just took a deep breath and
We
they
go
realized
at game
the chances
10.
of mid-season playoffs are still alive as we go to a match 10. But now,
Oh
Zero
my
Tenacity
God, what a
with chance
shot.
to send themselves a PK from distance.
Feuda. Hop, he got 6 kills to gain.
You can't describe going with
That
this
Zero Tenacity did it. I said if anyone does, it'll be Zero Tenacity.
Unbelievable.
I can't believe it. We're going to game 10.
Absolutely incredible.
I just wanted a shower.
And I mean, it would not be a regional finals without
Yeah,
a
this is
little bit of
crazy.
drama, as we have a guaranteed match 10.
Oh
during the
my
match point
God.
format. And we'll go into which teams
GG
got
have
onto
another
match point as
chance.
well, because we didn't even feel like we needed to track that. 10 teams were on match point. We thought
Was it
for sure this
Fuda
was
with
gonna
that
be
PK,
finishing.
the Dominate
As I
Alliance, when they
alluded to,
dropped on
this
them?
is such huge news for those teams
That was
who were out
huge.
and were not qualifying for mid-season playoffs if it ended there. But now they still have a chance to saw their way up the tables in match 10.
Why are
I'm
we
at a loss
going to
for
a
words.
10th
I am
game?
at a loss for words. Incredible game. Which means, like I said, we go one more. We have one more game to play here. And it was just so fascinating to watch the map overhead of that game. If you get the opportunity to go back and watch the map overhead in those final moments, please do, because you just saw all of the match point teams starting to be too close to each other to not be able to fight if they had to get to zone. And the
When
two teams who
Dragons
aren't on
and
match
Na'Vi
point,
started
completely
fighting
free,
each other,
either
I
in
went, oh
zone
my God.
Z10 or on the northern side. It was
Zero
incredible.
tenacity,
This is how it
wow.
looks. Zero tenacity, by the way. Oh, 27 points.
Literally from 8th all the way to 3rd is match point teams.
As they tried to slam off
It was
that
literally,
the PKs. Oh,
with 8 teams left, 2 of them
And
weren't
what's
match
also
points.
important here
And
for
they got
Zero
1st and
Tenacity
2nd.
is by putting themselves in 4th overall in this series, they also climbed to 4th overall in
You're
the
kidding me.
overalls as well. Putting them in the best position to try and qualify for mid-season playoffs. They needed that game.
This is ridiculous.
Otherwise, if they had gone out early in that game,
Alliance
and
were on
Charles won,
match
they
point
probably
like
would've
game
been in
5,
mid-season
bro.
playoffs. But
What have they
Phoenix
been doing?
popped off. The whole team showed their very best, and it really was an incredible finish. Team War also keeping their chances alive. I mean, it's going to be tough. I'm going to be honest. War have a lot to do. They find themselves in 11th in the overalls, but currently they're down in 18th in the series. Like, Team War need to win a game if they're going to find themselves in mid-season playoffs.
Oh, I can't believe we're going to game
America's
11.
later, by the way. Maybe sooner than we think. After EMEA finishes, if EMEA finishes, 12 teams on match point.
What's it meant? There's not going to be a break until NA.
I mean, that still means 8 more teams can get on to match point. That's all I'm saying. What did I say earlier? 18 games we could go? I don't think mathematically we can quite get there. Oh, no, wait.
Better
8 more
not.
teams to win? Yeah, we could. Anyway, Rain Day. I don't think we'll get to 18, but we certainly have got a guarantee of 10.
I mean, those PK
Oh my
shots
God.
from Phoenix, I gotta shout out my boy. I gotta
So it's
shout out
Phoenix who did it.
Z10, but I gotta shout out this series so far. We have waited all of our match point opportunities. Even in the open, we didn't get a chance to fully flesh it out and see what do people do when we get to these 9s, these 10s, these 11s? How do the picks get wonkier and wonkier? How do they strategize on these different maps? We're getting a chance.
fair, I
to
can
see it
keep
here.
the
If
live
you're a
stream
fan
going.
Of Apex Legends. This
Nah,
is everything.
I'll probably
that you
end
could
it and
hope
start a
for,
new one.
and then some. But what a finish,
Moving on
gentlemen!
to
The
NA.
stakes so high, and I just think that there's so many EMEA fans out there who were just biting their nails, couldn't even look at the screen, or maybe couldn't look away, knowing Gaming
Crazy.
Gladiators was not going to be attending EWC and midseason playoffs unless the unthinkable happened.
And the unthinkable
and it
happened.
certainly did. Z10 with that win. Team War right behind him as well. You know, we've seen it before, Mark. Na'Vi and Dragons fight each other. Is this just a mistake? Is this just what they had to do? You saw that overhead. I was looking at it too. You know, every team was in a position to basically cannibalize their own efforts to win this tournament and allow Team War and Z10 to have the perfect spot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those situations where there's so many teams on match point. It's inevitable at some point you'll probably be fighting a team who's also on match point. It was just funny how it lined up in that way, where you had all of the teams on match point, either on the northern or eastern side of that zone, and the two who weren't,
That was
had the most space just left
ridiculous.
on their own. It was just fascinating
How
to watch how that developed.
how are
and
we
made
going at game
a
10
lot of teams
with like 12
probably
teams on match point?
banked on it going a little bit differently, that end zone, which is why everybody was in that certain position.
NA's
but-
meant to start in
you
21
know,
minutes.
at
There's
the
no
end
way.
of the day, all that really matters
Not
is
getting
we've
any
got another
break in
game.
between.
Z10, I think the biggest thing for them was just the composure they showed when they held off Alliance. I think, like you're saying, the shots from Phoenix and the fact that they didn't just let Alliance walk into that building. A lot of teams would have been known that was Alliance, because the Alliance played from Electro down. They would have known they were playing that high position. It was a smart thing to do. They would have seen them hit that evac, and people would have been worried to fight Alliance. They were not worried. They took the fight, they took the opportunity, and they won.
Dominated them too.
That's part of it, just the confidence, the ability to make that play and know that's the play to make. Now, let's talk a little bit about
PK
what happened
shots
so
went
far leading us
crazy.
up to this. Game 10 on the way, but Game 8, Cybercats, that was a big moment in this event too, Dan. Getting on to match point. We now have 12 teams. It was 10.
12 teams going to be crazy.
Well, I remember right at the start of the day when we were calculating.
We had 10
how many
and it's
points we could
still,
need to maybe get to mid-season
those 10
playoffs, and
teams didn't win.
We looked at Cybercats as a benchmark because of where they found themselves and how much they would realistically need to do. And we
This
said,
Devo push was
second
nice.
place
Through the
probably
Watson
wouldn't even
fence, got the
really get them there,
lifeline.
so it's going to have to be a win. Well, you know, they still have the opportunity here. They're on match point, and they are very much still alive. And I think that that's the excitement about regional finals. Now we have 12 teams who could all go on to win this thing.
Oh, 12 teams. Can't believe it.
Guarantee that position.
I genuinely thought
at
this
the
was ending at
mid-season
like
playoffs when
6:30.
It seemed impossible right at the start of the day.
Yeah, I mean, this is the rare moment. You know, I'll go back as we see Oz is here saying, yeah, you got 6 kills at the front, 6 kills at the front of match 4 and 5 as well. But what can you do now throughout 7, 8, 9? Well, 6 kills in 8. It seems like 1 or 2 out of every 3 games. He's totaling 6 kills. 8.
Hurry up and start the next game.
After 9. As we actually take a look at some of those final circles, the final circle
7:40
just
a.m.
leading up to this game 10, which is upon us. Mark, you were breaking it down a little
Yeah,
bit.
this fight right here.
Phoenix,
When this fight started, I went, oh my god, we're going to game 10.
Just going after each other, leaving it open for war in Z10.
Yeah, just cannibalizing each other. It just leaves it open. You can see here that it just becomes a straight 3v3. And when you're in center zone and you have the kind of height they do at the moment.
Cubby
in
Zero
Phoenix,
Tenacity
I
popped
think
off
they
and did
actually
it.
ended up with 2 PKs, if I'm not misunderstanding. But
Force another game.
Watch this shot. I think it's Feuda who.
Yeah, this PK shot was crazy.
It's Feuda. Chubb pokes his head up for just a second here.
Bang!
Oh, sorry.
See it, kid.
Sorry, it's optic. Yeah, just.
But he keeps hitting them too. He hits more.
It's in a care package for a reason, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just absolutely
Crazy.
destroys it with that choked up PK. Yeah, just amazing game. I mean, one of my
Looking at
favorite
the
games
totals,
I've
oh my
watched in a long
god.
time.
But you know what I think is also, I mean, you bring the point of the confidence because dropping down, having an idea that this is a team on match point. If we lose this fight,
10k.
we are
Ronin
basically
outside,
ending the lobby for
GG just
everyone,
outside.
including ourselves,
War
and
outside
I'm
and
not
go
sure
next
we are
outside.
in a position to qualify yet. We might be, we might not
If
be.
Cats win it
Have
too,
the
they'll
confidence to
launch
drop
up.
down and then use a PK for all things. I know a lot of people feel confident on their PK.
Crazy.
But it's a hit or miss kind of weapon. You know, in a lot of ways, it's not that spray and you know you get a bunch. You could hit it for a 9. You could just whiff. And
Oh,
so to come
end it
out,
please. There's
go
no
up,
way
get those
the
101s,
literally
those
13
90s,
teams, sorry, 12 teams win it, and it ends right now. Other 8 teams win it, we go another game.
Here would be in 4th position, representing EMEA.
And then we got another set, NA, but NA would be a lot more fun for me. I know every team in NA.
All the way down to 8th. While it was maybe 2-3 points separating these, it's now 12 points. That's the difference. And I'm very curious to see if this will finally be the end. It certainly can't go another game, guys. It certainly can't.
It
But
can't.
I want to know
There's
what
no way.
does chat think about this one. And of course, get your thoughts on the game. Those who have been watching, it's been one of those ALGS days to remember.
Damn.
Mario, I feel. What's up, Mario? He says Alliance.
Harsh
doesn't
comment,
dominate
but
on
true.
certain characters. As that
So
character
far.
gets switched off, they can't win another game. Might be true, Mario. I'd hate to think that Alliance are ever disadvantaged, but as you can see, a team that's been on match point longer than anybody
Oh,
else.
yeah. Like
not
7
being able
games
to
almost,
clutch it
6
up, even in
games.
that final moment there, taking it up. Z10, they win that fight, they probably win this entire tournament. SK Bloodhound says, I do think Alliance is the most complete team in Apex Esport despite
Nah,
their struggles.
Falcons do pop.
sometimes. Dan, you agreeing with
100
Bloodhound
Thieves
there, or
do
you
pop.
think that there's still some teams that in this match point situation could have gotten that done?
I think between themselves and Falcons, they are the
Yeah.
complete roster.
Falcons.
Any battle royale is always going to have its trials and tribulations, and we can see that Alliance are going through that right now, whether it be the legend selection, like the previous commentator said, or whether it's just down to, you know, a couple of bad pulls, a fight not going their way here, that you cannot be perfect in every single
We've got
game.
like 100
And with
points,
match
though.
Point, even if sometimes you
It's
are
not
the
winning.
most consistent team, you put the most points
They're
up, you
frying.
still have to find that victory at the
Start
end of the day.
game
The
10.
good news for
Start
Alliance,
game 10.
they still can. They are still in this, and it doesn't matter if they do it in 6 or if they do it in 10. They could still be the #1 team.
Zario asking, I am shamelessly jumping on the bandwagon Not asking, telling us.
I'm a Timmy fan.
Listen,
I'm with you there, buddy.
I need to know what it's like to win.
But Timmy
at
fries.
least once. Ouch.
He
Also,
pops
Timmy
off more than
are
Fury.
fans right there, jumping on the Alliance bandwagon.
Timmy looks good when he loses.
I mean, they almost lost here. This may not be the right bandwagon at this point. There's legitimately 12 teams who have an opportunity. Let's hear what
I don't know who's
more
going to take
of
this.
Chat thinks, because I'm loving these conversations here. Night Oblivion, 10K with their placement points is insane. Are we not talking about 10K enough, guys? I mean, there's so many teams performing, Mark. Is this a team that definitely is stepped into your line of sight as, hey, these could be threats, especially, you know,
This is the longest wait we've had.
Season playoffs. They can continue to be somebody to keep your eye on moving forward.
I think we're
I didn't know
talking
every
enough.
player is
I
getting
think what
tired
they've
as
done
well.
So far is very, very impressive to get to this
On
situation.
10
If
games.
they get to that global stage, there's certainly still some more work to be done, though. I think they will
I'll be right
all
back.
understand that, especially when it comes to putting points on the board with kills. It's very rare that you're going to win every single game by sitting in a building and kind of holding a spot down. You've got to be able to command a bit more space. But, you know, 10K, at the moment, they're doing the job, and that's all they'll care about. If they get the job done at the end of today, they will be more than happy.
Major story, 10K, Ronan dropping Nasky finding his home. They are literally 2 points separating each other from 8th place qualifying and not going at all. That sets us up for some more drama here as we say goodbye to Mark. We give Vicky a little bit of rest, and I take back the mic here with Gaskin as we get ready to go into game number 10. Daniel, this is one of those for the record books. You don't always get to cast a match point finals. You don't always get to cast a match point finals past game 8. You certainly don't get a game 10.
All right, here we go.
That's exactly what we
Game
got
10.
here.
It's coming up.
Heading over to
Zero Tenacity, I can't believe
yet
they won
again,
it.
And Watson will be banned.
Back to
I'm
ED,
lucky enough to be one of
and
the
no
few
Watson.
Who was there in Poland. I was there at EWC. I've been there when we've got to this point, and it is nuts. Because
So many
you throw
characters banned.
All of the rule book out the window, all of the stats out the window, all of the previous wins. It just comes down to who can actually tough up.
Oh, this is going to be a huge game.
Get the job done
It's going to be a
and
huge,
actually
huge
show up
game.
in that moment. And now we've got legend bans being added to it as well. Just adds that extra layer. You can see we've lost 3 skirmishers, 2 controllers, with Watson now being most recently banned. 3 assaults have gone. Newcastle is gone as well. So again, ring consoles are so important on E-District. We get another E-District here. We might see more Caustics and Ramparts. We certainly will see more Fuse. Probably going to see more Mirage as well. We're going to have everything in this match 10. I can't wait.
Well, if you wanted some action on your Sunday, Father's Day around North America, which is coming up soon, or EMEA as it's closing out since we're going late into the night, you've got it. The Apex Legends Global Series, a firecracker of a show so far. We'll see if it ends with that kind of bang that these teams are hoping for, especially
Here we go. 12 teams of match points. Zero Tenacity have launched up the 4th in the overall now. That's crazy.
So we'll see if they can continue
Fuse,
to do that
13.
as
Banned
of
if we go to a game
now.
11. But there's
Everything
no
still,
way.
of course,
Rampart, Mirage,
lands on a
Lifeline,
nice edge.
Valk.
Let's take a look at
7
these
Valks
legend
now.
Pick percentages, Dan. As you can see, up on the
Caustic
top of the
Horizon. There's a
screen,
Horizon. A
there is
Gibby.
a lot of,
Revenant.
there's a lot of
Yeah.
choices here that are being made by these teams.
Well, as expected, Fuse
Caustic,
is the majority
Gibby,
pick and
Valk.
will be banned
Jesus
if
Christ, that's like
we
Season
go-
7
or when
vibes.
We go to match 11 with how things have been going so far. A lot
This is
of
the
Sparrow
longest
as well. I mean, his
match
ultimate
points
is
I've
just
seen
so
since Legend
incredible,
Bands
and
has
of course,
been
being able to hit
enabled.
those survey beacons
There's
from
Legend Bands, I
distance
swear we've
is
never gone past like
integral
8.
as well to your
I've never had
performance.
9.
Now, when you look at the
10.
compositions across the board, the most popular is actually Fuse, Maggie, Sparrow. But we are
Really?
seeing the likes of Caustic, the likes of Gibby. I mean, look at that composition from Go Next.
Bro, I have like
It's
a
like something
Aurora
from
or Phase with
20,
this.
I
We
don't
go
know,
with game
they're
12.
throwing Caustic and Gibby in together.
Oh my
But
god.
this is gonna be an
What happened
interesting
with
one.
NA?
And
Did
if
they
you can
wait?
move fast down to
NA's meant to
you
start
could
in
really
12
make a
minutes.
difference
Will they
here if you
hold
get into
that
one of these
back
buildings
for a
early.
bit? No.
I would say also, you know, you look at these teams that are on match point.
Zones
Aurora
dropping
and FaZe,
labs
you know,
on
utilizing
mouse.
a Revenant, which is such a wild card. And then
dying.
FaZe,
Nemesis.
Aurora, utilizing Valkyrie, which to
Yeah, the
me,
reset,
this is
though.
a conversation we had. It was a hot take that we presented a few weeks ago. It's one of those now that could make the difference, not just in some of these getting away, getting out of dodge type situations,
movement's
but
crazy,
also
wasn't it?
rotating. You see those moments where
We got the
you're
reset,
stuck.
though.
You have to run into the team. There's no rate. There's no alter. How do you get past them? Pathfinder's banned as well. Well, now you got Valkyrie. Now you do have a
Cat's
Skyward
banned as
Dive.
well.
There is an opportunity, and there's those final zones. I mean, Dan, how many times have we seen a Valkyrie float
I'm
up
still
into the
sticking to
air,
me
people
guns.
stop looking
Alliance
at her,
end it.
and
I
she
said
just
they're
lays
gonna
down
end it. since
And
every
it's
game,
maybe
since
the
game
ends
5.
and she's still flying up there.
Game
These are
10.
options now
It's
for
their
Aurora,
game.
and that is a team that is still not on match point.
Yeah, I mean,
GG,
Valkyrie had to come
GG
into
have
the
to have a
equation
big
as
game.
well,
It was
just 'cause you need
a LAN without
legends that can
GG
provide
is
you a little
I
bit
can't
of
believe it.
rotational aspect.
For
Otherwise, you
ALGS
just get
Open, I
caught
had
in these
GG
chokes,
coming
and especially
third
in
in the
district,
whole
it can
tournament,
be
and that's including
brutal.
all 6
And sometimes you
regions.
just need
This is
that
their
plan
own
B
region
of, all right, we have
that
to
has
go
like
up into the
5
sky,
really
we
good
don't have
teams and
our
like
own ability
10
to do
okay
so with
teams,
a jump
and they're
tower,
not even
so
making top
instead,
8.
We have to look at legend composition instead. We have 14 different compositions in this
Damn.
lobby. So if you don't love legend bans by this point, maybe
Nah,
this
I
will be the
do.
game that
Great
truly converts you. Because
vision.
the beautiful thing is, every match is different now, right? Because we
Yeah.
I'm
lose
not going to be able to have
legend
a
after
shower
legend,
before
and then
NA.
you have to see
That
teams dig
sucks.
deep and try and do something a little bit different. A previous
Let's
rotation
say
that may have worked
halt it,
out in the
but
last game
I don't know if they
will
will.
not work out on this game because you don't have the same legend to do
I
so.
don't think they will.
One of the highest match point moments we've seen.
This is your brain
Really?
when you're struggling to focus.
Really?
And this is your brain.
Come on,
When
skip
you're in the
that.
zone.
Come on, skip
But
that.
getting in
Yes,
the-
sir. Yes, sir.
Who could keep this going to game 11.
What's
It
up,
is
Cat?
a special time, and we are not one to miss it. 10K, we talked about them. Nasky had this moment mid-season where it wasn't working out. He had a season coming up trying to figure out how he would qualify, if he could qualify, if he had to play alone and try to rat out in order to earn his points. This moment with Ronan ended, but something started with 10K, and now they are on
Yeah, I had
the
no idea about
precipice
the
of making
Nasuke
that
drama.
a hero's
Because I don't watch
journey, where he
EMEA.
does
This is my
end up
first
on
time
top,
ever
sitting
watching
at 2
EMEA.
points
I watch
ahead
all the
of Ronan.
teams when they
They
make
get the
LAN,
job
obviously,
done
because
here.
LAN's
Gaming
all
Gladiators as
regions,
well,
all the
still
best
out.
teams from all
And our
regions.
winners
And
of
I
game
watch
number
from
8,
NA.
Cybercats, who are now on
NA's the
match
region
point,
I watch. This is my
trying to
first
keep
time
that
watching
momentum up as
EMEA, and
they're
it's
fighting
gone
onto Oz's.
ridiculously.
Excuse me, Oz's getting
That's why I knew
fouled
like
to go
6
next. We're in that
teams
building
coming
already.
into this 20-team region,
Yeah,
but
few
in
teams
NA
that
I
found
know like
themselves
all
in the
20.
early places here, and now
They're
they
on
have a little
regional
scrap to
finals.
try and
That's why it's a bit
dominate
different
some
for me.
of the
Like
more
Onyx,
powerful positions.
no
And they
idea.
hope is going to maybe find them success and find
Need
them
some
victories.
individual
Onyx down
players
to
that have
2.
swapped teams from NA across,
Looking to just try and
like
escape and play
Nasuke, like
Survivor here. On the other side,
Do you know,
it's just
Nasuke
using
was
the
on
knockdown
Navi
shield as
already.
best as you can to delay the
So I
other
knew him
team,
from
but
LAN.
we're gonna see a lot
Case
of
when he
teams
came
kind
from
of grouping
Exo
up
Clan,
together, reluctant to take the fight,
and Funk
maybe sharing
came from
bonus
LG.
together as well. And we could already see we've had like 3 or 4 teams that have lost their
Dragons are
player
dying.
here. And they're kind of crawling
Case
around
Winnie,
on the
can he get the
floor.
banners
Very tough
reset?
to try and come
Onyx
back.
also dying.
With the crypto, you have the banner retrieval. You do even have the revive. It's possible with the drone.
10K
It's gonna be
getting
tough,
them.
and Onyx, they're
Good
in
KP
trouble.
for 10K.
Onyx, that is
Nasuke.
scary. 10K,
Nasuke's on the
they're
lifeline.
making a move.
Jesus
That
Christ.
was one of the teams ahead of them.
Oh my
Onyx
god.
now have to
I
wait
wonder
in
when the
water,
last time he played
sitting in
Lifeline
7th
was.
place
General.
As of now, 2 points behind 10K and only 5 points. Excuse me, 2 points ahead of 10K.
Onyx
and only
getting the
5
banners.
points
Can you
and
recall the
6
drone?
points respectively
Can.
ahead of Ronan
Done
and
very
Gaming
well there. He's
Gladiators.
done
That is a
very well there.
scary Final 20, but look, they're still alive.
Get the reset.
Kizarone has found a way to stay alive, and they might even be able to get the rest here. Onyx story could continue.
Yeah, they're gonna survive.
Bro, if
by the
Aurora or FaZe
skin of
Clan
their teeth.
take
That
the
was
W and
game
send
plan
it to
with
game
the
11.
escaping. 10K did get
Oh
the
my
kills, though.
god.
Just to touch on 10K, I mean, I think I have spoke about them quite a lot today.
Be a
but
great YouTube
their
video,
game
but
plan
they
was
better
solid,
not.
but I don't think their game plan
They better
took
not.
into account it going to 10 matches. Because the longer you go on, the more teams that are going to have pop-off games, and 10K are not about pop-off games. So their consistency
Oh,
will
the
only
Devo.
go far, so far, as the Devo almost does the damage. Where
This gun
they
is
may just
broken.
lose out on not having one of those big games, regardless of the consistency. But they
Oh.
also could be one of those teams that suddenly plucks out a victory out of nowhere.
Shots.
So very excited to see how this one goes. But FaZe
Clan does not miss at the
they're a team who
moment.
needs a miracle here at this point, right?
Yeah,
And
FaZe
if
need to
anyone's gonna
pop
take
off.
us to match 11, FaZe, it would have to be them if they were going to find themselves in mid-season playoffs.
Aurora.
Well, yeah, they have the ability, obviously, Synetic and Nags, but really trusting Zane. You can see he's got a fully
Navi up
opened
top.
out devotion,
Alliance
so
up
he's got that
top, Ronan's up
turbocharger, but
top,
that's gonna be very
rotating
hard to
late.
do within just round
GG's
one
and draft
by
points still
yourself. So
rotating.
maybe a little bit of teammate support
Dirt
there,
Nasty's
take
in
this
the
barrel, take
dead
this energy
set middle
back.
of zone.
We
The
want
team
you to
that
be
just
set
won.
up. 2 to 4 on the 30.
Oh,
30,
Dragons.
good. Zane might have to
The
carry
hell?
things for it. Tyler FPS
Just
goes down.
dropped in the middle of
Early
the
to
house.
Trying to follow as the rotation is there. And Mouse will clean that one up and
Where's
take an
Swinny?
extra KP.
Where's his
7th
team
place
at?
so far, 64 points. And started out well secure at the beginning of today. Nothing secure now.
Goodness, you can just feel the
This
tension
zone comes in.
around
Oof.
E-District at the moment. I mean, look at the amount of teams that have already made their way to that
Alliance still chilling.
Third
Navi's still
circle
chilling.
you can see on
Aurora's
our
shooting
screen.
a
I mean, good
GG.
thing is they had all predicted the pull
BC goes
correctly.
pushing them. Right, GG's just got out of there, so they're shooting them on the evac tower.
GG, Alliance, Na'Vi, SJP2, VCGO, and Aurora currently going toe-to-toe at draft point. I think they were both trying to hit that ring console, and it looks like VCGO trying to pick off Aurora as well.
Only
They
thing
split
I
up
really
too.
think is important about this as well, when you mention VCGO,
Na'Vi's taking the evac
those
tower.
two teams somehow need to find a way to not be each other's main enemy. You know, we saw it when you were trying to end and Nodus, Vincere, and Dragons going against each other.
Aurora's
That just
really
opens
running
up the
away
door. It's
here.
the opposite here. VCGO and Aurora, two of the teams as well as SJP2,
The Solo's
who
about
can
to get
actually keep this going, who
jumped
can
on.
give themselves a chance, and both currently sitting outside of our top 8, let alone our top 10.
He was already knocked.
But it would require a win. It would require a major move for them to move.
GG,
So they
you
have to
cannot
play
die here,
like
brother.
They need to win this game. They can't be taking
Funk,
skirmishes
turn your
and risking it too much,
LG
especially so far away from zone.
lights
Gaming
on,
Gladiators,
mate.
Another team living on a knife's edge.
Need
90
to lock
points
in.
overall. If it ended here, 57 in this. They're looking for maybe a
And went to
7th,
EMEA
6th
and
place
is not making
to
land.
secure
I
it.
cannot believe
But
that.
that's going to require at least staying alive until our top 10.
And that's the difficult thing here as well, is like, yes, you can play for the win, but if you play for the win and then you lose out
Every
because
game
you
I've gone
didn't
like,
rotate
GG's popping
correctly
off
or
this
you
game.
found yourself in an
They're
awkward
popping
position,
off. They're doing
you
it.
may
And they just
then
haven't
miss out
done
on
it.
mid-season playoffs. There are definitely teams here who might actually have to go for the more scrappy looking for kills
It's gonna
approach
be rough.
if they are willing to take that risk. And almost
building
guarantee
should
themselves
protect them,
mid-season
though.
playoffs, because the higher percentage chance is we should finish here in 10. And there are some teams who are definitely better fighting teams than better placement teams, without a shadow of a doubt. The real question is, are they brave enough to do it? That is always
Okay,
the
they've got a
consideration when you
spot.
get to match point, is how brave are you and how many risks are you willing to take?
Speaking of risks, and I guarantee there's not been a lot of training time on Valkyrie from Funk. I'd be very, very
Nice voice
surprised
crack.
if he's played that character for more than 5-10 hours in the last 4 months. And of course, that's just not been the meta. She's not been involved. There have been other things that have
There's
made
a
her
lot of
relevant
characters that are not in the
for
meta that are
majority
being
of
played
these
right now.
games. But right now, saying you got to show up for us, buddy. You moved across the pond.
On match point
From
team
North
fighting,
America
I don't know who
to
they're fighting
Europe. This is when we
though.
need
I don't know who
some
XQs. You
excuse.
see, on NA,
Excuse from the lobby
player's
goes to
name,
Kiner,
I'll know the
VCGO.
team, but
Battle.
EMEA, no
And trying to
idea.
stay alive, but Kiner is one
Aurora
shot away,
killing them
and
off.
that shot will
These are two
occur.
non-match
Tier
point
trying
teams
to
fighting
slow
then,
it
if that is
down,
Aurora,
keep Kiner
that he just
alive, and
knocked.
It's possible, but they've got threats up above.
VCGO just trying to cling
Or is
on
it
to
a
this
third
lobby,
party
cling
from
on to
Aurora?
any
Don't know.
miracle of getting to mid-season playoffs, but it could be evaporating right in
Yeah.
front of our very eyes.
So
as
it is
Aurora
two
now
non-match
looking to
point
just
teams
close out
fighting.
this 3v3 engagement. And if they don't do it, the ring might just do
Which
it
means
for
we're
them.
down to 6 non-match point teams
Exactly. You
left.
don't have time. Yeah. That's
Aurora's still alive here, but
Lost players.
they'll probably die.
Excuse needs the banner
Stuck in the
recovery.
zone.
Now pressure from Aurora. This is what I was talking about with these two teams taking away both of their chances by skirmishing and fighting against each other.
Especially we got
Luckily,
Na'Vi
though,
looking at you.
They are at least
That's not fun.
alive.
Lions
and that can
rotating.
give you
How does Lions just
many
walk
a
in and
chance,
find
at
an
least just
easy
one
rotation?
chance
Like, where are they
to
even
do something
going?
miraculous. That's what they're hoping for. Alliance, the team that started.
I'm gonna
it
watch
all
that
off, the
choke,
number
make
one
sure
team
no one comes in
EMEA.
behind them.
Dan, they have slowed down in terms of getting wins. They've not slowed down in terms of getting points and being a threat in each of these final zones. It feels like in these last few games. And unlucky on the lifeline too. It does feel like
Yeah,
the
that's-
longer you let
looks so
Alliance
weird.
go, I mean,
The Lions are gonna
it's
do it
just
this
gonna be
game.
hard to not
They're gonna
see them
bury
coming
it.
out on top.
I'm quite excited with 3 lifelines.
If they
in the
don't
lobby,
bury it,
because
I'm
there's very
concerned
much
for them
a
for
opportunity that we could get to a final circle
The
where
WC World
maybe
Cup.
two lifelines are alive.
They should
and you
bury
almost
this
get
game.
that old Gibby style meta where
Yeah.
two halos drop, both teams get the chance to
Na'Vi dropping
reset.
low ground.
You can heal fast, you can poke in, drop back, heal again.
They're still
It would be
looking
an
at Aurora.
Extremely exciting final circle to watch. I know it's quite a niche
Aurora
scenario,
dropped.
but definitely something that could
Ring.
happen with the teams that aren't playing a lifeline.
Nodus Vincere find themselves still on the edge of zone. Rotating as well. Slab Uchako in Hierarcha on this round 3 movement. Taking a little bit of
15
the
seconds. They got
southwestern
time
side
for their
approach, trying to
rotation.
Sneak in past this building. But the 30-30 comes out for Slab.
Where is Aurora? They've all the way gone up. They're coming in behind Nemesis now.
This is where the Valkyrie changes things, but this is why the Valkyrie
Nemesis is
oftentimes
fighting them.
isn't needed because the evac
Got the
essentially
knock
does
on
same
9
thing.
pulse, impulse.
Unless it
Oh,
gets
the
blown
thing got
up.
shot out. That's unfortunate. That could be huge for killing off Na'Vi here.
No evac tower available for Na'Vi, so they're going to have to go the good old-fashioned
Yeah, they're gonna have to
way,
run
on foot.
without character's abilities. They are
And
dead.
sadly, they're going to be met by Nemesis as well. Na'Vi looks like they're going to struggle here.
Oh,
Let's go with the devotion. He
Third
finds
party,
a little
though.
bit, but he needs a little bit more. Spark gets the shield battery.
Third part. He did very well there. He just fucked Nemesis, but they're dead. Navi, Nemesis both killed each other. Third party, Ronan did well. I know that's from Ronan, actually. From
Ronan pick up some kills. Could be very important.
Might have been.
When all is said and done here.
That's why I can't wait for NA.
As a
I'll just
reminder,
know
it's
for the
so
names.
close between the bottom 3 teams in the qualification spots for mid-season playoffs right
GG
now.
Funk in the knock.
There's that Halo that I was speaking of as well. Ronan on the lifeline.
Funk
Can they
really
maybe
needs to
have
pop off for his boys
a
here.
duel with Alliance later with
Going
both
low ground.
lifelines making a key difference, but still 17 squads still alive here, Rain Day, with round
Big
4
Clutch has
closing in a
been
minute.
performed pretty well
But
today.
with the zone shifting
Ronan.
south, I can count at least 10 teams who are not
I mean,
in that
they've
next
got
zone.
63 points
So
in
I
8th
hope you're ready for
position.
that kill feed to come to life.
Yeah, it's going to be a spry one. You're going to have to stay nimble if you want to make it in there. FaZe Clan, Niflheim, 2 teams that have done well enough
Where's
here to
Alliance?
stay alive and who are not currently on match
Fighting
point,
Mouse.
sitting in that zone. A little bit of a rewind of what we saw in match
Arcus
number
drops.
9 to keep it here. But right
The
now,
IGL
Alliance
drops
could
and gets
be
a
in
finish.
trouble. Hakis goes down to Mouse, 2 top 10 teams.
I'll never say
Having a
Hakis.
little bit
It
of
is
a fight. The
Hakus.
Halo is dropped from Unlucky and just using that side of the shield to make sure
There's
nobody's
no
gonna
respawn
press him.
beacons. Oh, he has a Moby, but he just got bodied. Alliance gonna die?
Kinda. Drops him. Go next now on the hunt as Effect knows it. Throws the mother load out and just wants to get a res.
Drop
up.
the
This is
Moby,
moment
brother.
he can do it. And Go Next doesn't look like they're going to press him just yet.
I mean, how many times have we seen this today? Alliance down to just
Probably
effect.
going to claim the roof
We're down
to
to
drop the
just
Moby,
2.
but that's what just got him killed.
No IGL of
Just
Hackers
drop
to
it at the
guide them
door.
through on the map, and of course, just through his voice, he can try and give them a helping hand. Can
Mouse
they
lost one
find
as well. They're trying to drop
a
a
mobile respawn
Moby as
beacon,
well.
just like Mouse, as Mouse looking to
They got a
see, well,
crypto
where can
though,
we-
so they can
where
just
we
drop it
this?
anywhere.
Can we put it here? Can we put it there? The answer is no.
So I can't believe Alliance aren't rolling a
Desperate,
crypto.
panicked attempt to try and get it as well.
Monica fighting now as well. They've got the Rampart.
There are 10 teams right now.
Roar
on
is
match point,
dying.
7 who aren't. But 10 of those,
Alliance
2
have
of those 10 teams
respawned
we saw,
Hakus.
Alliance and Mouse,
Of
not
course they
embracing.
did.
And Onyx getting pressed here and losing Kizaron. This is to Team War.
Onyx it down.
Who desperately needs to go to war, and Sherb finds it. He was
This is
almost our
intense.
MVP,
I don't know who's
but
gonna take it.
together In match day 9, that was only 3rd to Effect's incredible performances
What's up,
across
Cap?
this season that have put him in the top 1 and
What's up,
2
Cap?
position in terms of individual kills on a day.
Fun.
10K
Blast
and
getting
War
knocks.
going against
GG
each other
really
now,
need
but
it.
if they
10K
can make
also
next
need
2
these kills
teams
here.
Who want to keep this thing alive, and only one of them is going to come out of this. I think it's 10K who
Dragon's
realizes
dead.
to go big, Dan. They're not waiting in the house.
4 kills.
And that could be the
Oof.
end. It is
War
for
down.
Team
Dragon's
War,
down.
10K.
GG getting another kill as well. GG. Roar
Massive
dead.
fight for 10K. They've just
10K
taken
and
out 2
GG are
teams
going
in the
off. They
Chelsea
might clutch up
Aurora
purely
down,
because
FJBG
Zero
down.
Tenacity won that game. You gotta be kidding me. YouTube know when to do it to me, don't they? Oh,
And now they're gonna try and take the
What
fight
happened
against
here?
Go Next.
Go next dying.
Wow,
GG
Next.
and Alliance. Alliance are
Immediately deleted, Unlucky
getting the
making good
kills.
use of that devotion. But how devoted are they
GG
to
got
holding
more
this
kills.
position right now? Because Go
Light
Next
took out
behind them,
Sunset.
they wanna close them out. Alliance, I think they're gonna drop
FaZe
down,
is
and
dropping.
that's it. They're pushing.
Alliance is
They realize
pushing.
the opportunity is here. We've been here
Go next
before.
down.
We
Alliance
host the
break
trophy.
100 points.
And we want another one. That's right.
They've broken 100.
So they take it right there. Go Next eliminated. Niflheim
Niflheim
eliminated
down.
as well. One of our other non-match point
Aske
teams.
is
And
running.
Just like that, there are only 2 teams alive who are not on match point. That's you, AIM, and FaZe.
Alright, we're not going to game 11,
10K
please,
down
for
to
the
just
love of
Nasky
God.
As well. And I tell you what, if Nasky falls here, there is a chance that maybe someone like Gaming Gladiators could just
I'd rather
push that
GG
position
than
away from 10K if we saw it end
Nasky's
here.
team,
C10
I
though,
can't lie.
Going in on effect. Unlucky's also gonna fall. Just getting
Alliance are
absolutely
dying.
burnt to a crisp.
Zero Tenacity
C10
got him.
maybe.
Alliance are
FaZe
down.
2
Oh
in
my
a row,
god.
but
The
FaZe
team I
is
said was going to
falling.
win's
Look
gone
at the
on
chance to
100
reset.
points
Looks like
too.
the answer
They're
should
fine.
be
They don't
yes,
need
but
to
there are
win.
other teams.
Maybe.
But it would just be dominant if they did.
Yeah, that's too much. And they
FaZe.
know it. They gotta walk out. They're gonna fight against.
Don't.
Oh
We're
my
not
gosh,
going to game
Julian
11,
and
for the
FaZe
love of
fighting.
God.
Wow.
The 2 teams to keep this alive, they're the ones fighting each other right here. FaZe.
Yeah, good.
They
I
may not
don't
know
want to
it,
go
but they've
game
just been
11.
holding this building. They're in a great position.
I want to get to
right on
NA.
this cart. On the southern
But this
side,
has
there's
been
no
really
one to their
good.
back. Cybercat's trying to get around as well. And they have taken the
I
high
wouldn't
ground.
pick that,
Zeus is
brother.
right there. We
He's got a
highlighted him.
Devo just
Nasty
looking at you.
is
Oh, I want to play.
insane. Who pops up and makes sure that
Ozus drops.
goes down. That's a big one for FaZe.
I mean, you talk about legend pans.
Bruh, if FaZe win this, I swear to God. Zero Tenacity dying to Ronan. Tenacity dies. Who's gonna win this? Mouse dead. Oh my God. Naske just got more. Naske just popped off as Ronan dies. GG, GG. GG gonna do it. If they can do it here, that is so good for them. Like, I genuinely, when they died last game, like outside the top 10, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe GG's not making land.
Outside, inside our top 8, meaning Gaming Gladiators with 2 more points.
If FaZe win, or UAIM, and we're going another game.
For a spot at EWC in just a few weeks.
Naske solo wins it though.
He's in a tough spot to do it.
He's ridiculous. He's so good. He's clutch, Naske.
A win would secure it. 2 points would also secure it. 10K going down now, and them surviving the top 2 would probably secure it as well. But all those good things have to happen.
FaZe, Cybercats. Cats win it too. I've never heard of them before, so it'd be a good win for them.
If they win this whole thing, they suddenly remove that 8th position.
Yeah, they do.
As well.
Because they're outside. So Cybercats and GG both have to win. So Cybercats and GG have to win to make land, and if FaZe win, it pushes another game. If UAIM win, it pushes another game.
Can keep us going to 11 at this point. And actually,
better not go 11 though. No, do not tell me FaZe are gonna win. Naske's dead.
10K eliminated.
It's 50-50 again.
But is it gonna be enough, or can Gaming Gladiators maybe
Naske died. Did you not look at chat?
And steal that position away from 10K?
This guy's hopeless.
And just like that, Ronan may have the last laugh.
It's gonna be GG.
For Gaming Gladiators, they just gotta survive this next zone. I mean, if they win the game, everything is not working.
FaZe are looking good though. Please no. FaZe are pushing GG. They're gonna kill each other here. Cat, one of the Cat members dies. Cats are dead. Oh my God. It's either GG or we're going another game. It's GG or we're gonna go another game. No way. GG, one down. There's no way. There's no way.
Kidding me? GG, if you fall right now, we're going to another match. This tournament won't end.
UAM dead. It's up to Funk. Oh my God, phase 1. Oh, for fuck's sakes. We're going another game. Why? Why? Why am I watching EMEA? Why? We're going another game. We're going another game.
Because again, we are witnessing just how good match point is here in the ALGS. Match 11 will be coming up, and again,
we're going game 11.
Who's had an alright season, but it started to look better towards the end.
I can't believe it.
A little bit of positive in that
this game should have it should have been over like 6 games ago. But everyone outside the top 10 keeps winning. How? How?
Not in their favor.
Fuse is gone now.
Teams keep winning, and what's even
bro, Na'Vi, Alliance, I have a problem with you. Why have you not end this? Why? Dragons, Ronan, Mouse, 10K, GG, Tenacity, Cybercats, Salodias. Why have you not ended this? Go next to, like, raw. Oh my God. I have no idea what the overall is too. There's been too many games. I have no idea. By overall, I mean the table they're showing now is from this set of games. There's been like 6 sets. The different overall score. The top 8 has changed like 10 times. Here it is. No, this is this set. So no one even made match point. No one made match point. And we're still going another game. It's still the same 12. What the fuck? We just said that.
Teams good enough to win games that are in the non-match point list. FaZe again, Aurora again, Team War, for example, if they have a good game, could definitely find a victory. But these, as it stands for the overalls, is what I really wanted to talk about, because
This has been a very good set of games. All right, so who's in the top 8? GG's in the top 8. 10K's out now. GG just made it by 2 points. Onyx now outside. They were in like 4th place not long ago. Owls, Dragons, 0 to 9. Oh my god, there's 13 points from 10th to 4th, so top 8 make it.
Get the chance to go again, but I have to reiterate, their game plan is becoming less likely to be successful the longer we seem to go, and that seems to be scary for them.
I mean, you're seeing that GG and
GG clutched up, but they need to win then to end it.
Now, in terms of total points overall,
It's so close between Onyx, 10K, GG, and the couple just above.
Second, they're only going to earn 14 points or 29 points in those respective options, which will mean that they would end up being having not enough points overall in this.
How are we going another game? How? Oh.
We could even go to another game.
No, we better not. How are we going game 11? Yeah, I'm going to get a drink. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. I literally was like, it's ending. I think it was game 6 or game 7. I went, alright, there's 5 teams at match point now. 5 of the best teams as well. It's ending. Like, there's no way the underdogs keep winning. And here we are, 6 games later. Underdogs are winning every single game. Like, FaZe Clan have been shit all tourney. And then just popped off that game. I'm gonna get a drink. This is ridiculous. It's so good though, can't lie.
Welcome back to our regional finals here at the ALGS for EMEA. Rain Day joined by Mark Onstead, Hatcher. Mark, the action has been unrelenting in these last few games. We've been on match point since, I believe, game 5, and now we are going into game 11 somehow because of FaZe's heroics. Let's walk through that final circle, man, and you were watching on the side. What was going through your mind watching this?
Yeah, I was watching on the side, and I was like, FaZe win this. And FaZe won it. It was just, they had the best position. They managed to clear their side of the map, and everybody else was in front of them. And I think GG got very preoccupied that there was more.
GG had to push out here. There was not much they could do. They had to push out.
Naski, who was from 10K,
but FaZe just had that good spot.
They weren't too ready to make a move and try and pressure the position that FaZe had a little bit earlier, and just the time that it took them to
right here I went, maybe they kill each other and Fun can do it, but nah, FaZe killed UAM too quickly. Here we go, game 11. Like, when was it? I think it was match 4 when Na'Vi won here in match 4. I think Alliance and Na'Vi were both on match point, and I went, and that Onyx team, I went, that's it. There's no way. And then just like, look at those teams: Dragons, Cats, Zero Tenacity, and FaZe. Like, huh? Every time they won, they were like not even close to match point and just rocketed up the match point. Fuse got banned. Who do you even play? Generally, who? All the good characters banned. Probably Lifelines, probably Caustics. Is Watson banned? Let's just get our points versus we gotta win this thing or we're going to another. Where's Watson? Controller. Watson's gone. Maybe Caustic. Probably a few Ramparts.
The legend bands are getting weirder.
Couple Mirages.
No Fuse. which means
I'd probably play Horizon or I'd probably play Bloodhound, to be honest. Crypto, maybe. I wouldn't be able to play Crypto, but I'd say Crypto.
We'll see the assault class be reset, if I'm not mistaken. So we'll have everybody available again.
Oh, really? I didn't know that was a thing. If all assaults get banned, all of them come back. That's crazy.
What do you go with? You've got Watson banned, you've got... Yeah.
Well, I think what you go with what you practice, Mark. I think that's it. Like, if you feel confident in something at this
I'm
point,
playing
it's what you're
Conduit.
familiar with. You saw, you know, teams breaking out the Gibby Caustic. I don't think that's because that's the best thing
Crypto.
to do. I think it's just familiarity, and it's
Out, I guess. Of course you're gonna add me.
And right now, we're for Max.
Come on, skip
There's
ad.
a pothole keeping him from
Yeah.
Revenant. That's
Yeah.
huge. I mean, most people now are giving up.
I don't know who I'm playing. Maybe Rampart Crypto. I think it's a good combination. But who with?
Being able to do that, they can go right back to that. And
Here we go, game 11. We actually got a different map.
You know, what is obviously a lobby that is
Back to Broken
but
Moon.
also now severely hindered by the lack of choices.
And the fact that we go to Broken Moon, which is the most unpredictable map I think we have in the ALGS, the least practiced by all of the teams historically.
For the love of God.
Means we've
End
got
this
another
game.
starter to throw
Want
in
an
the
A
works.
to start.
There isn't much room for many
I had
more
plans.
starters
It was going to
in
finish
the
at like 6
aforementioned
o'clock.
works. However,
And here we are at
I don't
8:15.
know
I had
that
plans
saying,
to
but, yeah,
end the live
Face,
stream.
1 point away, which will be the one thing
Have a
I think we're
shower.
gonna
Make
get
yourself a
after
nice
the win
little
in the previous
hot
game.
chocolate
1
again.
point was the difference
Relax.
between going into this
Edit
game
the
and
5
potentially
live
getting
streams I
eliminated.
did because my internet
For
kept
them,
cutting
it's
in and
about
out.
just
And I was
doing the
going
job
to
again.
do
Just
part
win
1
the
all the way to
game, keep
5
this
and
thing
then
going, give yourself a
bit of
chance.
chill time before
Some
NA
people
starts.
play
But
when
no.
it's do or die. They play at their
Alliance
best.
started
They play
playing like
in this
dog
kind of
shit.
feeling that if it doesn't happen now, it's over. And I need to show up.
Well,
in
the
this
other
big
teams
moment.
generally
And I
just started
know
playing
I'm
pretty well, I
confident
can't
enough.
lie.
I've done it enough in my life.
FaZe
I've
are
done it
1
enough in
point off.
situations
That is
outside of it
rough.
I feel confident I could be the guy to do it in this lobby too.
GG
It would be
now
hard
up to
for me
5th
look
though.
at this and feel confident, but you could see the way that Synetic
But
Naps
they're
and Zayn
in
have
8th place overall.
responded to
If
the
they die
challenge.
early
They
here,
took it in stride, and we've been seeing
they're
that
in
as the
trouble.
strong theme here. It's why we're at 11 games. The teams that have needed to show up in a
Yeah.
have shown up at the right time. From Team War
They really
to
have.
to VCGO to obviously, you know, you look at Cybercats in moments. Now you look at Go Next, and you continue to now look at FaZe, who have an opportunity. Like, could this be Aurora's now moment?
No,
to show up?
it better
Because
not be
they've got
Aurora's.
The Lifeline, Mirage, Valkyrie seems
Right,
like some,
Navi's a
you know,
dead
composition
set
maybe
middle of the
tried
zone.
out in past iterations of Aurora. where
Seems
they were
FaZe
always
is
first
close.
team
Cybercats is
compositions
close.
and
Go
showing
next
us
was
what's
Alliance.
We're just looking
Bottom
across the
right.
tables at the moment.
They had
We are
number
seeing
1 draft
Horizon
pick
in
on
the
this
lobby.
map
The
though,
Dragons
so
are
they
gonna be running
really wanted to be there
Horizon.
by Nomics.
It's the first time that we've seen her in quite
GG's
some
up there,
time.
Breaker Wharf, Aurora.
Looking across at Alliance, they are going to be playing Caustic, which I think is a smart pick
Oh yeah,
for
look
them.
at the
They're going to have
character
Sparrow,
selections.
Caustic, and Mad Maggie, which means they get ring console. They
Probably
also get
Harkus.
survey
No.
beacons, and of course they have
Yeah,
Maggie
probably
as the
Harkus
assault
and
character
Caustic.
to be nice and aggressive, but it's looking across like a
Yeah.
lot of
A lot of different combinations here.
Rampart by the
A
looks
lot of
things,
ramparts.
quite
Yeah,
a
I knew
lot of
Rampart would be
Valkyrie
high. I knew
could
Valk
the
would be
next
high.
potential ban.
I thought Crypto would be high,
If
but
we
no,
go to
Crypto's
another game, of
completely
course, I
wiped
mean,
out.
I think
No
we're
one's
gonna have to
picking
start
Crypto
extending
anymore.
The graphic for the legend bands at the top right.
Probably
of
because
this
there's no
show, because
Newcastle
it's
anymore.
starting to get a little bit cramped up there.
I
Couple
mean, at the end of
revs.
the day, I'm super excited.
Lot of
I'm sad
sparrows.
we're not seeing Vantage still. She still needs a little something. If you're watching, clearly, even at this level, no one's checking her out. So maybe a little buff.
No one's
in the
playing
next
Vantage,
patch or
bruv.
two, just to get one of the very fun characters who just has really not made an entrance into the ALGS a chance to shine here. But
Nemesis is
that
fighting
is,
Mafia,
neither
bottom
here
left.
nor
Dragons
there.
and
If we'll look on the northern
VCG
side of
fighting
this, we've got
very,
Broken
very
Moon.
bottom.
You mentioned, Mark, this is not the same thing as going to Storm Point or even World's Edge, which we missed today, but is not in the rotation. It is an unplayed map. It is an unfamiliar map. I mean,
Still
to
got
me,
a
I
full
love
set of
the
NA to do
for
after
players
this.
to see.
Oh, there is a
There's
Crypto
always
there.
unfamiliar things. Can they survive? VCGO under pressure right away.
Match point, a non-match point team dying early to Dragons, but they got a knock on Tyler.
Pieces of that. Now Chaotic with a full
They get a
purple
res,
Devo
Cybercat's
already,
dead.
by the way, in this game. He's gonna have a little bit of a surprise.
Oh,
Sparrow
Dragon's
Fire
gonna die
has
too.
a hotline, and he had the health advantage,
Nah.
but it should be up to
Swinny,
here to
the
clean these
GOAT,
Fire pieces
KS
up, and he
Swinny.
will be able to do so
Exo
on
Clan
Crypto, and
GOAT.
they will get that reset. So VCG
One
and
match
VCG
point
has
and one
struggled a little bit
unmatched
today.
point team gone.
They'll be out first in the lobby once more.
In fact, there's been
Second in the
11
lobby,
games and they
once
have like 20-some points. That is
And
sad.
they are one of those teams that is not on match point for a reason, maybe because of too many fights like that, moments like that. You see the Halo already. from
Is
Brody as
Ronan
he
wiping
pushes up
in?
The ramp here is going to take down
Who's that?
with the help of
CIP.
Nate on Mad Maggie. Courtney
One got away though.
and 7.
Ah, dead. Two non-match point
SJP
teams
two
down
fully
now.
eliminated after that. And that is a great push from
That
Ronan,
means
who
there's 12
continues to
match
try
point
to
teams and
secure
6
their spot
non-match
in
point
the
teams who
top
can win
8
this
to
game.
move up to what I would
That's how
say
it's
is
been for the
about
last 6 games, and the
4
6
points
is
clear.
1.
Not enough to feel safe, but enough to feel like you're doing at least the job if you continue it.
That's 2 teams eliminated, 3 teams now eliminated from the lobby. Excuse me, as Cybercats will be eliminated. So that was our first match point team out. I was about to say
Already
2
covered this
teams will be
commentator, mate.
eliminated before Cybercats
Be faster.
weren't on match point, so our likelihood
Gotta be
of
faster, mate.
finding a winner in this game will be increased, but
It was the same the last 2 games, and still, Zero Tenacity clocked it, and then FaZe Clan clocked it.
East of where this beacon information is going to be.
Literally 10 teams left went on. Only Zero Tenacity could probably win this game, so it should end here. Zero Tenacity won. Next game. Oh, only FaZe Clan could probably win this game, so it should end here. Oh, FaZe Clan won.
There was a very, very strong late ring pull over
FaZe is
to
hit
the
match point now,
southern
though.
side of the zone, which surprised a lot of teams.
Doesn't
I'm just
matter
wondering if
until
anyone's
next
gonna hedge
game,
their bets here
but
and just play to the
better
almost
not.
what feels like the wrong side of this mountain range. In the
And how
hope that
Wig
they
does
get
it.
that lucky pull.
Wig does 3
Yeah, I think that is
different
you know,
regions
if you're an edge team,
in a
if you feel like, hey,
24-hour
you're
period.
gonna be in
How
the
does he
mix
do
if we
it?
try to go in there late,
I'm mentally
wait,
exhausted
maybe
just from
teams
1.
having eyes on us, forcing us out.
FaZe knocking
I'll take
Vushi from Oni.
Maybe being 100% right versus almost guaranteeing we're gonna be 100% wrong and not
How
able
does
to
Wig do it?
secure a win and keep this thing going.
It's mentally
You know,
exhausting.
you might not have a chance to be on the right side of it, but at least you're saying
Probably a bit
hey,
more
I'm willing to
exhausting because I
risk it
don't know the
in order to do
players,
and think
so I
the
have to
way
keep
that
more
will, if it
attention to
works
the team
out,
names.
grant me a win.
NA, I'll
FaZe
know the
Clan,
players, so it'll be a lot more
that's
relaxing.
all they are looking for now. Just one more game because they have cross match point. They've
He's
done enough,
pushing
they've
in.
continued the run, and now it's Onyx.
Oh, that's
They
a
have their
dirty
sights
little
set
angle.
on, and that's gonna be the end of
Onyx down. Match point team
Very,
down.
very quickly.
FaZe,
Clan
chill.
Mark haven't slowed
You're not
down
winning
at
this
all
game. I'm not
here,
going
and
at game
Nax
12.
still leading off the Mirage.
Please,
Isn't it funny
do
what a
not
little
do
bit
it to
of
me.
confidence can do for a team, right? One win, just all of a sudden a couple of team fights start going your way, and all of a sudden FaZe look dangerous in this lobby. FaZe look like they could potentially win the whole thing. They've got a really good spot in zone as well, and I like how they're commanding so much space. This is their building. This is their center of operations, right? This is where they want to hold towards the end game. But they are extending
Alliance,
out. They
for
are
the love of
making sure
God.
that anyone who tries
End
to
this
rotate
misery.
is under pressure, and that is how
Who's
you play zone most effectively.
Dragons of West.
Team Nemesis and Dragons on
But
the
west of
southern
their own.
side have not
Southern.
moved forward. Alliance on the north.
Oh my god, it
east
is Southern.
side
Oh my
next to Zero
god.
Tenacity. All teams who are at
I don't
this
want to talk about
moment
it.
in qualification.
I don't want to talk about it.
Zone.
Nemesis
Not really
West.
any threat from that. The biggest conversation usually happens with Dragons,
Southwest-ish.
Ronan, Gaming Gladiators, 10K, and Onyx. Those are
Close
the
as
teams that are
west.
kind of in the tied spots and trying to somehow break away from
Mafia's
each other. But it's been
northwest-ish.
as tight as possible.
Got
As
all
you
that
see
land
zone
to
be
themselves.
eased
Ronan's
to
so
go a little
far
bit more north, so it will pull on
west.
the right side of
Seen them
those
on the edge of the map.
mountains as people expected.
It's a rough spot for 10k, but the rampart makes it a good spot.
So 10K, the big story for them is not just winning regional finals, of course. That's I would say the way that is most confident for
They
them
need
to
to
go through
perform
to
very well
mid-season
this game
playoffs.
if they want to
Even
knock
you see
GG
that
out.
will guarantee their spot there. But it's a bigger picture for them because they are so on the cusp of qualification at the
they
moment.
need a
one bad
good
game
game here.
could completely scupper their chances with how it's very likely.
We're
for
so
this,
unfortunate for them because
series
they've
to
been
end
8th
in
place
the
for the last like
same
3 or
match
4
point.
games.
So
They just
very,
wanted it
very
then. Oh,
early
Hackers
for
is
them.
dying.
Hackers gets ripped off the evac by Feuda.
They don't get out.
And
They
Alliance
stay.
have to think about plan B now,
And they got the
might get
finish.
pushed.
Oh no.
This is gonna be
They got a
finished
knock
off.
though.
Oh my god, unlucky.
Wow.
Well, that evened it up.
And that answer is right back. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to be able to push the Stinger Bolt. Phoenix knows it. So
They don't have a crypto though, so they can't get an easy reset.
Fully finished. And so they're not going to be able to try to get a res off. The tracker dart.
Losing the
Keeping
IGL
an eye
hackers
on
though,
those
that's
outside.
rough.
You can see the
I think
little
he's the IGL.
kind of vestige of where they were moving, and Z10 moving to the kind of northwest.
Zero
edge,
Tenacity.
which is great.
Oh,
Phoenix
Effect.
actually,
He's so
again, gets
good.
caught out. And so Alliance now a strong 2v2.
Effect is
Do they
so
push this, or
good.
they try to get out alive?
Well, the good thing for them here is they can push it because like
They
you
got
said,
to because the
both being
reset's
used,
up here as well, but the zone is coming in.
used up by the team on the other side of the Z10, and they know as well. They're just trying to escape. They're thinking about survival now.
Yeah, they're getting
What
out of
a
here
hold
now.
This is from Alliance. I mean, if you needed proof,
Fact is so
two of
good.
the best in the game when it comes to those team fights. Here is your example of it. A 3v2 situation. They just can't find a clear opening.
Yeah, this is tough. This is tough for Z10. Phoenix is gone. They know that, so they're gonna have the shield swap. They have some resources.
He's gonna
Might
go up
try
and
to
get
a
that
higher
reset
angle.
now.
And
This is
maybe
exactly why I said they need
kind
to
of
stay here and
anticipate
win this fight because they get the
where he and
reset up
Rizzy
there,
wanna go.
up top.
Mobile respawn beacon, if they had it, would put a lot of pressure
They don't
on
need
Z10
it.
to make a move
Got one
some
there.
way, somehow. But also, you look on the other side, Effect knows what happens when they move in, because Alliance, they got to go too.
Yeah, this is a rough
He also
rotate for
knows that
Alliance. They
the
lost the
zone is
evac.
closing. Unlucky's gone away to get this
ALGS
res
is
and will
back
be able
up
to get
now.
ALGS back into the game, but
They always hit the resets, the scumbags, but I want them to, because I want them to end this game.
All the way back into zones to try and get a res themselves. So we might see the two teams engage again as a 3v3 scenario when both players are back into the lobby.
Unlucky gets the full heal off. They've got Alliance back up as a 3. That is never fun for the rest of the lobby. Northern zone ready.
We have the
to
map
pull into
overview,
still
please.
closing.
I'd like to see where the teams are.
Alliance on the wrong side of it now for the most part, but so are Z10, and that was the goal. Don't let anyone come behind us and pressure.
Ronin ZIP
Here's
fighting.
Ronin, though.
You want to hear something crazy about
MG Clutch has been very decent today.
They would literally get into zone and there's a building that's completely free. Right next to where that rail ends. They don't obviously know that. They have no idea, but if they were to just go,
Cool.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Good angle.
They would be bang center of zone after all of that. Ronin though under a little bit of pressure here. MG Clutch is having to pop a battery. I think with that riot drill is going to stop the push coming in. And they are safe in this zone.
Yeah, P's
but they need to
pushing
try and
back
take
now.
A little bit more space, and they're trying to do exactly that.
I mean, I think that's just a little bit of an example of how this map is unfamiliar for some of these players. If that was a Trident with an option to
How
go
about
around
Switty?
zone and
Hit
find
that
a way
shot,
around
son.
coastal camp and
Oh, the
get in
third
there in
party.
Southern zone, they would have done it. And now it's going to be a little bit
A
harder
third
to
party is
continue
just
to prevent.
ruined dragons. And they're
Fighting
down.
for Dragon. Second spot, they feel confident. They've done enough here in this lobby
Yeah, they're fine.
to put themselves
The game ends today.
in a
They're
pretty good
this game.
qualification spot. But I'll
Yeah,
tell you what,
they'll
where
qual.
they end is still very important because it's the team that's above them that makes the difference. They've got, as it stands, the 8th spot, but 10K and on it.
Oh, Nemesis.
Right behind them, 10K
1v1, it's
still
important 1v1 for
with
Nemesis
1
here.
point out of
Well, not really,
qualification, so they
actually.
cannot
Nemesis
go
are
down
good. They killed
until
each other.
something changes. Zipline Mafia and Nemesis, they go down to each
Nemesis
other.
are good, though.
Face
They've qualled.
also eliminates Remix Powers on
Unless
the
it somehow
edge.
goes
Remix
another
Powers
game.
is taking down Zipline Mafia, so Nax just getting on the action.
So who's
And,
outside
spoiler.
match point is alive? FaZe, Aurora,
I mentioned
UAIM,
how
and
they're in a
Nep.
really good spot in zone, but the zone is shifted ever so slightly.
And
It's a bit
War.
more. Two teams from
Oh,
the
there's
side
still a
zone
few
right now.
teams. For the love of
Gaming
God,
Gladiators
please don't.
And 10K. 10K are bang center.
Yeah,
set
10K
up
and
behind
GG.
Rampart. The
The
issue
two
for
teams
10K
that are
have been
fighting
the
for that
holds,
8th
right? They've
spot.
been in these
That is
spots
crazy.
so
That's going to
many
be tight.
times throughout-
At
Really?
Genesis Health and Fitness, we're all
You
about helping you
motherfucker.
feel good, feel strong, and feel at home.
Skip
With
bad, skip
24/7
bad.
access,
Thank you.
and win this thing because they have a prime spot to do so. Alliance to the other side though.
Alliance going to die.
Is just
Come on,
trying
Lucky.
to survive. That's all he can do right now. Effect is
If
down,
Alliance die, we
Packers
definitely
is
could go
down.
another game.
And it's looking like a rough day and a rough end to the day.
I swear to
for
God, we go
It's been a
game
rough day. They
12.
still have the
Oh.
most amount of points in this lobby by an absolute mile. But
So,
when it comes to winning
Does NA wait?
and converting on match point, they've just not been able to get over the line.
It could weigh on you.
Yeah, NA's not
What's
starting.
wrong? What's happening?
They're not going to start till this is finished, at least, so I won't miss NA. Good.
Into the basket.
Ronin, who they fighting?
You know what?
War.
And
War's
Alliance
a
have been there
non-match
before. They're not worried
point
about
team.
their
Oh,
ability to
Nate
Not
is
worried
going
about
off of the R99. Okay, they just got shat on.
Frozen.
War and UAIM. 2 unmatched point teams dead. GG got them.
Sure, he just 1v3'd him.
That's huge for the game ending now.
That is
Another non-match point team. Ronin down. They were match point.
Nephilim will move in now to become
FaZe is
champions.
non-match point, fine
They
non-match
won't
point
be
here. This
winning
is
it.
good.
They won't be winning it right
The
now.
game ending now.
As FaZe make their move, this is a big play for FaZe.
If I didn't have another set after this, I'll definitely want games to keep going. But knowing I got another set that could also go for just as long, and I've been watching this since 3 a.m. Oh,
Well, not second. Right now. Let's see what can happen if FaZe Clan try to turn things around. Zane,
Devo.
he's been holding this building from
Nothing
the
you can do
beginning
about
with
that.
devotion. They have been
Why are
committed
FaZe looking
to
so
getting it to
good?
him, and he has done wonders with it.
They had 9 games of
Fnatic
doing nothing,
following
then
up
all of
as
a
well as
sudden,
we know he can.
They're just frying. So there's like 3 teams left now, or 2 teams that are on match point.
So this is
FaZe is 1.
from the building that originally FaZe were holding to third party.
And Aurora. There's 2 left. Zero Tenacity dies to Nasuke. There's 2 left.
Just been eliminated, by the way, so they won't be winning it right here, right now.
I so hope GG or Nasuke wins this game. Just ends it.
And will probably think they're next.
So they got the reset, but Harkus died again. Harkus died like 3 times this game.
Alliance, by the way,
Alliance have been choking, but they're still alive somehow.
Back up to at least a 2.
I didn't know about this spot for Nasuke, but they've been killing it, so.
I mean, they've been
But,
battling.
right, here it
This
is.
one of those games.
Dragons are outside, oh my god, and on it. They raced into the top like 5 very early on, and now they're outside of it. 10K's in, GG's in.
Dragons can't make a move. Onyx can't make a move either.
Dragons are dead, and Onyx dead.
They are waiting on the wings. It is Aurora or FaZe. 2 teams alive
Wow.
right now. They are not on
So the top 8 settled.
Who can change the fate
Oh, unless
of
Go
those
Next
2
wins. A
teams?
team out. So if a team outside the top 8 there, so Go Next is one of them. They're not even close, but because they're on match point and it's regional finals, if they win, they can go from like 15th place straight to first place. That's how that works. So that'll push out 10K or TK, T10, whatever they're called. Nasuke's team. See, like I said, when it comes to players, I know a lot easier. Nasuke I've known for a little bit.
On the top left-hand side of your screen are bang center zone. This is crazy.
Harkus has just been dead for the last 6 games all the time.
Fully settled on those shields. No worries there. Unlucky. Doesn't have much to it. Effect actually gathering up a couple of meds for Unlucky. They have been playing with very little. But they've been making it work. Aurora here. Excuse. Realizes Aku's on the other side
died.
of things from Mouse.
He's only been knocked by FaZe. Why FaZe just... Nasuke's fully dead now. FaZe are just goaded right now. What the hell?
On the outside
Been
of
bad
this.
all day.
Also on match point. Lufka trying to make it his moment. He's had moments near Kashira, but it's always been the Kashira show.
I've always said Lufka,
tried
but
to do it on his
Lufka.
own.
They've got a Moby though, but they don't have his banner.
Snasky. They've got post skill, but this is not looking too great in my eyes. Mark, in terms of holding this and closing out.
I think GG win this. They got that building. They got to win that fight for that building. They got to hold that building.
A little bit over to the east though. So FaZe probably have a
This shouldn't go another game. It shouldn't. It's literally just FaZe and Aurora. It shouldn't go another game. But FaZe are somehow playing well. If Go Next wins, that'll be crazy.
Outside of this, well, the end of this building will be in zone that Aurora
Or
hold at
not
the moment.
like GG or 10K. Probably 10K because 10K's dying right now and GG's in a good spot. So it'll knock 10K out.
The only team who leaves this building. But about 3 or 4 teams will die on their way out.
10K Gaming Gladiators. Mouse,
GG should be good here. They're in a good spot.
Onyx out if it ends like this. If Gaming Gladiators win, that's all good. If Mouse wins, that's
Dragons
all
and
good.
Onyx out. There's no way.
FaZe or Aurora
10K
wins,
down.
things
10K will,
change.
alright, 10K will get eliminated if like Go
Someone
Next
else
wins.
takes their fate into their
So the
own
top
hands.
7's
Mouse
decided.
looking to do
Aurora's
it.
down. It's just
Aurora,
FaZe.
they're gone. There's just one hope.
It's just
in this
FaZe.
lobby, and it's FaZe. Otherwise, we're ending here.
If FaZe wins, I swear to God.
Away from the position that Go Next held.
Alliance is dead now.
Alliance. Last shot saloon, 20 HP for a
GG wins it, I think.
They'll be out.
I called it about
Hit match point, of
5
course.
fights ago. GG had it.
Still not
I think
been
they
able to
take it.
secure the win.
FaZe though, they're right there in a decent spot.
Have disappeared.
Mouse is out
Mouse
now.
have just been eliminated as well as FaZe have moved into the traffic here.
Ooh,
I've got to
FaZe
say,
are in a
I'm
bad
not
spot
sure
now.
about this play from
Yeah,
FaZe.
they had a
They
good
need to
spot.
win this game to keep the series going.
Navi's still alive. Navi and GG are fighting each other. GG's dead. Okay, I was wrong. Oh my god, FaZe is going to do it. Go Next is going to do it and knock T10 out.
Look at the position they have, the vantage spot.
Navi's already made it. They mean nothing if they win. It just ends the game. FaZe makes it go another game. And if Go Next win, T10 are out. GG made it though. Happy. Unless of course FaZe win. Goes another game.
And only crumbs are left.
I think Go Next win this. Go Next win this and make it.
They got a chance to do it right here. Not a sincere over.
FaZe will die first because they're not
FaZe
inside.
Underneath it. 3 squads left. You gotta say, Go Next.
Yeah.
Henchman. Actinum.
Navi looks stacked, but
This could
I
be their
don't
moment.
see
They
how
said they were champions a
these
while
2
ago.
teams beat Go
It's a new
Next here.
roster now.
I don't see it.
That same org wants to lift another one in its regional finals on the line. 3 squads left. You gotta say, Go Next. 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 3 squads left. You gotta say,
Got a crypto ult.
Crazy how Go Next
Harvey.
and Na'Vi are in the same
They're gonna
lobby.
try and take a roof now.
the same
FaZe.
fight.
That's right.
But FaZe, everybody at home, remember, are still alive. And if FaZe win this game,
They're not going to.
we will see.
Go Next are in
another
too good
game
of a spot
at
here.
Match Point Finals.
With a rampart too.
FaZe know they can't fight. How do they get out of this? They cannot be the
Nah,
first
they
team
can't.
to fight. So what do? They've got Revenant. They could try to push.
They
on
need
Go
Na'Vi to do
Next.
something
They can
here,
also
but they're not going
try
to.
Pressure Na'Vi. Somebody's got to do something to Go Next.
Go Next
And
have
that's
to
the Valkyrie
win.
ultimate. That's not
Na'Vi just
gonna
want
do
this to
much here.
end.
FaZe no. Nags just gets the shield battery off. He's got the Mirage ultimate as well. Can he do something tricky? And is this zone going to close as well? Possibly put Na'Vi into a position where they
Oh,
can
is
pressure
Go Next
out
running out of
Go Next
room?
and not
They've
be
lost the
looking
high
because they're
ground.
in the building
I
at
think
where FaZe
Na'Vi
is.
might
Not
actually
a
take.
Spinster
I keep
holding
changing my
it down,
answer
saying,
because
"No,
all teams are playing
FaZe to
so
represent
well.
this org. We got a new org now. We're taking them to the top as well.
Nah, FaZe are
It's
dead.
history
They're
upon
running out of room
history
here.
in
Yeah,
the
FaZe are
final
dead.
zone. And it's someone
Go
who
Next
shot
is
to
looking
make
at 'em.
history and push us to 12
Crypto
games
ult,
and
though.
another shot right here.
Go Next get EMP'd.
FaZe are dead.
Bang ult comes down in this situation. Excuse me, it's a Gibraltar ultimate that's coming down from the sky.
FaZe are dead. There's no way.
But it doesn't really
Yep.
connect in the way
They've
they
locked.
wanted.
Na'Vi's dropped on FaZe. Go Next is gonna win.
The Maggie ball.
FaZe are dead.
There's a problem, but
GG.
it's just
It's
opened
done.
the door
Go Next win.
for Go Next to move in. Go Next will close out.
They
and
win.
Go Next will be
Regional Finals champions.
our final winners here in EMEA. What an epic.
That means Nasuke doesn't make it. Oh, that is so unlucky for Nasuke.
That has to come to an end.
It's finally over.
And my
12
goodness,
games.
Go Next.
Or
are
11.
certainly
Oh.
happy that they got that win. There's a lot of things that we could look at. I want to wait and keep a little bit of the suspense here for the drum roll.
Better
But I'm
not.
gonna say, I think
End
they're
it,
really
bruv.
happy they got that win. It was not as Vincier and FaZe who were so close to doing it as well. But the position
I should have had more
Go Next
energy
was
for
in
that last
in
game because
that
there'll be a
zone,
YouTube video,
it
but
had to
I
be a
was mentally drained.
Major defect to your game plan, a major mishap that would have allowed
That was
to
such a
continue
good
on
set
to
of
12.
games.
That's just the way it is in match point. At a certain point, it's just probably gonna happen.
That was a
Dan,
good set.
I want to bring you back in and get your thoughts on that. You were watching in the rafters. Go Next, your EMEA regional finals champions.
And amazing for Go
EMEA.
Next, of course, because they were not in the guaranteed placements
Yeah, they
for
weren't.
mid-season playoffs. But
That's
Now
right.
they
will
are.
guarantee themselves by winning regional finals. But sadly, that means one of the teams who's
T10.
down at the bottom loses a spot. So when we see
Nasuke.
those overall standings, that's going to be heartbreaking.
We
for
already
one of
know
those
it,
squads, but
bro.
of
It's
course,
called
just have to
math.
give it to Go Next. There's something about Go Next in the org and getting the job done when we go far in match point.
FaZe did pretty well, but they were too
Yeah, I
far.
mean, I think that's
They left
what's
their
also
run too
interesting,
late.
Mark, you know, you look at that conversation. Nodus Vincier was not a team. Neither were FaZe that had any skin in the game in terms of whether you know Na'Vi won or Go Next won. Na'Vi would have kept that top 8 the way it is because they
Yeah.
already have a spot qualified. So if you were just in the top 8, you would be fine. But because it was Go Next, coming
Yeah.
from that bottom side,
Go
out
Next
of the
winning
top 8,
ruined it
does push
for
someone down.
10k. 10k is it? I keep saying
And oh
T10.
boy,
It's
we're gonna
10k.
have some drama at the end. To wrap it up, match 1
Alliance was
11
shocking
results.
the last 5-6 games. I don't know what the hell
You
they
know,
did.
we went so long, I'm forgetting whether we're starting or ending.
But because their first 5-6 was so good, they still came first.
What a shout out to FaZe to keep this going. And
Yeah,
almost
FaZe did
push
pretty
it to a
well.
game 12,
Last, they left
but
their
it
run
was
too
not
late though.
enough.
Come on, show the overall.
Cannot doubt their effort
We already
as
know
take a look
T10's out.
at the series
Yeah,
results.
T10's out.
So Go Next will be champions. They're the team who close out match point. Only the 71 points
That's
on the
this
board
set.
for them. Not a huge amount, but it's enough to get
See,
them over
FaZe
50 initially,
just did
and
really
they
well the
give
last
them a
3
chance to
games, and they
close out.
still came
Alliance,
9th. That's how
second
bad
place
they were for the
them.
first 8.
They will hate hearing that. 109 points.
Alliance
Still a fantastic
win,
day.
but
Great
because Go
performance
Next
when it
won
comes to
on match point,
kills.
they take first place, but
69
Alliance had the
outclassing
most point.
everyone in the lobby
So
when it
Alliance,
comes to team
Go
fight.
Next really would have came
Just in behind them
not
as well with
10th place,
46
really,
kills and the 41 placement
or
points to
9th.
87,
Yeah,
but
9th.
I think the
But because they won on
thing
match point,
here
they come
is the
first.
Qualification spots. That's what everybody wants to see. That's what really matters to these teams.
Unlucky
That's gonna be
10k,
crazy.
bro.
Let me point this out before we go to that. Dragons, 76 points, right? They were they were looking like they were in 3rd for a moment.
Yeah, they were.
Sincere in that last game, able to climb up with 15 extra points. Dragons get eliminated early, but
Case
Fantasy
winning
6,
gone.
That's pretty good. They were outside and they needed something. Ronin.
Well, did they make
finished
it?
In 4th.
I think
Was
they
that
did.
enough? Gaming Gladiator Was that
GG
enough
clutched
with
up last
5?
two games.
Baseline, we know they couldn't do it. We had a feeling there wasn't going to be enough. But 10K, they were battling. On it, they were battling. What ended up happening?
I already know.
As we go to our overall standings.
Alliance, Na'Vi, Nemesis, go next, Z10. Owls, GG. Ronan made it at the end.
I ordered
Bruh.
200 hand-forged
Really?
knives to my dorm room and built a Wix
Really?
website to sell them.
I was reading that.
Ronan,
Yep,
Nemesis,
10K,
Na'Vi,
just
and
missed out
Alliance
because of
will
Go
join
Next.
them at EWC and 10K Dragons.
GG also caught up with Ronan. Yeah, Ronan just made it. Dragons missed out. 10K missed out because of Go Next winning at first place. That is rough. Z10 and is different to 10K. I keep saying Z10 and 10K the same, but yeah, Nasuke's 10K. They just miss out. If Na'Vi won, 10K make it through and Go Next don't. The FaZe fighting Na'Vi there literally killed 10K. They still came 13th.
Ultimately, we have 8 incredible teams representing EMEA, and I'm excited to see what they can do at esports.
How much of a break do we have?
Let's take a look at our EMEA qualified teams going to EWC Alliance. Not as sincere team. Nemesis,
I didn't get the cords out of my way.
Tenacity, Mouse, Ronan, Gaming Gladiators, and Go Next. Celebrate, my friends.
ALGS.
Celebrate. You may not be fathers on Father's Day, but you may be. Who knows? Either way, you should be having.
Did they have an update time on the next one? It was meant to start at 8 AM. Doesn't have an updated time because it is currently 8:40. That's how long this went.
These teams. That's how close it was in EMEA. That is an indication.
I'll keep watching until they tell me something.
Teams. They wish they had 12. They
100
wish they had
Thieves?
16 going, but at the end of the
NA,
day,
mate.
mid-season playoffs is an
This is not
opportunity
NA.
to improve that as we head into championship.
Yeah, Nasuke's gonna cry.
It certainly
Poor
is
fella.
indeed. No, I've got to give a
He
shout
played
out to
very well
10K,
today.
But it is going to be heartbreaking for them, and especially Nasky, the fact that the team that pips them to the post is going to be Ronin. It's just funny how those kind of things happen, right? It's it's a heartbreaker for them, but I think Ronin certainly deserved it. I think they played really, really good today. I think that they were very impressive in some of those team fights and the way they navigated the edge of the zones. And
That is a great question.
Kills on the board. It's no surprise.
When is
to see
NA
them take that
starting?
spot away. So congratulations to everyone that made it. Of course, it's such a bittersweet.
Meant to be
thing
8
when you
AM, and it's
see
currently
those awards,
8:40.
you're like, you kind of look at who didn't make it instead of who did, and it's a very strange thing. But yeah, amazing to see those 8 teams. I think they're going to be a great representation for EMEA.
Well, there's still a lot of light at the end of that tunnel for those teams. There's another split coming up, and of course, it's time to reset and get the right squads going together.
How much a
But in
break do we
terms
have?
Of right squads.
Do we have
had
a
one
break at all,
clearly
please?
today. Even though they did not get the overall regional final win, in terms of points, they were at the top all day long, and that was a line.
Don't know whether I should end this live stream. Yeah, facts. 33 kills. He's so good.
He held the first and the second kill lead overall in the
Yeah, Harkus the only
leagues
one from
of
Alliance
EMEA.
not on that kill
But
table.
he
He
got even more
was just
today.
dead
You know,
most of
I'll
today.
grant
He
it,
started
played about
throwing.
5 extra games today,
Genuinely.
So, I mean, that's to be expected. But still, effect your Sony in zone.
Yeah, he's
kill lead,
so good.
Dominating again and again. Dan, we know the effect.
This guy is so
He has
cracked.
come outside of this early approach, which now we can look at and say was just him getting used to this level. It was just him getting
Him on
used to
Ballistic,
Alliance,
that's when
kind
they
of
were
being a group
dominating.
stage
He's just
phenomenon.
broken on Ballistic.
No longer. Effect brings it at all times. It's just one of the most consistent teams, probably one of the top 3 teams for anybody who's ranked.
If I do have a break, I don't know whether I should end the live stream and then start a new one because it's now a completely different set because I'll probably have different titles and thumbnails for it after the live streams. So yeah, this was crazy when he was soloed from like 15th to like 5th place.
EMEA will have going into mid-season playoffs, but something they do have to look at is yes, they got to match point, but they couldn't get over the line, which has happened quite a few times now, and they need to try and pinpoint. You know, is it bad zones? Is it legend?
That was the last game they
need
won.
Something a little bit more deeper. It's really down to their team, their coaching staff, and themselves as players to find that success. And when it
4,
comes,
7,
it's gonna
6,
feel
0,
amazing, just
5,
as it
3
did when they won
kills.
the EWC last year.
First
For
6
Effect
games.
As a player, he is unbelievable. Watching this kid
15k
play is a
damage,
delight every
Jesus
single time he's on the
Christ.
screens. It just feels like he does not miss. The way he thinks about the game, the way he positions himself in every single fight, some of the angles he takes is unreal. And I do think that he is going to continue to be a shining light for this team.
Well, you know, I look at match 7, 8,
11 update
10,
yet.
and 11, and even match 9, and you compare those to his first 6 matches, and it's a stark difference in terms of the amount of kills and impact that he's having. Largely, his 33 kills
Still
come
8
from the
a.m.
first 6. And so I think when you say what is the difference that they have to look at, it's why is that happening?
1
How
hour.
do we make effect and our team play the way our team plays? Even during match point, and that's a very difficult thing to do, but you have to work
I hope
on
they
that.
tote. I want
I
to
think,
break,
and
but
Mark,
I
we've
don't
seen
think
this
we
time and
will.
time again, just where, you know, yes, you have these things that are clearly your Achilles heel, so to speak, but there's no excuse in terms of the talent that you have, you know, to
Bro, just
really go
address
6
when
games as
NA
Alliance
starts.
and probably not win a game. I mean, that is very, very rare. They're that good of a team. So it's just a matter of working on that and just kind of hammering out the pieces. They got good
Do you
motivation
feel bad
to
for
do that with,
Nasco?
you know, a couple $1 million prize.
He
pool
tried
coming
hard
up on
today.
the line.
Yeah, it certainly does indeed. I mean, it's something that they would call a happy hunting ground as well for them. And last time they were in Riyadh, they lifted the trophy at the end of it. So, you know, it's not a bad performance by any means by Alliance. It's just unfortunate.
Week
they
would have
couldn't
told
close
me
out
by
match
now.
Point, right? They
I was
still
watching Week.
put the most points up in the lobby by a mile compared to everyone else. They are still the best team in EMEA. And I think they will be more than happy to go back to back if they get the opportunity.
I don't think there'll be a break.
And you know what?
I think
they'll
I'll
be
go
even
straight
happy
in.
with the second
I'll
place
probably
as well,
end
'cause,
when it
you know,
starts. I'll end the
that'll
live
still be
stream
some
and then
pretty nice
start
cash
one
to bring
instantly.
home, and obviously a good tournament played if they get that in just a few weeks. Now let's bring in one of our members of the winning team today,
Bruh.
and I mean winning because they stole the show at that last moment. We've got none other than Atenum joining us from Go
All right.
Next. Atenum, congratulations!
I'm going
on
for
the
a
win,
shout.
man. How are you guys feeling?
Stuff you. Who cares what go next? Hehe. Alright, I'm gonna end the live stream and I'll start another one up when NA starts. It was meant to start 44 minutes ago, so it could be 5, could be 10, could be 15 minutes. I don't know, but I'll be back. I'll be back.